Hello, 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 hello. आगे भाई on time, भाई on time. हाँ, any comments? On time, Shimar. What is up? What is up? Heads off है, ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है, सब कुछ ठीक है. पोल डालेंगे बहुत भयंकर. माइक ऑन करो, हेलो. ईडीजी हारेगी, T1 जीतेगी 3-0. ठीक है, चलो. कौन मैसेज कर रहा है बदतमीज? ओ शिट, माफ करे, माफ करे. ला 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 ला. Cheers and good morning to everybody. How is everybody doing?
Goes to show you that in this sport, in this game, you can't.
कल एक दिन गाइस, कल एक दिन, उसके बाद मैंने सारे वॉच पार्टीज किए टिल मास्टर्स. W.
We were all expecting EDG to handle them with ease, and yet it wasn't.
50-50 चल रहा है पोल.
T1 的话，看到他们无人 ID， 他们无人都是打了
T1 जीतेगा
非常久的
90
职
करो.
业的选手，然后
बड़े स्मार्ट दिख रहे हो भाई, नहा धो के आए हो,
就是
मस्त.
配合比较默契，然后互相相信彼此。
저희가 어제 이기지한테
소야 मैं सोया 5 घंटा सोया.
충분히 그것도 이길 수 있는 경기라고 생각을 하고 거기에 이제 챔피언스라는 타이틀에 쫄지 않고 임할 생각이고.
मैसेज इग्नोर, मैं नहीं करता इग्नोर भाई.
然后至于压力
किसको
什么
सपोर्ट
的
करे?
我觉得
T1
已经走过
कांग
很
कांग बहुत
长的
मारेगा.
路，所以我觉得这对我们造
T1 को
成
सपोर्ट करेंगे.
然后我们的目标是，不管是输是赢，只是尽力去打好后面的每一场比赛，然后一步一条命的吧。
माफ करो रोनी से, बिलेटेड हैप्पी बर्थडे मेरी जान के रोटे.
그리고 이제
Why
저희
are
팀원들이
these used by your
팬들
standard
발탈 때
language?
경기 보여줬던 게 제 입장에서는 진짜 말도 안 되는. 네, 그래서 너무
दूसरी टीम कौन है फाइनल्स में? G2. ये दोनों में से जो जीतेगा वो G2 के अगेंस्ट करेगा बेस्ट ऑफ 5.
일단 유지하고
जो जीता वो जीता.
저는 조금 더 높은 곳을 바라보도록 하겠습니다.
Mentality. Let's upset them here. Sell them fighting 2, fighting 3, and Buzz. My God, what a nail biter.
3-0 खत्म हो जाना चाहिए
我觉得
क्योंकि 8 बजे से मेरा दूसरा
最
स्ट्रीम
近
है.
可能残局输的比较多吧，然后我觉得就希望大
ऐसे
家
तो
能够
ग्रुप
调
गेम
整好
से
心态，然
आज
后能够找回以前的自己吧。
저랑 진짜 엄청 오래전부터 해왔던 걸로 알고 있어서 발로란 초창기 때부터 아무래도 경험이 제일 많이 있는 선수 중 하나일 거라 생각하고 중국에
जोबो बंक्स भाई, जोबो एक्सक्यूज मी, W वॉच पार्टीशंस, थैंक यू शाबाश भाई.
만나게 된다면은 꼭 부셔.
नवनीत NH, नवनीत NH, थैंक यू फॉर द मेंबरशिप मेरी जान के टोटे.
说是司空见惯的了。
भाई कुछ भी बोलो, बंदा मेरे जैसा स्मार्ट तो दिख रहा है. सेम हेयर स्टाइल कॉपी किया नवनीत ने, याद रखना, याद रखना. कॉपी कैट, सेम हेयर स्टाइल है. Tips to improve game, deathmatch.
The world champions, EDG. Of course, they have a lot of pressure on their shoulders.
BO3 है,
The
BO5 है,
last stand
BO5
for
है
the
बड़ी.
Chinese region, but most importantly, an opportunity to punch their ticket to back-to-back grand finals.
And survive, most importantly, as
भाई
well.
भाई हो रहा रात
The
को,
pressure gets on
वो
this
रात को
team.
मालूम पड़ेगा
They always
क्या क्या
turn
गेम्स हो रहा
up. They
है.
don't shy away from any sort of challenge.
T1.
भाई बहुत आगे तक तो आए हैं भाई T1.
Second seed
कुछ भी
from
बोलो.
Pacific. But they've been on a revenge tour, taking down EMEA Super Team, and now another revenge match ahead of them. A chance to deny EDG's back-to-back trophy opportunity.
It's the salty run back we've all been waiting for. T1 gets an opportunity to get revenge on EDG, and let's see how the chips fall.
आपका कैम
as
राइट में करो.
players. You know that
कर रहा
they're
हूँ.
feeling the pressure, the anticipation, and most importantly, the electricity in the UOB Live.
चक्कर आ रहा है
Both
क्या?
of these teams have a very similar map pool, and both of them perma-ban Abyss. In the last series, EDG floated the map, T1 banned it, and I think it put EDG at an advantage here. I'd like to see both teams
लगा नहीं था इतने heavy teams होने के बाद T1 यहाँ तक पहुँचेगा, हाँ ना?
Yeah, not the case, but you are completely correct in that they are very
यार
similar.
एक गंदा map
EDG
last में नहीं pick कर सकते हो
selecting
fracture.
their first opening map. And I believe they ended up losing this to T1 when they played in that initial series. So looking to see if they can right the wrongs of the past here and start off strong early in the best of 5.
Let's not forget that format
First
is
pick
going
bind.
to be absolutely brutal. It's a
Hello,
marathon,
Blizzy. Thank
not a
you.
sprint, Mimi.
And this is
नहीं
experience
सोएगा अच्छे से सोए ना मस्त सोए
So
मैं
right, you're so
partnership
right.
era
बस मैं
have
कनाडा
not
से
lost a
आपसे
best out of 5. For
मिलने
T1,
आओ
they
तो मिलोगे
barely
अथीना
played
प्लीज
any.
यार
They were
कैसे
not a
मिलूँ
top team
यार
in
शेड्यूल
Pacific
के
for the
देखो ना
longest
कैसा
time. They made it to
12
their
घंटा
first
शेड्यूल चल रहा है
BO5,
मेरा
this stage of Pacific, and now this is their first BO5 on a stage this big.
क्या पता मेरा ही
These
प्लान हो
teams,
कनाडा
though,
आने
right,
के
as we
लिए
had
क्या
noted
पता
many
क्या
times
पता
here, no strangers to these high-octane, high-pressure BO5s. They've been in this in the past. The problem here this time, Brent, is that you got a
Daddy
T1
X
team
Universe, thank you for the
that's kind
29
of
मेरी
been
जान के
a little bit of
today.
David and Goliath setup here, right? And they feel
लगभग का
that,
क्या
but it
सीन
feels
है
like
इतना
they are
डब्ल्यू
embracing
अनाउंसमेंट
it,
भाई
but it's
बैकएंड में
wanted
कितना
because
काम
they
कर रहे
feel like
भाई
they have the right
लगभग
hook to
गोल्डी
bring
भाई
down the Giant.
But we saw them
Insane.
as fan power, and we've seen our opinions overall here. This might be the turning point in the tournament where people expect T1 potentially to be the very, very slight favourites, or at least 50-50 out worse
No.
in this matchup. The pressure
What
kind of
the other
shifts there a little bit. You can be the underdog throughout the entire tournament, and that gives you a bit of an edge, I think, a bit of extra confidence, because you know, okay, well, if we go out here, it's not the end of the world. The expectations weren't that grand in the
Not
first
really.
place. But here is where it is real. Like we've been mentioning, best of 5 territory. EDG were
thanks so much.
freshly got this one in their mind through their run in their own regionals. They made a lower bracket run recently. They know they're capable of doing it. But T1,
Kamucha,
they're
Pao?
going to be having many questions, I think, asked of them, and they are up. It's up to them genuinely to answer it themselves here.
But for Buzz and for
James
Stacks,
कम करो
who
थोड़ा,
plays
काहे भाई?
not
काहे?
on DRX, not on that Vision Strikers core for their first global
369
event,
और ऐसे
it would mean
duel,
the world
baby.
for them. It would make the risk pay off to not just make top 3, but to go beyond
आपको
that.
चश्मा
Make
लगा
their
है?
first ever global grand finals, being the second Korean team to be able to claim that accolade.
You can see the BO5 yet again. I wanted to bring it up just
50-50%
to emphasize,
poll is
right?
wild.
Folks
हाँ
don't
ना,
buy
actual
Hayden
में
fractured
1000
in
लोगों ने
this
वोट
series
किया है,
split. We're aware that
500
this series
इधर,
goes top
500
to
उधर.
30 potentially.
I think biggest
हाँ.
strengths here for T1 are the
चलो,
double duel
सब लोग
stacks,
मिलके
the
एक-एक
split,
gifted members
the
करो.
Haven, where
1000 हो
they beat
जाएंगे.
Vitality yesterday. Not having their Lotus though makes it tough to find the third map they're
आज
favored on.
maintenance है
And I
क्या?
think the questions
क्या है?
have
आज
to
मेरे
go
को
to
नहीं
the
मालूम.
first map of this series. They beat EDG here yesterday, but clearly EDG have focused on changing that up, picking it first in the series.
न्यू एजेंट यूज
They're
होगा आज
scary
नहीं
team,
रे
they're confident if they're going into a match
शायद
as well.
कल
I think
रिवील
they can
होएगा
right
यूज
those
नहीं
wrongs
होएगा
as well.
किधर.
We're seeing those switch ups. We're this deep into the tournament. If we
Nope.
did, I think it would be quite surprising. But I just love how much these
Bang
two
bhai, how
teams
much
opt into the
confident
fight.
are you
They're both running
about
KO for a reason.
SA12
You're gonna
Valo
see pop
lineup?
flashes, you're gonna be seeing
You
aggro
cannot
plays,
be confident,
re-clears,
yaar.
and
You have to
aggressive is
watch the
approach
games,
for both of these
then
teams. It's
nurture
going
them,
to be
make some
a
changes,
bloodbath.
and then you
I
can
want to
feel
see
confident.
Kung Kung at his best. He's been asked to play a lot of sacrificial roles, running it down on the Neon, teleporting in on the Yoru, but his Raze has always been one of his
कल
absolute
शो
finest
मैच में यूज
agents,
होगा.
and I think
Yes
he has to put
sir,
up
हो
another
सकता है,
MVP
possible है, possible
caliber
है.
performance here to take down T1.
This
बंग भाई
is gonna
कन्नड़ा
be
आती है
awesome.
आपको?
I
नहीं,
think
कन्नड़ा
it's safe to
बरोदिಲ್ಲ.
say everyone in
कोंकणी
this
आती.
venue is hyped for this one, and it's the last hope for both China and Pacific. So let's get this BO5 started. Send it over to your casters. Here's
याद
once
रखना
again
पैसिफिक
Pansy
भाई चाइना
and
में
Ender.
बाद में आया था वैलोरेंट, ठीक है? Come on.
Thank you so much,
Thank you,
GB,
thank you
and
for the
desk. And I want to
membership.
start this
Same
off
as
by
सबका
kind of
बे आज.
prefacing this with the notion of power residing where men believe it resides. And EDG normally would be the one to look up to. However, they were made to look mortal. G2 bringing them down, but can T1 deliver the killing blow?
T1 are riding all the momentum coming off the back of yesterday's
EDG has
series.
never
There's a little bit of
lost a
magic in the
VCT
air
best
for
of 5.
Pacific's #2 seed. Their run so far this tournament has been nothing short.
नहीं अगर ऐसा है तो मैं कर दूं, एंड कर दूं स्ट्रीम. हाँ नहीं, तुम लोग ऐसा बताना चाहते हो तो मैं एंड कर देता हूँ ना. मतलब मैं क्या पॉइंट है?
Here.
सुब्रत भाई थैंक यू फॉर द वन
EDG on the
गिफ्टेड.
attacking side, of course, meaning T1
लव यू.
on the
जिसको
defense.
भी
We
मिला
are in
छुपा
best
लो.
of 5 territory, long games. The desk highlighting it too. This will be a bloody affair. Both happy to brawl out, and for now though, it should be a relatively open
14-0
B
चल रहे
side.
बे वो लोग.
T1 have chosen to leave Izu all on his lonesome back towards elbow.
मैंने
That
किया
said,
अपना,
the skull
thank
here
you.
is still good. 2 players of T1 have rotated over, and EDG look like they're going to try and force themselves out. No one's looking at Izu, and
भाई ऐसा मारा होते मेरा कैमरा गया. What the
You can feel
fuck?
it. The atmosphere in here. The crowd believing it. And T1 showing it. What a start from Meteor. You look at the likes of Izu. You look at Buzz. How Sylvan's been a
ये
star.
क्या है
Meteor.
ये?
What a moment.
क्या है कैमरा गया रे बाबा?
Amazing.
हाँ कौन बताया तो 14-0 का स्टैट्स?
Watch, and that is just killer.
भाई
EDG
Meteor
come
कल
in,
से
get
कितना grow हुआ है
instantly
बे?
brought down. Again, they chose to come to this map.
Sharma
They were
from that
feeling
place? Yes,
confident
yes,
to be
can,
able to steal it back
yes.
from T1 after losing last time around. But to start it off in that fashion is nothing short of incredible.
I like what EDG are doing here, though, kind of getting the lay of the land right, exploring through the map. This should kind of be quite indicative of what to expect going forward into this. They have got, I don't want to say an open site, because we do still see showers controlled there, but for EDG, you're looking at the small wins, right? Can they get a plant down? Can they cost anyone anything? Can anyone deal with Meteor? Apparently not!
एक और रेस हो जाए.
Same from
एक
round
और
1.
रेस हो जाए.
Lucky Fancy's going again in round 2.
एक और रेस हो जाए. Meteor
Shocking
डर
scene
मत.
so far, and yeah, EDG, they'd be lucky to get a plant down at this point. No showers control. They finally call Simon in, but Meteor is still here with that Guardian. He is wreaking havoc.
Now let him go. Let him do it back to back. This could be back to back aces.
अरे यार
He
टैक्स
fancies it.
यार.
Let him get on the board as well. Feel out the game.
यार नहीं यार.
Yet to do really anything.
भाई Meteor को क्या हो
Shut
गया
out
है?
completely in the opening 2 rounds, and Meteor is going to come into round 3 with the ultimate.
Huge.
Because of these kills, he gets the exact right amount of them, then donates some orbs over to Stacks. I mean, what a way to kick it off too.
And then let's talk bigger picture here, right? We do have a bonus that is pretty beefy, so we'll keep our
Hey,
eyes
बे.
towards it with that
Meteor को
ult in
किधर
play
तो
as
देखा
well.
हुआ लग रहा है
But
लेकिन.
EDG have had some rough games individually, I want to highlight. They are off
I
to
would
a
like to
0-2
apologize.
start for every single player. No one is warmed in yet. This is going to feel cold for them. They need to start
मुझे
picking
ऐसे
up.
aim
We've been
चाहिए दिला दो.
looking
यार
like
मेरा
some
stream
Kang
देखो
Kang.
same
They're
aim
starting
है.
to activate a bit more. Same with Chichu. These are superstars for a reason. We know they can thrive in pressure scenarios. They need to do some damage on this round.
Kong Kong was 5-13 in opening kills yesterday's series. There you go.
That'll do
Chichu's
it.
going to be
That'll
trying
do
to
it.
step up.
Very nice.
पड़ी लेकिन चीचू को पड़ी.
But now EDG still have a lot of time to play with. That's a great pick to find.
Badi
Right?
to
It's
hai.
going to keep 2 players, maybe even 3, shifting over towards the A side of the map. EDG still have the time to play with, dodging away from the Fade Eye down towards B long to gear up for a B split.
And with that Prowler going through the TP, it's so indicative that they don't really have a good read on where they are and they want to get a better idea. But now, going to give away the game. Going to note the pressure coming in. Does have some of the Vice utility to depend upon to keep some security, but there will be a crunch and it's going to be very uncomfortable to try and hold from Octagon.
2 players already quick on the rotate from T1. We'll see if Izu can stay alive here.
It's a lot on Izu's shoulders. A bit of a superstar in the making! And Simon!
Chichu का तो
what is
XP
going
नहीं
on?
है.
I've never seen EDG look this lost in this round. But Izu, does he consider? I think he does. He's very aware that maybe Chichu's missing. They've only seen so many on the site. Smoggy has succeeded, but he spots out the player and Chichu's low.
Look at Meteor. Meteor snuck out into wood too. Like T1 have positions on this
क्या
site.
हो
This
रहा
is
है?
super uncomfy for the post plant. Let's see if Izu can clear towards long. He still has his
क्या
util
हो
to
रहा
play with.
है?
He's still pinned on this one. Chichu has to back away. Meteor
भाई
getting away.
Meteor ना मान रहा.
Now EDG starting to suffer, down to 3, but that spike is still ticking.
It's getting messy on the site. Kong Kong keeps it up for EDG, and he gets another.
ये Izu अभी भी इसका 1v1 चल रहा है.
But he goes for a swing, finds those kills, and now Izu is turning it around.
It's not over yet. The time is ticking. Nobody's going to be ice cold about this one. You can't lose it like this. The time.
He's got
He's
it.
absolutely got it. What is going on with EDG right now?
It was looking just about
भाई
unplayable.
क्या patience
And
है
then
ये?
Izu out of nowhere with the Red
Huh?
Bull clutch.
क्या है ये
The fact that
patience?
he's able to stick here in Octagon.
How's he
bring
not
Meteor to
cleared?
cover up.
How's he not pressured in this? Like, there was no comfortable post plant for EDG there at all.
It's crazy because EDG were getting time pressured, so they went for the plant and tube. They were playing in back sight, and somehow Meteor slipped over, was able to go shoulder to shoulder with Izu. So then once Meteor's dealt with, there's still Izu. There's just too many problems for EDG to clear.
I'm waiting to see if there's an early timeout from EDG. Yeah, there is. There is a round 4 timeout.
That is an ugly, ugly, ugly timeout.
Because it makes me worry that
Pacific
there are
on
bigger
top,
issues
baby!
at play here, right? Either it because by round 4 there's so little to be seen really, right? You're coming in so very new. Yeah, your money's going to be in pieces. But T1 have absolutely got them on the ropes by round 4. I can't believe what we're seeing.
I mean, don't forget that round, right? It's T1 taking a bonus. They bought an Outlaw. That's all they purchased into it. They got in showers too, so it's a 5v4 that they end up getting lost to time. And
what are you
coming
expecting from Acetone lineup?
Really
victory?
what I'm imagining, because it can't be a game plan thing for EDG. It's too early for that in a timeout like this. Instead, it's talking about how we playing the post plant. Probably comms are falling apart in a moment like that. If Izu's not getting cleared,
Radiant का पता नहीं, लेकिन
it seemed like
3
Kung
तारीख
was the only guy
से
really
grind
locked in
चल
on. Yeah, everyone else looked a little asleep. Well, and hesitant to try and clear the player towards Octagon to try and find a really secure
देखा जाएगा 6-8 घंटा खेलेंगे Valo
in between the ideas, but they got to sharpen up here. I know it's a long
story mode भी चालू करना है, एक story mode game heavy वाला खेलेंगे.
A team who are, again, you look at the names on this roster for T1, they are obsessed.
मेरे को ये साल मेरा खुद का रिकॉर्ड तोड़ने का है. Last year मैंने 490 streams किए थे.
Buzz, these names
देखते हैं इस साल 500 कर सकता हूँ.
They've wanted this for God knows how long.
Going back all the way to the Vision Strikers day. Early fight into showers, but T1 will do well to back away. They can play around their Vise util they brought over to this A site. EDG are going to be stuck in this choke point for a long time coming.
Now we get to test the patience a little of T1 because
watch
I liked what Stax was saying as well, that they felt they could have beaten EDG. There were a couple of things that went wrong. They didn't blame it on anything else. It wasn't like just got lucky. But he took some accountability for it, knowing that they can tighten up the screws a bit, polish it a little further. But first pick this time around for EDG. Can they stick the landing?
Yeah, back-to-back rounds they found it into A, and again moving
भाई
into
fast rotate किया इस बार B पे.
That'll be interesting, and Kung's one away from the
और इस बार back side पे 3 nades रहेंगे. But ये Molly OP है
I
भाई.
like the stall towards long though. That is lovely. It divides.
Molly OP है भाई.
Silver the one.
Molly OP भाई. Molly OP भाई.
Can't support. Divided by the Molly, held back and deleted by Stax. Simon, there was a little bit of threat to this round initially. We saw a little bit of that hit coming in, maybe something to be had. It feels like that's been shut down really swiftly. Simon, yeah, these angles too good. T1, 3 standing.
जो जीता वो final था.
Sure, you come into that round and it's just sheriffs, whatever, for EDG, but there's something
सही में 490 किया था, yes sir. सब कुछ मिला के members only ये वो सब मिला के. Last year 490 streams किए थे.
Izu is right up against the wood there, and they've got this great crossfire going. Then here it's very similar, where Izu's actually tucked over behind this green box. So they're playing on opposite sides of the site very nicely, and EDG seems very slow to adjust.
आज group games में Valor पता नहीं.
Again, it feels very surprising to be saying these
भाई ये round जीता मजा आ जाएगा भाई.
In high peak form.
ये round जीता मजा.
Lovely attempt there with the jump spot coming in as well, just kind of adding layers to it. So they're going to show that the operator is in play. Initially was posted towards that B site, now obviously free to rotate.
Seems like EDG want to play some of these slower rounds. It's looked like Chichu and Simon have been sort of hand-holding on opposite sides of the map. Last few rounds they've been playing B long, now working into showers, considering maybe leaving in embed or whatnot. But even when they found the early picks, it's not like they're relying on lurks and late round teleports to come into a site. They've reset into B splits pretty frequently.
भाई जीत तो सकते हैं.
Kind of a reset on the timer of is
अभी
someone
भी Molly तो है.
connected. We've also got pressure up long. That's at least 2 players you could maybe extrapolate. You're going to know Kung now as well. This feels very indicative of it being this B site hit.
It's hard to exec here though, because there's a knife to shut down the head.
Molly again towards long. This time they beat it though. We're going to have the ult on top. Izu tries to make a stand, goes down. Stax still on site, and Stax controlling the site. He's got an out on Kung. He does. He's bringing EDG to their knees. Chichu a 1v3. Good luck. Buzz is having none of it. T1 are locked in.
Hello? 14-0, hello?
In response to these B-side execs.
And Stax looked so calm in that as well. He didn't look overly phased, overly fussed. He held himself perfectly in these scenarios. It's incredible the amount
Simon ने मस्त मारा लेकिन ना.
that side.
दूसरा kill sexy मारा उसने.
Coming in with the utility, the knife, then
ये थोड़ा out of syllabus है.
Cleanly like this.
And getting these 1v1 fights is incredibly surprising. I was expecting that swing a little bit quicker coming out here as well. I know it's not going to be easy. It's chaotic on both sides, but you can't give a player
चलो
like
दो
Stax
ulti
that
है
much
वो लोग
work.
इको है.
You need to see EDG waking up.
It feels a little reminiscent of yesterday and EDG's game against
भाई
G2
Brim
Lotus,
के
where they
मॉली
kept
on
attacking
point
the
है
A
भाई.
side over and over
थोड़ा
again.
एक second
Now
left
we've
right
seen,
हुआ,
what,
लेकिन
3-4 B execs
ठीक है,
every
इतना ठीक
time.
है.
Just good gunplay of T1 have shut it down.
And a new conundrum, but again, it's resolved. Izu this time to deny the early start. They expect the pressure from Long, and Sylvan going to then backfill the space. That site is inaccessible. You've got to find something else to do here, EDG, or find a new layer to this, because they're just getting
बिना देखे दो
decimated.
मारे
This is
उसने.
not difficult for T1. This looks
हाय
easy
दैया.
against the reigning champions. This looks easy.
Meteor's just a
क्या हो रहा है
god.
भैया?
He's sitting at 12-2 after 6 rounds. And a combination of finding these timings to push through the smokes.
भाई
Right? Izu does
स्मोक
it, then
के नीचे
Sylvan.
हुक्का के नीचे मॉली है
you're
और
never clearing
विलन
Meteor
के
in that
नीचे मॉली है भाई.
Meteor individually has more kills than the entirety of EDG together. That's...
बाप रे, W
I
crowd.
love it for T1. I love seeing these players, as said, who've been so driven in Valorant to show this level, this capability, right? Any fan would love to see
ये
this sort of
क्या
thing.
पॉप फ्लैश
But I
था?
also don't want EDG to suddenly
हाँ?
lose all of that bravado,
10th
all
floor
of that
पे गिरा है वो
ability that sits
flash.
so well beside them.
We've heard EDG say, you know,
मेरा वाला
they're no
लाइनअप रहेगा
strangers
ऐसा
to the
ऊपर
lower
मारने
bracket.
वाला.
They ran it back
मेरा सोआ जो
domestically,
लाइनअप है उसने
come
KO
ahead
से
in the
किया.
finals and become China's #1 seed.
W.
Something feels off with this team right now, and they have to course correct quickly. There's no longer any time to work
हाँ
with, at
तेरी
least on this open map.
कर jump कर.
Oh, that pivot point, isn't it? And it feels like EDG haven't solved so many of these different problems. This unwillingness to back away from that B hit leaves them in the dark towards
अब
A.
वो लोग को शावर का कोई टेंशन नहीं है क्योंकि अभी भी बॉल है. Prowler ने देख लिया कि शावर कोई नहीं है. सबका नजर है शॉट
Out of the smoke, Kong Kong's gonna be sending it into Lambs. What is going on?
It's only him. He's held up. Meteor will not relent. He will not give up his sight. And he's going to punish every single one. T1 again. Another flawless round. Do you burn another timeout? Or do you just let this go? What do you do in EDG's position? Because this is not the team who won champs. This is not that team right now.
I genuinely think you have to pull the timeout. Their execs just look sloppy.
And the spacing between it, the stall coming out from the Vice utility, the mollies coming in from Sylvan, they're great, but these aren't new things that EDG have never seen before.
No. You've got, right, flashes from Meteor and Stacks
फिर से
countering
एक
out the exec. Those second, third players coming to side are just getting shut down. But also, they're slow play. Now
भाई
there's
लेकिन
an
वो लोग
opportunity
डिले
to
के लिए
buzz.
कितना
That's
कुछ
not
है
gonna be
बे.
easy to keep working.
ब्रिम मॉली KO नेट
Map
KO
playing it
सप्रेस
slowly,
रेज
so they
नेट
show
वाइस
right
का
down towards B
बूम
long
बहुत
to
सा.
maybe pull a rotate. Now sending the ulti in. That's a surprise.
He's still going to go there. Does it divide as much? Not really. Stack's going to then invest off. Buzz still not really moved. All pressured in showers. A lot of this
Bata?
site is still
Nice.
controlled by T1. But EDG have a decent position towards Lamps. They can
ओ
dig their
मीटर के
heels
पास
in.
अल्ट है
Yeah, nobody's
लेकिन
got
सभी
the
को है
ultimate as
लेकिन वो
well.
फिर भी अल्ट करेगा क्या वो लोग को पता नहीं है
Trap play
शायद.
off of contact,
Huge.
but Izu with this ultimate. I mean, they're just gonna go
लग
running
गए.
through.
Yeah, there should be,
लग
you
गए,
know,
सबके
green
लग गए,
light, go
सबके
for it,
लग
get
गए
in
भाई.
there. Meteor fancying it. They're still on line of weapons. Meteor, they have no idea. Now they see him, but now it doesn't matter. It felt late even on the
Almost.
call then. Chichu turns, does get Meteor, but the paranoia mounting. They're burning every
Time.
Cox they need around. They need something on their side. But Stax is defusing. He gets taken off the defuse. EDG might scrape by here. But Buzz and Selvin, oh, coming together at the right time.
मार कसम.
Simon, good luck. The time is too late.
भाई बाप खेला EDG ने ये राउंड लेकिन T1 भी क्या खेला
I
भाई.
think I saw a kitchen sink flying past.
और
at that
मीटर
point.
दूसरा मार देता तो
Biggest
राउंड
investment
था.
I've ever seen in a MasterCard Thrifty. Putting 2 ultimates into the challenge.
भाई
But really, it
बाप
was that
खेला
Lambs
बे
control
EDG
like
ने
you were
लेकिन.
talking about that worked out nicely. Meteor only gets that first kill. I think there's also a nade
भाई
that
तेयो
lands
अल्टी
right
ने
on
सेक्सी
Stax's
स्पेस
head.
क्रिएट किया लेकिन.
Didn't hear that one coming in, that's for sure.
Oh, but again, it's so close. It's so close. It's almost too close. Oh, okay, back through. That's one.
Sexy खेला
That's
ना?
one, right? This could be, you get the blood pumping a little bit.
दोनों टीम
wake you
सेक्सी
up.
खेला.
EDG showing that, hey, we can get on the board here, but you got to find more success.
भाई मेरे को
than
अभी
that
क्या
once.
देखने का मालूम है.
Nowhere
कान
near
कान का
enough.
एज देखने का मेरे
Issue
को.
is now the ult cycle is
मजा आएगा.
down,
स्पाइसी हो
and those
जाएगा मैच.
ultimates were really impactful in both the hit and the
बेंच में किसकी तरफ हूँ?
post plant situation. So EDG are going to move back into their slow rounds right now. But
What? Tell Binks to
seem
tell
a
audience
little
to like the
bit
stream.
timid
Hey
in terms
chat
of the
like
angles
करो
they're taking,
5600 लोग देख रहे हैं.
T1 have the good enough
Like
econ to
करके आराम से
back into
popcorn
the
देके बैठो.
operator. So it's only after maybe you see a peak that finally the Showers players start creeping. Finally we see that creep into long. They've left Spike all the way back in towards spawn.
Yeah. Again, this little bit of a pace change is interesting.
वो लोग बता default हो रहा है. सब जगह spot
I
हुआ
don't
है.
think that's going to cause too many issues for T1 yet. As it stands, though, it does seem as though T1 are in that 3-play stack towards A. Quite like what EDG are attempting here, but this late creep into a Hookah will be curious.
Meteor and Izu have done a great job of holding on to Hookah control pretty consistently. Although will be Meteor in a 1v2.
Yeah, this could be nice, though. They have no idea. Turns a flash, no sweat. He's going to hold this down, and once again, it offsets this hit.
बहुत कस्टम.
Calls it out.
अब
fills the void.
गन्स ही नहीं है किसके पास.
T1 shoulder to shoulder, making EDG again look frayed
क्या
around the
करेंगे?
edges.
There's just no time
Safe.
left either. Meteor's still on the hunt. Look
He's
at this
hungry.
guy.
Oh, he wanted more. Choo-Choo denies, but still, this is done. 9 seconds. Put a fork in it. Simon, there's nothing to do but die. This dominance from T1 is absolutely gorgeous to witness. They've got a great read, and EDG look asleep.
भाई
Meteor's
हर
decision-making
एक
is
बंदा
so
बाप खेल
snappy
रहे
in
बे.
those moments too, right? He gets the first kill, doesn't immediately pop the ult because he re-clears and waits and says, is there going to be a second
Huh?
player to come in and swing me?
क्या ठंडी हो
Once
गई
there
मेरी.
isn't, then the Steel Garden comes down after Kong Kong's already been sacrificed into the site. It's just these perfect moments of stall.
ठंडी
They
चाय कभी
continue to
मत
come
पीना.
in and EDG have no response.
आंखें खुल गई.
There's one watch party I'd like to be in, and the other one probably less so right now.
Yeah, one's a party, the other one is not.
Yeah, early Showers control, looking to try and vie for that. No one quite filling the space behind it yet, still being shouldered on the corner there by Sylvan.
Cool anti-read. Sylvan's going to take contact, but Stax has a judge because last time on the Eco, EDG attacked into lamps.
Buzz, the operator not big enough for you. You fancied a go on the ult as well. No worries, okay. Doesn't get the connection he wanted, but repositioning. T1 feeling a little cocky, right? It feels like they're so willing to fight on this. Feeling like they're favored, and right now they certainly are. Big shot! Buzz, beautiful. Can't switch out in time, though. EDG trading back in. Nice, though, from Stax. Holds it down once again. Denying the split, denying the crunch. Stax in control. Nobody
क्या
got
पॉप
anything.
दे रहा है.
Phantom, maybe a chance here.
It's a 1-on-2, but no options to get to the teleporter anytime soon. 45 seconds to work with. And now that he's spotted out, has to take the shot to take it down. He's gonna barely be able to escape
लेकिन वहाँ पे
and
भाई
get stuck on the ground.
नहीं है. पेड़ है बचा. कुछ भी मतलब कुछ भी क्या देख रहे हो भाई यार.
But there's like a seize as well, potentially to try and catch him. Izu's gonna try and make sure he can't escape. Just misses.
It's away from the tether, but nobody going to just play towards elbow. It feels very predictable, readable, but does T1 get away with this? Can they clear this cleanly? Yeah, they can. T1, again, look, just not looking phased. Again, in my mind, there's a lot to be said about T1 playing incredibly well, but EDG looking flat, and it feels like we're at that impasse almost between these two
मैं
teams.
बोल रहा हूँ सभी के सभी hackers हैं.
Even if you
Excuse me.
ignore all of T1's utility, just their sight holding mechs playing off one another. They're quickly repositioning, but always putting themselves in positions where there's two people holding complementary lines on every single avenue of attack. And yeah, that's
चलो
what's
at least
done so
खुश
well
है
for them.
ADG.
It's simplistic, but it works. It works so beautifully. I
वो
feel
लोग
like we
बोल रहे
haven't
मजे
seen too
करते
many
पहला
fakes in
मैप
this or
है.
kind of committed fakes. We haven't seen them trying to
दूसरा
pull that
मारेंगे.
rotation too much. Yeah, maybe a little bit of
Build
early
pure
contact,
bench
but beyond
20
that,
kill
it's
पे कोई 10
very
पे नहीं
simple in
पहुंचा.
approach
हेलो.
from EDG in these simplistic kind of 3-2 splits.
Enemy का
are being
total
met
भी
with
नहीं हो रहा है
T1
भाई.
reading it easily, not feeling phased, not feeling
हाँ?
pushed off. I want to see them get a little
Enemy
bit
का
more
total
complicated with
16
this.
meter
For now,
19
Operator
में.
still in play for Buzz. That
10
was recovered
round
in the
बाद.
last round.
But finally, EDG have the ult cycle working in their favor again. I think they're going to look for a quick attack over into the safe side.
He's looking disruptive though. Tries to divide, get in front of them. This isn't bad. He's still got a position to play from. Buzz controls towards Shower, gives a little bit of space to fall back from. He falls forward. Still goes for more. Buzz looking electric right now. Nobody and Smoggy, the only two on their feet, trying to get Simon back up here, fighting together. EDG controlling backside.
It's a brilliant call from EDG to keep fighting forward, just get away from the operator. But Izu has still been holding on this B site the entire time. EDG have left Simon to deal with the op late, and they could even pivot back into him if he finds the pick on the lurk.
अरे कौन चिल्ला रहा मैडम?
Do they check? They've got to. They
अरे
rotation caught. EDG finally getting second.
Jenny, thank you for the membership.
That's EDG finding a moment to actually thrive
मुझे
in the
वोट करना है
chaos.
वापस कर सकते हैं चेंज
Seeing
कर
that
सकते हैं
narrow path forward.
यार इसी का राउंड था ना
Very near to slip away.
अच्छा क्लियर किया लेकिन
Played it
उसने भी
super nicely, dodging out on the flash, coming back in for the swing. But EDG managed to pick up Simon, leave him as that late lurk, and call themselves out of a really tough round. Nice!
Bit of a buffer, not
है
much. It's 2 rounds. You gotta. I want to see at least 3 here. Izu, red alert. Does he get to live? No one there quick enough to chase him down, but certainly enough to pressure towards Hookah.
Last time EDG used the Brim ult to exec into the B site, removed a lot of the corners T1 have been abusing in this game.
एक मॉली तो खत्म हो गया
Have some repeat success with that one. And now that they've baited out the KO knife, they can look to pop into the site quickly, but T1 have done a great job to rotate 4 players into the space and get the full walk up with Buzz out of showers.
Buzz. I mean, Chichu, we reading that? I mean, it depends how far he wants to go on this. Buzz doesn't need to go too far, but Chichu, he read it really well then. Very present to keep that in mind, and that should open the gate towards A. Now, you don't know how much freedom you have, but this is certainly indicative.
That said, still a lot of utility here. Meteor can play around, stalling it out for the rotates to come on in. He's got a friend in Sax. He's getting in front of the smokes.
Meteor?
अरे उसने देखा नहीं
Kong beat that. He was able to satchel over the top to take the space away.
अरे यार
in this.
स्मॉल मिस्टेक्स हो गई
Tough predicament to play out from. Plenty of ults, nice from Simon. Very aware round from EDG. Maybe a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel here. Izu, a highlight player, but a 1v4. A lot to ask, and it's not going to be answered today. EDG getting the minimum rounds they can here. 3, barely enough to work with.
Yeah, getting the 2 at the end gives them some amount of hope. But this half they're about to go into, the attacking side, they only got 1 round versus T1 last time. They've got to look mad different if they're going to take this first
बस खेला लेकिन लास्ट राउंड देखा नहीं कांग ने क्राउच करके हेडशॉट डॉज करा
Had
शायद
it with your old phone.
ये राउंड तो डबल सेक्शन मार के ऊपर चला गया ना
At Verizon, trade in any old phone for iPhone 16 Pro on us, on any plan. And get iPad and Apple Watch Series 10, all 3 on us. That's up to $2,000 in value, only on Verizon.
It's sad to see Cypher replaced by Vice in every map almost. यार नए नए एजेंट्स आते तो होता है यार ऐसा वरना गेम पूरा स्टैग्नेंट हो जाएगा समझ रहे हो ऑपरेटर वाला बोल रहा है ओ भाई सेक्सी तो खेल रहा है टीवन कुछ भी बोलो लेकिन अगर ईडीजी उठ गया ना तो थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम होएगा ईडीजी से एनएच के बहुत ट्राई करना पड़ेगा उनको बेस्ट ऑफ 5 है यार खेलेगा वो भी टीम चैंपियन टीम है खेलेगा तो सही है तुम किसको सपोर्ट कर रहे टीवन बेबे यार 5600 लोग देख रहे हैं जिसने लाइक नहीं किया लाइक कर दो गेम चालू होने से पहले 30 सेकंड है जल्दी से लाइक कर दो
T1 are currently 17-8 in pistol rounds. They lead the event in these low buys. And EDG are trailing big time coming into the second half. For EDG, they have to start out on a strong foot here or quickly start thinking about Haven.
Yeah, that is the conversation. We are in best of 5, so it's longer. It is the marathon and not a sprint. We love to repeat it, but it is true. But the confidence alone that T1 should be able to take away from that first half is
Nakul, bye!
Look, Neron faultless.
Coming up, you thank you for the 20 Canadian, Australian, American dollars.
A lot of pressure on EDG for sure. Looks like T1 want to set up over towards this A
W.
side early. You can see Simon playing all the way back in spawn, ready to quickly rotate over to whichever side of the map needs him. With that Teho drone going down B, seeing nothing. Now Simon can repo over towards A and have the knife ready to stall the hit.
That's nice. Buzz gone. Oh. All right.
Well, that's a trade.
Fair enough.
Guess it's a 4v4.
And again, Izu, not
Otherwise,
one of the
suppress
stand-up
हुआ है.
players, at least so far in this map, but he's certainly been a name that's been catching a lot of attention throughout, so see if he can maybe start heating up as well. But hey, it's been the Meteor show so far. Lovely flash. What?
Why blind
Oh,
में
really? G wants to walk
अयो
out that,
blind
okay.
में मारा.
Just keep one clicking, I guess. Eventually it's going to work out.
Oh man, that is wild. Stacks and he... this round is ridiculous. This round is... Did he get spotted? He did. Nobody really sharp. But it's down to Izu. 1v2, not easy, and nobody not letting it slip now.
Heavy
Huge
shots,
for
man.
EG. And that round felt bizarre.
It frankly was. Every time a team was at a numbers disadvantage, they're getting multi-kills at the exact same time. But that is now 3 rounds in a row for EDG. And remember, this team played T1 on this map before, and they got kind of blown out of the water, especially on
यार मीटर
their
का राउंड था
defending
ना
side.
मस्त फ्लैश दिया था
T1, I
Stacks
think, did a
ने.
very good job of punishing towards the B side of the map pretty consistently. Usually it's just going to be Chichu and nobody playing over on that side, but looks like EG have changed things up slightly. Chichu's
पूरे
playing 2
मास्टर्स का
rounds in a
फाइनल
row
मैच है क्या
over
नहीं वो
towards
कल
A.
है.
So we're trying to make sure T1's prep isn't so simple coming into the second half and already showing the adjustments that'll give EDG
मीटर
fans
भाई
hope
20 मारो, come
have a better
on.
plan coming in this time around.
That is something we need to look at throughout this series, is those adjustments, right? A lot of the maps now being seen, a lot more being revealed from both of these sides.
And frankly, it seemed like the adjustments
ऐसा
for
भी
EDG have been
suppress
a weak point. If you take their series yesterday versus G2, this is a team that learns from their mistakes, that can tap into their individuals and
ये
that
कभी नहीं
firepower too when the actual planning, when the calling isn't going right.
And let's, for EDG here, you look at the clean rounds, they do have the better weaponry. Oh, Buzz! He's right behind you! And he's got help! Buzz! Just decimating them! He's on 5 HP, but he's still swinging! Okay,
आप
Spike's
अपनी
gone
सपोर्ट
down.
का यूज
Got
करें
Chichu
टीवन पे
Smoky coming
एडीजे
back
फॉर द
in.
वे नकल पे ऐसा मत करो यार पैसिफिक क्या ही बात.
Again,
You can't let him get away with it! T1! Steal away the round!
Love नकल भाई, thank you for the
Again
20
being
Canadian
punished.
Australian
T1 in that
dollars.
cubby corner on B site. Just own EDG. This team can't do anything about it. Both halves now.
क्या हो गया
That
माइक्रो?
come in with a MasterCard Thrifty with Buzz somehow getting that timing into the smoke is crazy.
This is near on unforgivable though. You got given that tiny bit of chance. You can see what it does to the opposition. You can see how much that gets them closer to that finish line for map. They're up to 10. EDG, the opportunity dwindling here.
ये राउंड तो इजी है
Can they
टीवन के लिए.
replicate the same sort of thing? Sheriffs, Stingers, Classics, it ain't much, but Smoggy, he's gonna give it a damn good go here. Not sharp enough this time. And again, you don't fight one of T1. There's 2, there's 3. They are all there. I like the fast flank, but what does it matter when they're gonna have site control unless it's a little bit
ये
of stall?
सचल सीखना पड़ेगा.
EDG trying to dominate space into lamps right now. Buy some time, but Buzz perched up in heaven is now going to switch over, get the spike on the ground. That's more orbs to him. Everything going T1's way.
Chichu taking the very long road to get over here. That's comfortable, and now the quiet
Meanwhile,
is so loud. The fact that no one's seen Chichu, surely someone goes, probably a flank here. We still have the utility behind us, might have taken the long route. He does get a step closer, but look at these repositions in the post plant. No one's really vulnerable to him trying to work back into this. He'll have to give away the game by obviously tapping the spike. There's the awareness now. Meteor goes down for it. Can you cost him any more, Chichu?
एक और गन गिरा सकता है क्या?
Tap on the spike. Someone will check. And it was Buzz. Easy
ठीक है,
in the
ठीक
end,
है,
free
ठीक है.
standing, 11
Then
rounds,
4.
EDG. You had your chance.
बहुत
Why
डिले
let
स्ट्रीम
it
में कोई
slip?
ना आराम से देखेंगे
Certainly
टीम को
seems that
जीतते हुए.
way.
किधर जाना है तेरे को बता?
T1 not phased at all by EDG because they kind of know that whenever on defense EDG run into some trouble, they just start walking at you. They say, hey, individuals go get some kills. That first fight down short didn't work, so Chichu's going to be finding some opportunity on the
क्यों
flank.
यूज कर रहे हैं ये लोग? अरे खेलते खेलते चूहे ने खा लिया
This
माउस
is
को.
kind of the last chance now for EDG. Light
at
armor on
Chuha
4
mouse.
players. Buzz with some options here on a judge to wreak havoc to the lightly shielded players.
On off from the ult as well. Buzz closing in on that. Now, how do they want to start into this? They're not in a hurry. 11-4.
Yeah, often T1 will slow things down, see if EDG are going to overstep, and then they can bank off of Stack's ultimate to actually exec into a site. Main problem is going to be the Vise playing away from the util. That's stacked over on A.
Takes a lot to be brave in these situations, but they're going to try and stand and fight on this one, and they might get punished. Buzz, head first, Meteor with the 1-2 punch. T1, they're already in on the site. EDG had a quick rotate off the back of the drone that went down from nobody, so they have the extra body here. Simon is at least controlling some of the space. Chichu now, working back in through from Lamps. Going to be forced away from this, though.
He needed that. Now EDG come on in, but Sylvan still locking them down, seeing just a pixel angle over the smoke.
Yeah, Chichu and nobody up against it now. T1 with the numbers. Izu waiting and watching, controlling so much of this site. There's nothing for nobody to do. He makes a goal, but it is nowhere near good enough. 12-4. T1 out for blood.
It's just a beautiful thing to watch right now. First, it's the pop flash, then this shot.
थोड़ा सा लेफ्ट राइट हुआ लेकिन अच्छा हुआ.
Meteor spamming off of mini-map.
Buzz
like barely saw off his shoulder inside of the smoke.
Hello?
And that's netting them a kill somehow. Then their fundamentals in the post, always getting ready to swing off one another. EDG, what do you have left in the tank? There's a tail, but it's 4 Guardians and a Judge.
क्या हो गया?
About as bad as it can possibly get here on 12.
Scraping what they can together, making something out of membership. Holding the corner, trying to show a little presence. There's a lot of players heading their way.
If they lose Hookah, it's over for EDG.
साला चोमटे बनाया चैट तुम लोग ने.
Some amount of time for them to look back in towards Octagon.
So tense between these two, though. You're going to trigger the wall towards long. That's a lot of bodies now spotted. I'm looking at Meteor's timing here. Does he try and catch a little bit of a window on it? Oh, and he's rewarded! Nobody to... Ah! Meteor getting away with murder! And T1 just explode on the side! Kangang and Simon left to pick up the pieces. Oh, he's trying. Simon's trying, but trying is not enough. Like a dagger to the heart of EDG.
बोला था चले आगे तो लूँगा. ये निरल भाई, thank you for the membership. Love you.
Devastating, destructive.
भाई उसने कैसे वहाँ पे दो मारे बे?
Just waylaid EDG out of this.
क्या मारा वाइट स्विंग करके उसने? मैं भी गाना गा के खेलूंगा भाई आज. हो गया. मैं एक कॉपी कर रहा हूँ. ठीक है, समझ गए. जीतने के लिए क्या चाहिए समझ गए. समझ गया. समझ गया. डन सीन है. गाली नहीं. भाई मजा आ गया बे. भाई सच्ची नहीं सोचा था कि ये स्कोर लाइन के सामने ईडीजी ऐसा आ रहेगा कि ये लोग बाइंड में एक बार हार चुके यही टीम के सामने, फिर भी वो लोग ने बाइंड लिया और बोला कि इस बार हम हरा देंगे, लेकिन सामने मीटियर बाय आ गए. हाँ, मजा आ गया भाई, मजा आ गया. That we are close to 3K लाइक. जिसने नहीं किया है देखो अंदर गिरबान के अंदर ऐसे यू करके, ठीक है. लाइक करो जल्दी, गाना सुनो, डांस करो. मैं फट से चाय लेके आया. दूसरा कप है, अभी बोल रहा हूँ. EDG जीता तो 20 गिफ्टेड मेरे तरफ से, और हारा तो बंको तो आज रात को मेंबर ओनली वैलो करेगा डील. जितना मैंने शार्क टैंक देखा है, यहाँ पे वो होता है, क्या बोलते हैं, काउंटर डील. लेट्स मेक इट 50 गिफ्टेड एंड वी हैव अ डील. एक शार्क का वो करे इज्जत, 50 gifted we have a deal. My final offer. वरना नमिता जी जैसे I'm out अभी बोल रहा हूँ. आगे क्या है मैं डांस करो.
Hello everyone, Jen Lee here with Coach Autumn. Now Autumn, starting with Meteor's ace, everyone on T1 looks extremely locked in and dialed in too. So my question is, what did you guys have for breakfast? Where is this confidence coming from? 감독님, 메테오 선수의 에이스부터 시작해서 정말 선수들 모두 오늘 최고점을 찍고 있는 것 같거든요. 도대체 T1한테 무슨 일이 있었던 걸까요?
아무래도 선수들이 저희가 한번 지고 나서부터 오히려 그거를 동기부여 삼아서 우리가 여기서 배운 게 있으면은 그걸로 이제 극복해주자. 다음에 또 만나게 되면 무조건 복수할 수 있다라는 자신감을 심는 데 집중을 했고, 선수들이 실제로 오히려 저희가 목숨이 없으니까, 뒤가 없으니까 정말로 자기들이 가지고 있는 모든 걸 보여주기 위해서 게임하고 있다 생각하거든요. 그래서 그런 자신감의 원동력이 선수들의 절실함에 있는 것 같습니다.
After dropping that one game against EDG, we just felt like, you know what, we have nothing else to lose. Let's have a lot of confidence. So confidence was definitely something that we worked hard on to build. And also because we have our backs against the wall and now we have no chance to fail, everyone's just stepping up, trying to prove what they can do and show the world that we can be a best team. And that is the source of our confidence. Thank you, Autumn, and good luck.
Ain't that the damn truth? Welcome back, everyone, as T1 absolutely dominate the competition 13-4 to open up our B05 here on Vine. Of course, Bold Boy alongside Brendan Mimi. And let's take a look at our HyperX Reflex moment of the day. You already know what's happening, people. It's going to go to Meteor. Mimi, I didn't even get to watch this, so I'm watching this for the first time.
They're practicing confidence, and there's no better way to start than this.
They went in like lemmings.
Look lackadaisical coming out of the smoke, and they get cut down by Meteor. What a round it was for him to kick this game off.
Yeah, I mean, it's explosive, isn't it, to just begin? I mean, one of the things that you pulled and we're talking about briefly, I think, was just T1 success rate in pistols, and I know Ender was talking about it as well.
They've been the best team this event.
And it just starts them off on a lightning-fast pace on Bind. It's a map where you want to get going strong. Really pretty frequently, I think, as well. And if you can do that against the attack side compositions.
God damn!
This is just not normal, man. It's not normal what Meteor was doing to them.
379!
To open up like this in the best of 5 setting. Listen,
Yo, didn't we go into the half and my guy was at like 20 kills or something?
Literally.
I just sat down and we had to get back up again. Like, me complaining I have to work, but honestly, this was just like a rapid map. It felt like we barely got started.
I wanted to show a couple rounds as well, because it felt like that pistol round was not the end of the struggles for EDG. They're playing a composition here that is really exec heavy. They have the KO, they have this Tejo, they have a lot of exec power. But what they were doing round after round was running these executes on B. And what T1 was doing was flying back in their opponent's smoke, waiting out the first volley of utility, and then immediately surging back in, flashing forward with their own KO, flooding through those smokes, and just decimating EDG.
And honestly, I think T1's protocols were pretty good in terms of just trying to play around Simon's flashes, but Simon wasn't flashing. Like, I gotta be upfront about this. I think that the initiation factor was kind of missing for them. So many of these hits are going through because they don't slow play enough, don't pull out the prerequisite util. Thorns are slowing them down. They only started doing it round 10, 11, 12 when they started actually slowing down the game, pulling out the util so they could go for some of those hits.
Yeah.
But by that point, it's too late, man. I mean, you're coming into the map with completely the wrong game plan overall.
Sylvan ने
and
shout out
it
दिया क्या
didn't
मेरे
give
को?
confidence whatsoever. Now, they did eventually get a handle on it, but like I said, when you get to that second half, you're already down at that point, and then you get thriftied after, you know, winning your pistol round where it should be you getting a step up. It doesn't look good.
They lost this map last time.
Discord roll कैसे ले? तुम लोग को link करना पड़ेगा YouTube को Discord से.
Dominant for EDG, and I'm so disappointed because I think the prep should have been around the fact that you're playing into a comp that has some of the strongest stall utility in the game. You have a Brim, you have a Vise going up against you. They weren't baiting out the Thorns the majority of the rounds. When they were defaulting, they weren't actually taking those timings they found to go for their executes. It's just completely out of sorts.
Dunsin. तो एडीजी जीता तो 50 गिफ्ट रेट दे रहा है और एडीजी हारा तो मेरे को वैलो स्ट्रीम करना है रात को मेंबर्स ओनली. बराबर बराबर. तो मतलब अब मैं पूरे दिल से सपोर्ट करूंगा T1 को. दिस इज गोना बी 3-0 T1. एक मैप नहीं जीतेगी एडीजी. एक मैप. समझ रहे हो ना तुम लोग?
Guys, team, that's insane.
I don't think Media's ever
Manav
lost
Patel, thank you for the
Listen,
membership.
He pulls into that kill contract, he's getting a kill almost every single time, bro.
Yeah, he was
almost
like 4-1
100%
yesterday,
of the time. Yeah, he's different. When they play on this comp, they are different, T1. And they've set themselves up so nicely for a deep run here now in this best of 5. Now listen, it's still anyone's game. These are marathons, not sprints when you get into this territory of...
How to accept gifts? Actual में पहले ऐसे था कि जो भी गिफ्ट करता था ना उसके आइकॉन पे क्लिक करते थे ना तो वहाँ पे अलाउ गिफ्ट्स का ऑप्शन आता था. लेकिन उसके अलावा भी तुम लोग किसी की भी चैट में जाके अलाउ गिफ्ट्स कर सकते हो. किधर से कर सकते हैं? अगर किसको गिफ्टेड मिला है और वो हेल्प कर सकता है तो आई वुड लव यू या. लेकिन अलाउ गिफ्ट्स का एक ऑप्शन रहता है जो तुम लोग को ऑन करना पड़ता है और ऑब्वियसली स्ट्रीम को लाइक करना पड़ता है फॉर मोर चांसेस.
Pressure was off them.
And that, I think, is the most important.
अब हट गया वो रैंडम मिलता है अभी.
Right? You're in this situation, you know the fans, all these people here, they go nuts whenever EDG does something. You know, Kong breathes, and people are like, whoa, you know, losing their mind. And you know what?
Thank you for the membership.
That builds on you after a while.
It
I
does.
have to imagine. And for T1, they're like, screw it.
Yeah, I mean, EDG, they won the championship in Seoul, but it is still a team with a lot of young players. It's the first time they've had the expectation of being champions and aren't the underdog from China. And they're coming into Haven, which they are yet to play at this event with a comp change compared to China. It's nothing crazy. Breach, Taeho going into the mix, but you're going up against a T1 that is undefeated on Lotus, Brent.
And for EDG, I hate to say it, but I need to see better supportive util from Simon. I wasn't seeing it on Bind. It was almost non-existent in a lot of aspects, even though T1 had good game plans for it. But you are literally playing to essentially empower Kang to deal with two heavy hitters. He's got a tangle with Buzz and Meteor. Kang's got a hell of a job for him. He needs to be supported effectively.
Confidence is high. This is one of T1's absolute best maps, and they have a prime opportunity to go up 2-0.
Massive opportunity for T1 here. You're so right there, Mimi. Let's send it back over to your casters. It's Pansy and Ender for the call.
Yeah, no pressure on T1, I guess, if you want to put it that way. Now, what up to the good? The scoreline actually reflecting it too, right?
Bunks भाई याद है कि भूल गए जिल भाई.
Just absolutely smashing.
याद है how's yours?
They've looked good
भाई
here.
कनाडा से बहुत लोग हैं
Now,
भाई.
did Vitality look good? No.
No.
Absolute bin juice from Vitality. But EDG, they're a little on the ropes in my mind.
क्या algorithm दे रहा है
That wasn't a
YouTube?
pretty affair. Those
बहुत
first couple
लोग
of
हैं
rounds
कनाडा
were
से.
messy, and now we get Meteor able to call up his own number. We've got Buzz looking to do it as well. EDG
कनाडा
got their
meetup
work
इनका
cut
में
out now.
actual में बे.
Yours Vise was good. Let's see him on the Yoru. Already T1.
Archie, thank you for the
players
membership.
To a very forward A lobby trap. Getting right up close personal next to this smoke. Nobody has the drone to clear it out, but it's already a fight!
But do they clear? They do. They give it a glance. A cursory glance is not enough. T1 trading out perfectly. Again, they stand in unison and they destroy EDG.
EDG and corners are their worst nemesis.
What are they doing?
Everything T1 does is just abusing
भाई
close
सुनो
corners and
काउंटर हो गए वो
good
लोग
play. One off another. These
वो
little
लोग
ping pong
काउंटर हो
setups.
गए और कुछ
Where you bait out the shot with one
तीन
player.
बंदे
or
थे
coming
चार
off the
बंदे
corner.
थे भाई
I like
पूरे ही
that
काउंटर हो
Paranoia
गए
used to
भाई
support.
ये काउंटर था
Just having those extra layers of utility.
Good over
The
gutter
players
match
trying
good
to run
couple
away,
bring
just
नजर
walk
में
straight
लगे
into
इसका
your
what
crosshairs.
eh plus thank you for the
Not
3
only is it a
man
frustrating round because you get melted like that, but you feel red. There's a lot of like compounding problems for EDG. Now that is the first round, we could shake it off if it was any other day of the week, but they only got 4 rounds in the last map. So I
EDG
do
भाई
worry
याद
a
रखना ये
little
मेरा
bit. Show me
hashtag
more.
2
You
वाली
are
टीम
the
है पैसिफिक की
champion,
ठीक है
the
hashtag 1
reigning
अगर आया
champion,
ना
right? You can have that big old title. Got that big old, bracelet we keep
वो
going
लोग
on
रेस्ट कर
about.
रहे हैं अभी
Show me a little bit of something from this, right? Maybe not in this round. This is one sheriff and a classic or
Sure.
two. But after this, a little bit more.
That said, EDG have now found both Cypher tripwires.
Very nice.
T1 are leaning pretty heavily over into Link, and it's a bit messy, but EDG quick to pivot into C.
Okay, Izu now going to be threatened here. They're all on the side. They're all towards that smoke. There is a deadly threat, and Sylvan can't deal with all of it. No, he can't! Better! Much better from EDG, bursting out together.
Hey, I would like to
fighting
apologize
as
EDG,
a
bye.
pack. Stacks, I was really in the, trying to build something up there. Calm it down. Kongkong's going to get that Phantom. He's good. Got this sorted Buzz. Gonna have to give away the game. And for EDG, a critical round here.
I think honestly, Buzz might just want to save this outlaw. It'll do good for him. EDG did a much better job clearing into that backside, like you're saying, right? I think Simon had a great flash. They're pushing through as the Omen smoke. That sort of allowed T1 to get the flood going, ended up falling down, and their spacing as they went out. It's one after another.
Weapon here.
I think jumping too with the first player just to disrupt some crosshairs. Much better work than we've seen so far from EDG.
ये डायनासोर को जरा एक्सटेंड कर दो
Tempered
24 घंटे
towards
के
the
लिए
end there for Buzz. Just going to try and keep hold of this. This is a very well needed round.
गंदे क्वेश्चंस लेके आ गया
I
वापस
can't stress it enough. As much as yes, it is best of 5. Yes, it is a longer series in that regard. This is a
Team
confidence
refresh हो
builder
जाता
round,
तो
right? You're working together, shoulder to shoulder.
Early combo into a lobby. that
इतना
EDG
delay
is
था
gonna
बोला
dodge
क्यों
away
नहीं?
from and quickly clear
Next
into
time,
the
thank you
space.
for the
They don't wanna
membership.
get into that situation where they have to re-clear A to a forward stack from T1 like on that pistol.
है अरुण भाई ये क्या लैंग्वेज है
You're right place, right time. Good trade for Kongkong though.
चलेगा
Keeping this
चलेगा
now
ट्रेड था
level pegging.
4v4
There are players on this side.
Always
So it could get a little bit
attacker
scrappy.
side.
I want to see this kept clean from EDG. Buzz rattling a bullet through Kongkong, and now they're down a player. And Stacks. No! Oh, Simon does get headshot though. This makes him pretty vulnerable to this, and Buzz is feeling a little tricky. Nice from EDG, navigating the threats. But look at the HP.
Chilun
Smog
bhai,
10, Simon
maar
35. Silver trying to take on the better HP Chichu. It's possible for Izu, and it doesn't happen.
50 gifted
Close,
दो
not close enough in the end. EDG weather the storm.
That's the control I was hoping to see out of EDG, right? As soon as they find that opening pick, they take it slower, right? They're holding for T1 to fight into them as the disadvantaged team often needs to
मैं
end
बोला
up
50
doing.
gifted और
Even
3.2
here where
के लोगों
Stacks
की
able to
गाली
push
ही
into the
to the
smoke,
second
EDG
option
calmly
सुनो I am
deal with it.
Vikao
A little bit of a fight. I like this from both teams now, even in these lower rounds, right? The pistols just come
और
out
अरुण
right place, I
भाई
like what they were trying to do, you know what I mean?
जरा membership flex
Love
करो
this from both
easy
sides.
and की
Scrappy. 2 consecutive rounds here for EDG. They need this
5
third.
लाख के कूद गए क्या माल
Now they start this.
Holding the stun just off of the contact, little combo piece to come through, and Kongkong's quickly taken into the space.
That's
What? He gets a kill!
भाई मारता तो
wants
है
the smoke
मारता
like that.
तो है भाई
Stack, stop it.
Stack तेरी बारी
Stop it. Stop it. Oh, okay, Simon's just like, someone just got jump scared
बस
by
तेरी
this.
बारी
Surely not a third, right? Surely not a third. EDG
Hey, एक और जाओ
kept on their toes here, but doing well, dealing with the
इसको
trail
support
that
कर
plays
T1 यार
rolling
love
out
you
from
यार
sewer.
I mean, it's unexpected.
IRL बोल रहा है
T1 were certainly trying to get cute with it, and Izu as well.
कैसे
Takes the timing to isolate the fight. Spike's
Super
being
Jack करना
too,
बंद
so
किया इसलिए
maybe
हुआ
with these
याद
cages and
रखना
smoke's going out, he has a timing window to slip into.
They're trying to get a little techie on this. I like that.
the more you give the more you win
I gotta say, Sylvan on that Omen, like it, like what we've been
Harami
seeing from
Pro
him.
Max.
Probably one of those cerebral players I've seen as of late. But can they clear EDG? Dedicated in the pool. Oh, it's a belting shot, but Chichu's here now.
Chichu ना मान रहा भाई यार
Little looking much better overall.
Chichu was the
कोई नहीं,
standout player
T1
from this event.
वो है,
right?
इको है,
So
मार
see him
देंगे.
now back-to-back rounds, 3Ks for him.
7-1 overall.
Stock में तो कुछ भी होता रहता है.
Especially when these rounds are getting a little bit closer than you would like from EDG. Still, EDG dealing with these one-by-one walk-ups.
और वाट
very
लगेगी
nicely.
आपकी.
Can't complain.
टेंशन ना लो.
Oh,
ठीक है?
that's nice from Chichu.
टेंशन ना लो. एक हफ्ता रुको और वाट लगेगी आप.
They need someone to become a bit of a talisman for this team. Turn up
Half
when they
century
need it.
होने
7-1
में
certainly a good
ए
look.
मेंबरशिप
And
की
maybe
ए
T1 just
शांतनु
gonna slow it down
थैंक
a little bit. They're going back to a little bit
यू
of the norm after what was a very interesting previous round.
I've got to say, I like Kong Kong
याद
going for the
रखना
outlaw here. I
30%.
don't think enough teams have been abusing low buys by going for these outlaw purchases, even on the attack. That said, he's
एक तो मारेगा मीटियर. एक तो मारेगा.
He tried to put on a show for us. Stack's gonna stop it, but still, he should be dead in the water. Yeah, Izu, last one to try and make a stand, but this is better from EDG. Controlled, poised, handled. Lovely stuff. Up to 4 now, making their response on the board.
हाँ काज़ में देखा love you
T1's
यार.
map pick coming in to this series.
What is that
Of course,
drone? वो
Haven,
drone
very
ढूंढ
familiar
रहा था.
territory. They've been strong on
DXC
it
का
so far.
मैच कब ये करके वो ढूंढ रहा था वो
Seen
drone.
EDG play this map just yet so far in this tournament. So
हाँ
far,
सर
the
जी 4
important
months
swing
बाद
rounds,
राइट
all right from them.
बड़ी वैलो में भी मिलेगा क्या? अरे
The big
मत
challenge is
करो
soon to
यार.
come from
Thank you for the
EDG.
44 months भाई आज
Doing
heavy
nicely
heavy
on
लोग
the
आए
EDG,
भाई.
though they're now coming into a
49
round where
months,
every
44
ult in
months.
the game basically is going to be
Member
available.
war
T1
चल रही
have
है.
4. Just the your ult they're going to be missing. Also looks like Buzz wants to buy down into an operator, so they saved into that. EDG will realize that and note that possibility
एम
coming out of
कैसे
the
improve
timeout.
करे mouse हिला के
Well,
death match में.
again, if we're gonna note the early timeouts for EDG in map 1, have to say the same thing here for T1. Relatively early, maybe not as early, but still enough going wrong, enough to talk through here, because the rounds have been a little bit volatile to say the least from T1. Maybe just settle
आता
into
रोज
the
वो
game,
chat नहीं
slow
करता.
it
मालूम
down
पड़ा
a
मालूम पड़ा.
touch.
That's the thing, though. They always have
Hello,
the
the
option
Fox.
to speed up in a mid-round, right? This team is going to combo the undercut from ISO with that Sova ulti just to get one-shots against you. They can use that Nate lobby. They can use that when you try to plant the spike, you know? It's very versatile. Of course, the kill
Amboito.
contract, too, for Meteor.
Pro sorry माफ करे. How's
Just
yours?
using that to disrupt a site hit, pull your jet out of the equation. Well, then how do you
Who
break
is
out
better,
the choke?
IGL, T1
T1 have
Stacks
a lot
or
of
Binks?
different ideas to work with, and they're going to
दोनों
start out by
friends हैं.
opening strong into A lobby again.
4
बंदा
players
क्या हाल है?
for
सब
T1
बढ़िया.
on this A side as well.
भाई
All
मेरे
eggs in
को
one.
सच्ची मेरे को आज भी याद है वो दिन यार जब मैंने क्यूटी स्टैक्स को हाय बोला ना उसने बोला यू आर बिंक्स आई वाज वाचिंग योर स्ट्रीम भाई सच्ची मेरा कड़ा हो गया दिल मेरा दिल कड़ा हो गया यार कुछ भी बोलो है
Out
क्यूट
too, the
बैंच
potential walk up, so not walking into that at all for the time being. Although now that they've used the drone, they're pretty committed towards this B or C side. It's very hard to re-clear A lobby without the Teo drone, as we saw in the pistol.
डब्लू
I like
मूवमेंट
I
था
like that they've just started
कब बोला
quickly
कोरिया
here,
में
still above a minute, cleared the trip through towards Garage, and now they're just kind of going through a pretty well-rounded default, but
बड़े हो
on
भाई
this
ठीक
side
है
there is Buzz. And
चल झूठ मत
Buzz
बोल
as an
दिल्ली की कसम
operator.
भाई
This is a lot though. You've got to imagine there'll be util here. Oh, stolen away! Right out in front of him! And now Meteor, you better not miss, he doesn't! Kong goes down! It felt like death from
मीटर
either side.
कितना हारा रहेगा
Goes
अभी
the
तक
kill
एक या
contract, that goes
दो
the kill
हारा
steal.
रहेगा शायद
Just plucking Kong away from that, but
Huh?
still Buzz is waiting on the other side of the smoke.
Yeah, Buzz doesn't want to give this up. Trying to stick around on the site.
He
See
dodged
the ult
it.
coming in. This is nice. He's still got room. He's trying to make up for it. Kill stolen before, but made up for now. It's Simon and Chichu to try and claw into this one. That's brutal though. Chichu being the headliner
अरे
now.
बाप
Put
रे
out,
कुछ दिखाई नहीं
leaving
दे रहा
Simon
माँ
on 30 HP. Not gonna get it. T1.
हम भी तो
Back
हैं
in
बहुत
the
सीधे यार
game
मनान
Those are the
Thank you for the
nastiest
party.
ultimates
Long
just
time
going
no
online
see.
right there, though. T1 disrupting the
Hey,
hit
babe.
with the Sova ult from far.
3rd मार्च को मेरे हाफ
Just
सेंचुरी
okay,
हो
it would've been a
जाएगी
miss right between the
हे
legs.
बात
Oh, good, we'll take those. I love
अरुण
how
भाई,
Buzz
एक हफ्ता
plays it here,
रुको।
too.
Wow.
लग गए आपके टेंशन ना लो ठीक
Three
है
kills.
But again, I do like how EDG started that round, going through the the protocol list, going down it, crossing the T's, dotting the I's, clearing the util. Sadly for them, went back in towards all those ults, and big investment on the other side now as well.
अब भी खेलोगे क्या एसेटल वैलो लाइनअप के साथ?
Don't know what he's looking at, but right now T1
जब भी वो लोग का PRX के अगेंस्ट मैच रहेगा तब.
And now EDG boxed into this A site, forced to move towards the operator.
Buzz got to get out of there. Yeah, takes the TP. Backs away, finds a new angle to play from. They're still quick as lightning from Buzz. And EDG now down to the 3, still trying to make it in towards the side. The crossbar,
blind mara.
T1 flawlessly closing the gap.
The work Buzz has been able to do on these deeper lines with the operator on the A site has just been gorgeous. I mean, turning away, backing off of the flash, swinging back into the angle again. It's just a thing of beauty. And EDG are forced into the play because of that early pick into mid. He's re-swinging the op line using the close
excuse me?
Flash too. Picking off Simon, jumping out of the air. That Yoru micro is just impeccable.
I love this reactionary timeout from EDG. We saw it earlier for T1 pumping their brakes around that
इसके बाद एक round नहीं जीतेगा EDG.
This operator coming out, the switch-ups they've had have been working. EDG unable to problem solve quick enough on the fly. They want to slow things down, right? This is a good lead for them to start with. Those 4 in successions has got to feel good, but enough has been answered back. So time for them to prove that they can solve it too.
Really, if I'm thinking about, you know, coach approaching into this timeout, I'm thinking 2 rounds ago when EDG slowly worked in the mid space as a team and they used the Tejo drone into Garage. Then they didn't have it for the A lobby re-clear, so they were showing very early breach utility. That sort of primed the so T1 quickly got in and were able to disrupt the hit. I think EDG, I like those looks where they're, you know, taking into that mid space, dealing with the Cypher utility so that T1 can't just heavy stack on the A side. But they need to keep that drone alive, or clearing out the Yoru from A long is just not realistic.
Best IGL Buster, best duelist आसपास.
For EDG here. As you said, a couple options that they could lean towards. Does Buzz switch up now? Does he try and post up somewhere different? Is there a new look? We'll see. A different TP out as well, quite far away. And I don't think that's a bad read either. It feels like that C site, that kind of B pressure has been a little harder to handle, but again, very similar start here. It does look like it's intended to finish C. We still have Sylvan here. We did have that TP taken. There are players on this side of the map. There's a lot of players here. Buzz is going to let them know. That's going to ring the dinner bell. They want in. Sylvan's gone down. They find the side. Smoggy gets caught out. Izu's right there. Trading back and back. T1 trying to hold on, but Kankang is tearing him apart. Has he read this?
I got the spike.
Has he got an idea? Kankang, are you serious right now? Oh my god. Both of these players, brilliant in their own way. Kankang daring Stax to take a look. Stax, he says he'll have a go, but Kankang just that bit better. Keeps EDG with a gap in the lead.
Shit, yaar.
Kankang's feeling himself again. What a round out of the duelist. EDG choosing to speed up into that C hit. And it looked ugly for a second because Izu at this spot instantly plucks out Smoggy, turns around into this fight in Garage. And yet, Kankang still managed to get into backside.
He saved him here.
Let's go!
He needed one of those. Top of the board now for EDG. Getting a little warmer. But T1 not done either.
I like the adjustment of those missiles twice in a row now. Buzz had to teleport away. Yet, if EDG run the same round, the trap setup in Garage is going to be deadly, with Paranoia in Sylvan's hand.
नहीं जीत सकता अभी. Sandwich हो जाएंगे ये लोग. Sandwich हो जाएंगे.
Back around towards the B side, but information. Buzz wants it, he gets it. Plenty seen. Should be enough to give away the game. Buzz? Buzz? That's a little too far in my mind. Hoping, praying that'd work out. It's not going to happen. Meteor, are you going to walk smokes as well? I mean, he's got double tap on, but this feels almost too easy until then. He's the one to do well, but it's EDG finding stability after their own timeout.
I like the idea from T1, but that's a near sight, not a blind. And Buzz ends up getting punished for that. EDG finding continued success with these early mid-works. Again, yeah, Chichu is still going to be able to see Buzz, who's trying to play that shorty game against him. Good reactions from him.
मेरा disappointment face दिख रहा है क्या?
There it is. Looking at this back again. He's starting to hit a little harder here.
It's not like T1 are making it easy. They're consistently flooding into sites. EDG are being challenged. But I think the more they see these rounds, the more they're ready for the fast retakes.
देखो बाय तो है T1 का ये राउंड
Seems
जीत
quite
तो सकता है
simplistic in
T1
approach because he's maybe feeling this, and maybe not this time. Too far, all alone, no support, gets done for. And Meteor taking a glance over the top of the site, but there's a lot of bodies here. Sylvan's still here. We still got a lot to clear here for EDG, but they fight as one. They fight together. Buzz does some work, but it's all still traded out in EDG's side. Where?
अरे नहीं अभी है ना Stacks है. Stacks एक शॉट डेट दोनों को मार दे. Come on Stacks.
Stacks do the unthinkable. Not today. Chichu is there. EDG back in this series now. 7 rounds, starting to look stable.
It does seem like EDG's utility is hitting its mark. That's another round where they fight into backside C very successfully.
Man.
Really, it looks a little bit ugly because Kong drops down early on, but then EDG wait. That first re-swing isn't a great look for T1, then pushing through the cage does very nicely for them. It's going to force T1 down onto a bad
मुझे
buy.
काहे गाली दे रहे हो
And look,
भाई?
as simplistic as it sounds, we have to look at the scoreboard too. The difference between
Justice
map
for
1 and 2
Alpha
here,
Male Dinosaur,
Chichu
Lady
and
Dinosaur medal.
Kong both starting to, warm into this, starting to just shoot back, right? It feels like it's been a little bit of an absence from that, but finding their footing now.
बड़े डायनासोर को संभालो जरा.
Yeah, that'll do it. That will absolutely do it. Still trying to be he's just untouchable. You just can't take him down. Slick moves, but it is a lighter purchase for T1, so we don't lose our minds just yet.
Yeah, Kong's doing some crazy flying business up in mid. Now EDG, they slow down, they wait, they know T1's going to start walking. And again, it feels like a very different team compared to map number 1. Maybe that's the difference of the maps, of the work they've done.
ये मैंने देखा हुआ है किधर.
Every time, even in these bad buys, like Izu, I feel like he's been in these spots where his whole team is dead and he's still finding like 2 kills. Every time, it's a bit silly.
It's nice to see this life in EDG though, right? It just feels like we're back in actually getting a game here. T1, I mean, I need them to reply as well. I do think it's easy to overestimate a little bit of what they did if you're looking at that Vitality result, because I'll be honest, Vitality didn't look good there. Clearly, they won't be happy with it either. They can watch that one back and tell you it themselves. But this is now EDG starting to stretch their legs in this series too, right? This is 8 rounds in their name, keeping T1 a mile.
Excuse me.
For EDG to work with. Early undercut and Kong's up.
Shot bay.
That's one of the 2 heavy hitters removed, making it a little bit trickier. Chichu.
एक और बस.
Buzz.
एक और.
A big game hunter it looks like right now, leaving Simon nobody on Smoggy to try and navigate this new threatening territory towards the A site.
And as soon as the Rolling Thunder comes out, it's a kill contract ready to just steal one player out of it. Dodge away from Meteor is nice.
Yeah, very nice. The timing on this is actually going to be pretty interesting. Okay, Meteor does manage to get Simon. The site's still under scrutiny. Buzz is just coming alive here. He's still got to do a lot more though. Oh, Buzz is going nuclear on the site.
बाप रे Buzz!
Buzz has just been otherworldly. The A site belongs to this man. T1 felt like all the momentum had been stolen away, but from start to finish in this round.
क्या मारा Buzz ने भाई पूरा round निकाला off से.
Look at him, the first 2 finding the top fraggers. Chichu, Kong gone, and then just says, "I'll do it all myself." Looking at him.
सारे एज T1 ने मारा याद रखना.
Not today. It gives them a lifeline. It's a small one, but it is a lifeline. We've got a little treat.
जीत गया T1 जीत गया. ये तो easy है T1 के लिए.
One and only. Not for you. Oh, you are from Americas. It's gonna be Tarek. You don't want to miss it. We love hearing from him. Big fan. At least someone from Sentinels made it this far.
สวัสดีครับโอ้โห
तारिक बोलते
พิเศษจริงๆนะครับผม and ladies and gentlemen let's give an official round of applause for Tarek
है बे औरा तो है
amazing crowd and it's such an honor to have you here with me. First things first, who are you supporting in Masters Bangkok?
It's a good question. Actually, I'm a big EDG stan, but I'm actually supporting T1 because I think Buzz and Stacks deserve a win. So T1 fighting.
Doubler
อยากรู้ครับว่าทาริกเนี่ยซัพพอร์ตใครนะครับผม
मेरे
เขาบอกว่า
जिससे
จริงๆ
देखा
แล้วเนี่ย
मैं भी
คือชอบ
T1 को
EDG
support
นะ
कर
แต่
रहा हूँ
ว่าเพราะบัสกับแซกน่าจะควรได้ชัยชนะบ้างเลยคิดว่า
เอา
อยาก
ระ
ให้
เบลาเบ
T1 ชนะ
เอา
นะครับ
ระ
ในวันนี้ส่วนคำถามต่อมาครับนี่เป็นครั้งแรกที่เขามาเยือนประเทศไทยนะครับเลยอยากรู้ว่าประเทศไทยเนี่ยเป็นยังไงบ้างนะครับ Next question you just mentioned that this is the first time that you're in Thailand I would love to know how is Thailand treating you so far
Oh my God, Thailand is amazing. I haven't actually stepped out to this area of the crowd. You guys here are the best. Big shout out to everyone here.
भाई crowd तो है भाई.
And yeah, it's been awesome.
Crowd तो है.
And it's also an honor for Thai people to have you here in our soil as well. Any last words to say before we go back to the game?
I'm gonna do it again. Go Valorant.
Hey, go Valorant!
ये होती है Valorant के लिए प्यार.
For now, we'll bring you back to Haven.
Just a Valorante lover. What can you do?
ने वेव किया मैंने
Just
देखा
cheering
right
for a
side में.
good game.
Yeah,
What a guy.
Respect it.
Love that. 8-4 though, right? We focus back in on this.
Sure.
This has been a road to recovery for EDG in my mind. Correcting
एक पटेल
that
भाई क्या
one
language हो members
and
के
looking
लिए?
a little bit better in this, and by actually quite a large margin. One, Kung way better in this one. Chichu way better. Simon showing up. We're starting to see those individuals now. 4 rounds for T1 is workable, but it's not easy.
Ooh, I like this setup from Kong Kong. Oh wait, we're just dropping the and he's taking heads.
Spike down. C.
How did he get the second?
दो
How did he get the
कैसे
first?
मारे?
It was like it was a nice setup, and then he just decided he
टाइम
was going to
पास
front
में
4
कूद के
players
उसने
on the
दो
wall.
मार दिए.
It must be nice to be Kung, right? It must be nice.
Huh?
Even in your errors, you still look so good doing that. Izu, Buzz, and
Excuse
Sylvan,
me.
they're scratching their heads. What the hell just went on? He's yeah. This is not. Buzz is feeling very uncomfortable. Every angle feels threatening. He's down to what? 40 HP. Stalled out, looking for a chance here. They've got
Easy kill
space
for
on A.
Buzz.
And
Easy
Buzz,
kill for Buzz. Come on.
he's selling them hook, line, and sinker here.
Yeah, he's trying to
Ek
do his
one tap
best,
bus. Come
but
on.
there's players enclosing
Come on,
from
take
every
one tap
single
take.
direction. Good news, I suppose, for T1 is Spike is surely to end up getting planted here. Quick jump of the trip. But Izu's going to have to get active and
Are
start
you
fighting
kidding
forward,
me?
finding some kind of a pick if T1 are going to have a chance.
Surely not, right? Surely not.
I mean, those corners have been tough for EDG.
Don't mention. There's no way. They still got so much util.
Oh
भाई कोई
my
check नहीं
lord.
करेगा. कोई check नहीं
Okay, they're
करेगा.
not coming in just yet.
ना कोई check नहीं
But
करेगा.
they,
I'm not
okay.
having it. I'm not having it. I can't allow this to happen. Why do I feel like it might happen? Izu. Yeah, okay, nice. Get cleared. That's fine. It's all fine. We make it through the round. EDG at 4 standing. Kung managed to get 2 magically. I don't understand it, but it's all good. EDG up to 9.
That's the thing, though. If you can rely on Kong to get 2 kills at the start of every round, you're winning every round.
True.
You know, like,
I look
what
at
ये
this.
is
क्या था
that?
बे? ये क्या था भाई? क्या था ये?
Yeah.
This game works different.
Oh, so the
right?
first shot was
Gata
actually a
bhai.
collapse. So it was a headshot and a
Reasonable.
double body.
So reasonable.
Yeah, makes sense.
There he is. There he
इधर है 50
is.
gifted वाला.
That
Hello.
means for him is that's going to be an outlaw purchased
Yeah.
in this second round.
We're really going to get like a 13-4.
एक thirsty हो
Both sides
जाता
here
तो.
on each other's maps as well. There's a potential for it. I don't know if T1's going to let that happen, but for now, going to be looking to flood towards this C side. We've got a plenty of player here as well. Chichu, one of them. Going to be guarding towards backside. Turns the flash as well. Turns it as well as he could at least, but still going to get his man. T1, what are you doing? EDG, this is not the round that you let
Pinch
slip.
battery खत्म.
It's the inverse of the first half. An outlaw alive in a 1v4, but Kong might just be better.
Oh, there's something about Kung right now. And Buzz is on 1 HP. And remember before how this happened. Buzz against Kung. And this time Buzz holds his nerve. He waits. Did he take a glance? Did he take a look? He does now. The shot goes!
बाप रे!
1 HP and a dream. Enough for T1.
What the fuck? क्या round था ये?
All of a sudden, that hope that was
भाई
lost just brought right
Kong
back.
क्या
It's a great
खेला
fight. Just
बे?
3 players.
I thought they were able to like get away from that a little bit, but man, And then look at Kong Kong, right? It's like suddenly, oh, we've got
Oh!
no, we don't. We've got one. At least 1 HP. Oof.
Good thing Buzz won that 1v1 at the end, because I think he sold his teammates out, jumping away at the teleport after getting flashed on up.
Why do I oh, Kong Kong. He's going for it. Knives around.
चल knife से डरने
Let's
लगता
have a go. Going for
Knives
the
से
best.
क्या
Going
डरने
for the
लगता
fight too. Oh, he's right up behind him. Does he get a pixel out of place here? Our drone's coming, but he doesn't care. See me all you want. It's Izu to catch him. Denying
battery
this.
खत्म है.
Stacks gets out with his life. The pressure's still coming, but look at the TP. Buzz, he's right back behind them. T1.
तो base में TP मारा.
He's on 1 HP again, getting a 3K.
Oh, Smoggy. They're not going to come towards this site now. They're like, no, no, no.
भाई
no.
बस
We're
कुछ
going to
तो
take
कर
no
रहा है.
risks. Let's get out of here.
मेरे हिसाब से
Let's go
बस
somewhere
भाई ने
else.
इजूल ऑन
This
किया है.
game just feels like it's starting to get
भाई
a
मैं
little
बोल रहा हूँ
crazy
एक
already.
बार
I
चेक
think Buzz
बनता
had
है.
the TP prime to go back over towards
बस
C early
ने
on.
इजूल ऑन किया है भाई.
Snap
कस्टम है. मैं
back
बोल
in.
रहा हूँ भाई. सुम्बड़ी में उसने ऑन किया है.
Super creative with the pinch, and this is what
Huh?
T1 are so cool at, right, with this comp. The different map rotations they can make, the combos of utility. They can be kind of anywhere at any point in it.
दो बार 1 HP कैसे?
Especially on an attacking side. EDG, when they start losing numbers, that is going to start creating gaps around them. If Chichu ever falls or his util is broken, EDG are going to be very mindful, finding where potential lurks from T1 can be, where these TPs can wind up too.
Yeah, for Smoggy
ये साउंड का क्या हो रहा
to
है?
just keep what he has. That would be lovely, the best outcome possible. Now, let's kind of call it what it is. There's a lot of room for EDG to take their time here. Now, not, complete and utter and, foot off the gas sort of situation, but they don't need to be in a massive hurry. It's all good.
Yeah, we saw the big mid walk that last round. And expect to see them go back to defaulting a little bit more towards A lobby control.
Crowd loves the stave. They can't get enough of it. But you're right. I feel like this could just be one of those kind of baits though, where it's like, yeah, the TV's ridiculous. How are you going to think about that? But I do feel like there's going to be a bit of bait, right? Because I think EDG will just kind of pull it together, get the ults going, all good, right? There's been a couple of crazy rounds that have been kind of tipped out of the normal fashion they fall from that round 14 onwards. I think they can recover this fine. They don't need to hurry it. They don't need to be desperate at it. Keep composed, keep cool. I'm worried if we see more of those
69 मेरे को shot में डाला है
start to
अभी.
see him heat up, starting to find that X factor for himself.
And the fact that Buzz has the dimensional drift is going to be the biggest problem for EDG in this round. Now, T1 put down this early Cypher camera to clear out these A players tagged into. They see the jet, so this Yor is going to be fully faking over into the C side before snapping back into the team and re-clearing the other forward spots.
EDG are here though.
He didn't see Simon.
Oh my god, this could be devastating. Wait, it can still work out in his favor. How's he gone away with this? I don't get it. Buzz, almost on a platter, does go down, but he sees it all.
EDG do so well
थोड़ा सा casual था ये.
during that play. Not get fooled. But now T1, they've left Izu into short. The drone isn't going to spot him away, so while T1 create massive pressure onto the C site, get that spike onto the ground, Izu needs to act quickly and come in on that flank.
They still have to withstand the potential.
Oh no, they're coming back into him. Here are all the footsteps leave.
They're going for a little double pump on this
Yeah.
one.
Catch.
All right.
And they're going to leave Meteor front B as well. This is nice macro.
Little bold, but I like it.
भाई वो लोग सब जगह है भाई.
Sight than C for sure in my mind. A nice insert towards B. Kung going on the flank, but they still have that util up. Time getting a little close here. Bond's going to be in. Now the time to activate for Meteor, and timing is everything. Flank on a flank, right? We've got Kung on one side, Meteor on the
Hello.
other. Oh, you got Smoggy turning around to a terrible surprise, seeing Meteor in the back lines, and now they got problems. They wanted to pinch on that. Izu trying to play it forward, but Chichu succeeds. Nice from Kung. There's the flank coming in. Stacks is over towards Quad. This is a lot on their
ये kill
shoulders.
मिला वो ult
Meteor
मार
needs to be
सकता
up
है.
to the task. Stacks. Oh, a nice
अरे
try, but
एंटी
EDG stand
रे.
firm here.
भाई वो kill मार तो ult मार सकता था.
T1 play a beautiful round over the map. Letting him know it at the end there too. It was kind of crazy how Buzz wasn't able to find a kill and then he maybe
बस ने
was,
लेकिन सीधा C पे क्यों नहीं बोला? पूरा
getting
खाली
taken
दिखा
down
दो
into
उसको.
long. But I think Kung deciding to go for that late flank too, the fact that he finds the kill is everything for EDG.
enemy remaining.
Watching that back, knife's edge stuff. By getting a
50
little
गिफ्ट
bit shorty
रेडी
there,
रखना
Izu
ठीक
going to
है
be down to the bulldog. We still have a couple of ults.
भाई
in
दो
play.
अल्टी है
T1 on the
सिल्वन और
outside,
मीटर
nothing
ये
there
बहुत ही
yet,
इजी
but
राउंड
some
होना
very
चाहिए
close
T1 के लिए
by.
बहुत ही इजी
Round things off. T1
मेरे हिसाब से ये राउंड खेलना भी नहीं चाहिए
subtle
एडीजी को
their
सीधा
approach
सेफ
towards A, but a lot of
समझ
commitment
रहे हो
behind this.
Yeah, T1 can do some annoying things here with the Omen and the ISO ult. You can pluck someone off
W
the site
caster.
and go for a deep Omen ult that could be unheard by the
W
side
caster.
anchor.
God, there's 4 players here. They've been able to stack this out. They want to have a brawl on it. Do T1 commit? They're giving it a go. Meteor is going to snatch Kung Kung. That's a big 1v1 though. Whoa, and Kung Kung does go down. Meteor back into the fray and back in towards the site. But EDG have bodies here. Simon not clean enough on that. And
मेरा बैटरी
T1
खत्म
show him how to get around.
Buzz with
बैटरी
another
खत्म यार
3K. A double duelist combo coming up in a big way.
Shit,
Meteor
man.
finds the first pick onto the jet. And Buzz shuts it down with the 3.
हाँ
Those XX can be so disruptive.
Do you think we get a timeout from EDG soon? Because you look at this.
बैटरी खत्म मतलब
rounds, right?
एडीजी
T1
जीतेगा
is starting to
It's
find a
time to
little
support
bit of
EDG.
something behind them here.
EDG
I don't want to
जीतेगा
say that they're close enough by yet, but maybe you make it through this one.
लाइक करने बोलो
see how it
चैट
feels,
जो भी लोग
but
देख 7,000 लोग
start
दिख रहे हैं
to keep a glance
हेलो
towards it, 'cause
ये कभी
EDG
हुआ
weren't in a massive hurry. They didn't have to be too worried.
चैट 7,000 लोग देख रहे हैं जो लोग
Now
भी
they're
देख रहे हैं
gonna
स्ट्रीम को
start
लाइक कर दो
a little bit
लव
closer
यू
eye. Get a couple more of those, and now we're talking. Oh, Izu, in a round like this, are we really going for that?
Oh,
hello. Peekaboo. Ooh, this is still pretty risky, but he does manage it. He's fine in the end. Gets away from the threat from nobody, but Kung Kung still controlling.
Got in 10K
Still
हुआ
posturing and threatening. The Owl drone.
Eyes on
gonna
Garage
spot.
right now. Izu looking for a little step out. Actually, sorry, Chichu. Izu getting pushed back.
Go at it. Going for this B plant here is risky. Stacks might die for it, and they already retake front site. Trying to disrupt the deeper lines is difficult, but it's certainly not impossible, and they have some numbers here. T1 making this hard work, but they're going to hold this down.
बाप रे big ult
Already Stacks does get a tag. Does at least
Big
deny
ult.
that first attempt here.
G trying to tap back on, but that pop punch is going to be brutal. Kung with 3 though.
It
Still
ain't
has
over.
chances in this round.
It ain't over.
smoke खत्म
Util coming in. Pressure starting to happen here. Simon up against Izu. You got to check on this.
Let's
You
go,
gotta
Simon!
check this. He's got it. He had the info, and T1 have at least another go at
से
things.
चार्ज कैसे हो जाता है
Oh,
These rounds are just.
भाई कब खेल रहे हैं लेकिन
that was with like two
हाँ
sheriffs.
Yeah.
That was 2 sheriffs. And
क्या
EDG
खेल
at that
रहे हैं
point.
दोनों टीम
Good on Izu to close out the round there. We don't talk about it all the time, but this kid's flexibility is just absurd, right? Like,
Spot on.
we saw him play the Fade to perfection on Bind.
Spot
Now he
on.
switches over to Sentinel on the Cypher, right? Gets the wall hack, finishes the kill, but we haven't even seen him tap into the double duelist. That's where he
No,
really thrives.
That's true, but we also have the operator coming out.
अटैकिंग मैप है हाँ अटैकिंग मैप
So that is where my mind goes.
नहीं
They get
बे
to identify
एक
this
राउंड निकाला
early,
ये राउंड निकाला जीत गया
find
टीम
out where it resides.
अटैकिंग मैप
T1
पे
will
इको
need to
जाएंगे
do
बाद
their
में
due
अल्ट वल्ट
diligence
आएगा
here.
वापस बस
Don't wanna run
जिसका
into that
मीटियर
lane.
का
Seems like EDG want to do a bit of baiting
एकदम वो
on
लोग
C,
वो कर
like
सकते हैं
Small
क्या
to
बोलते हैं
take
उसको
first
स्नोबॉल
contact. Well, Kung plays for that garage angle, a little bit more passive.
Chichu right there though.
Look at all those pings though. T1 knows something's up because they just droned A lobby and didn't see the jet.
But if they swing this corner,
Ult to scan
DP,
it.
there
That's
it is.
beautiful.
Hiya. Not sure how much info they got, a fair amount, but the ice turning was enough for Kung Kung. He's been in this position before, and he's succeeded. But they don't fancy it. They hear that up, and they scatter. Other side of the map, they have no
कैसे नहीं
idea.
दिख रहा कोई हेलो
Meteor, reminding them of who he is.
बाप
There's still a
रे
man
what
here.
the fuck
Surely. But Kung Kung is still here. It ain't over
कोई
till he
किसको
falls.
क्यों नहीं देख रहा है
Spike should be planted. Nobody is here early. I mean,
Oh, he's
the
crazy.
temptation.
और
Loved it.
एंटी था
Stacks laughed in his face as Kung Kung called
Anti-da.
upon again. The man himself would need nothing less than an ace here. 2 already. We have to find the other 3. You can see him settling in, thinking about it. This
भाई,
sight near on
सेव
impossible.
करेगा मेरे हिसाब
And
से
step by
ऑफ
step,
इम्पोर्टेंट है
shifting away. I think he knows this one is out of hand. I think he knows that operator is far too precious.
मस्त खेल रहा ना भाई, मेरे को
Try and
सच्ची नहीं
tussle
लगा था टीवन इतना बाप खेलेगा भी, इतना
Nobody
आगे
went for
तक
that
आएगा.
crazy drop because he knows
Crazy खेला बे.
his teammate has the op. It would have been the only chance to get back in the round, at least go 1-for-1. Maybe there's an option there if Kong can pop the knives.
But I do like the fact that T1, as soon as they identified that operator, were out of there. They were having none of it. It's big respect for a right reason. You saw how good Kong can be in these. He's played patient there. That operator is a prized possession.
क्या है ना अभी
Look
को?
at their money. It's rough here
Pause
for
आएगा अभी.
EDG. We've got kind of like 1.8, like a 2K. Sheriffs and light shields, and that's it.
Since losing the
खाना आ
pistol,
गया क्या?
he
डेढ़
won
घंटे से तो
classic
बिल्डिंग में ही
rounds.
है.
They've secured,
डेढ़
they've
घंटे से
slowed down the
बिल्डिंग में
pace. They're dodging away from the Meteor activating on this crazy lurk up into Link. And now just one away from tying things up. It seems like they have the answers. They know that EDG, every time on these ecos, it's been these slow walks out of mid, so they're going quickly to spot it out.
There's bodies here, though. There's a lot of bodies here for EDG. Buzz, got to be careful now. Looking for some support here. The paranoia comes in, but it's a little bit too short, I think, to find the connection. And Chichu!
अबे हेलो.
Space! Beautiful from him, but outdone
कोई
by the
किसको
sheer...
देख कैसे नहीं रहा ये गेम में?
Kong has got a curious position. If they go for this B plant for T1, the post plant gets very difficult to hold if he comes into play. But he's been noticeably absent so far with that saved operator.
भाई तेरे ulti too strong for
Smoke
B.
refresh comes in, so they're going to take the opportunity to go for the plant. T1 might start walking into A Link. Thinking EDG are leaning heavy into C, but you look at what EDG are doing at the same time, going for the slow re-wrap.
These are both kind of indicators, right? That no one's kind of fallen back, that Kong's heard nothing. He's still going to be very diligent clearing towards window, but Smoggy does so well. Hold on, it's game on. And now EDG needs to pick up the pace, but Sylvan stunning with Isu. Kong has to come forward, or it's going to be 10 apiece here. Kong given nothing. They know it. If he wants it, he will really go for it, but they're going to force him again. On this operator, he's still going to drag one down with him. But the round, nonetheless, is T1's, and the slow march back to an even scoreline begins.
It's got to be so frustrating for Kong. 2 rounds back-to-back, he's just not allowed to play. Just lost before he can find
बेचारा
that
जंप कर
impact.
रहा था, कोई ना कोई ट्रेड लेगा करके, कोई मारेंगे.
Annoying ratting around the smoke. Smoggy finds the shot into Link. I mean, it's a nice round called, even on the low buy from EDG. They have not had a consistent answer in this half. Felt fairly readable on the light buys. They're walking up every single time. On the strong buys, it's usually been a fight over A space. Apart from the one round they showed the jet on towards Plat, and even then T1 were able to call away from it.
And it feels like I've just rolled back in time, right? It's like, okay, I see a jet with an operator. It's not CNET anymore, but we're going to avoid him nonetheless, right? It's like, see that? We're going elsewhere. And I love the fact that T1 are respecting the impact that he's starting to have. I think that's a right call to make at 25-15. It's a much bigger performance, but EDG need to take back control of this game
18
somehow.
को
I mean, be it pressuring back, like, they need something.
SLR का first movie, हाँ क्या? नया season कब आ रहा है?
I don't know exactly what's going on.
No.
10-10.
Nice
अब
to keep it a
जीतेगा
little bit lighthearted.
T1.
10-10. Everyone's just like sweating.
In the midst of a
Rhyme हुआ क्या?
But truthfully, I mean,
That 7,500 लोग देख रहे हैं. This is the highest watching by far in this master. So www everybody, make sure to like the stream and subscribe. जिसने subscribe नहीं किया, we are close to 330k subscribers.
So effective with this gun because they've kept
तो
going.
दबाएं, सारे बटन दबाएं 1 सेकंड के अंदर और
They
बाद में
evade him
आराम
again.
से
The
stream देखें.
operator is now toward A.
www.
T1. We've seen them approach this. Kong standing his ground this time. Maybe this time he'll get his man. Takes down Stacks. Oh!
दो कैसे मारे?
But Simon is still here. Enough to keep the sight. Waving the EDG banner until Izu barrels on up. Now Smoggy feeling surrounded. Rightly so, they count it down. They
अरे यार
swing
उसको
together.
मालूम नहीं
We
पड़
saw
रहा
it
था.
before. Chichu was a mile away.
Hold on, Chichu's got the spike.
Oh, he's got his ult too.
But now that gives up his position as well.
When you're 1v2, Chichu, you've got your chance. Can you keep your team in the lead, or is T1's comeback inevitable, Chichu?
Oh, almost.
T1
Which is
taking the
mine?
lead.
Just an unbelievable round out of Buzz. The fact that he's
Yeah, Venge
unfazed
Conta is
completely
not
after this first
Yeah,
kill
Venge,
goes
yeah.
down. He pushes forward, takes the timing, and they're lined up for
Next to
him.
each other.
Nobody's got his util out. It's just brutal. And it's all because he went for the early teleport that closed the gap. He snuck into the right side of Stack. He's in a position that no one on EDG thought he could possibly be.
The money. Look at the money. Oh my god, EDG gonna have to face this with a scrappy buy. You got Guardian, you
Unbelievable.
got
Best 3-0
Stingers.
हो सकता है?
Yeah, Simon's got the old Smoggy as well, but these aren't easy to lean on ultimates here. And patience from T1.
मेरा voting पहली
Don't
बार
want to
सच
fall
लगा?
into any sort of trap. Already though, proactive down A long, but still taking their time this time.
It's nice from EDG though, because the other rounds they haven't shown that A stack. Now they try and show a little bit extra presence, but T1 realized it hasn't been the walk there, so the mid walk is expected.
Oh.
And Izu's there for the swing, not going to get fooled twice on that angle.
Okay, so Chichu gone. Your big players now are Smoggy and Kung Kung really. The timing on this drone going to force Kung Kung away.
Here's the drone, has to fall off the angle, and he's got no protection in Garage. The Cypher
New
out of
York,
the picture,
man.
no trips to hold his back. The hero rifle has to
Hello?
move forward.
And the hero standing tall this
Whoa.
time has to slip away. T1 forcing back both fronts now.
भाई लेकिन
Walk
fake है.
down middle, the approach through C.
ठीक है. जीत गया बे
Keep
T1.
EDG in the dark.
I think EDG might be reading this though. Simon and nobody already on A site and calling in Smoggy too. Now Izu is
Yeah.
given the opportunity to pop the ultimate
Yeah, got
in
it, French
front
fries.
B. That's a great moment, 30 seconds left on the clock, but T1 are sort of locked into this A hit now. Actually, they're not. They're going to
Oh
back away and
boy,
try and
double
fake this while the
fake
spike
it!
makes into C.
This is unbelievable. Meteor
This
is
is
keeping
what-
so many players, and he's still thriving. Outnumbered on the site. He's still standing. Just dropping body after body. T1 flawlessly
Run to
making
the
it
अरे
to
गिर
12.
जाएगा
T1
बाबा.
just execed all 3 sites at the
This
same
is mine, no?
time and won every single
This is
one
mine.
of them. They're on an absolute tear, 6 rounds in a
This is
row.
veg, non
8
veg.
of the last 9, reading every single move EDG are
Non
trying to
veg.
take. And now 1 away from being up 2-0 versus the
हमको
reigning
T1 is
champions.
जीतिंग against EDG 3-0.
Deep breaths now. We are watching something rather special here. 6 rounds in succession. T1 on the verge now of taking map 2. And EDG too stunned to speak.
I'm expecting a quick tempo shift from T1. Once they deal with this tripwire in Garage, options to accelerate into C off the ultimates. Early canceled out. They see the players on the site, but Smoggy is here. Smoggy is
Arre
waiting
yaar.
too. The EDG anchor, but T1 are not slowed down.
They needed someone, anyone to stand up, and Chichu's still here, but it's a little sloppy, but it's fine. He gets the job done. Wait. Stacks and Izu in a 2v2. Simon's got ult. Surely that's enough to tip the scales over, right? Maybe not. Down to a 1v1. It could close right now. And look at the HP. 10 on one side, 30 on the other, and it's a clash!
Oh boy! 2-0, hello!
10 looking bulletproof at the end there.
The thickest plot armor in the game. T1 are 1 map away from moving to the finals.
कैसे?
Nice! 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 유병철. Nice! Wow, that's a... Nice! 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 Nice!
भाई ये कौन सा T1 है कोई बताएगा? ये अचानक से क्या हो गया ये लोग को? ये अचानक से क्या हो गया भाई? अचानक से क्या हो गया? स्पेसिफिक नंबर 2 टीम कहाँ जा गई? अगला बात में आज ऑलमोस्ट 8,000 लोग देख रहे थे। हाईएस्ट है भाई। ब्लेज भाई डील याद करवाने बोले थे। ब्लेज भाई जो डील था वो डील था। रात को मेंबर्स ओनली आज वैलोरेंट स्ट्रीम होगा। मैंने मेरा जुबान दे दिया है. बोलो जुबान बिंक्स भाई की.
क्यों मेंबर्स ओनली?
चैलेंज दिया था उसने.
मेंबर्स ओनली.
आज तो एसेटल वो है ना ग्रुप गेम शाम को. 8.1 के गई थी. ये कब हुआ? मैं खुद का खुद नहीं देख रहा हूँ. भाई मजा आ गया भाई. क्या खेला बेटी वन. वैलो खेला लग रहा है. स्नैक्स चैट मिक्स किधर है? स्नैक्स मेरा आवाज भी आ रहा है क्या? हेलो स्नैक्स मेरा आवाज आ रहा है क्या तेरे कान में? वहां पे म्यूजिक लाउड तो नहीं है ना? अगर तूने वो सामान नहीं लाया याद रखना, हाथी याद रखना. हेलो
लाउड नहीं है वहां.
कैसे? ओ माय गॉड.
मुझे पता भी नहीं है लाउड है या नहीं. मेरे को पता है, मेरे को पूछना.
है गंदा था पिंगे.
ये करेगा तो वाव वाव करोगे.
मेरे जोक्स का एक वो रहता है. ठीक है मेरा फोन में चार्ज नहीं है. मैसेजेस आ रहे हैं बच्चे.
मैं लेके तो गया तू.
The human body was built to move. Not trapped at a desk in one singular posture for 12 hours a day. It's time your chair evolved. This is Secret Lab Titan Evo. Ergonomically engineered for you, gamers, hybrid workers, artists, backing your every move.
Face your death, cause you play a roulette with each step I progress, no less. Go ahead and place your bets, cause we know where we at, we know we top tier. Cause all the hate that you bring, we know it stops here. I'm taking off like a rocket here, ain't stopping here. It's strange how they cannot see the future, but see profit here. Wait up, we gon' always win. Promise that that's not a promise, yeah, that is a threat. You know that I promise to bring the team commas. When the whole team win, that's when you flex. Win, and I'ma do it again. Watch me win, then watch me do it again.
EDG had him in the first half, not gonna lie, but then T1 comes right back into it, and they win 13-10. And now the series is at 2-0 in favor of the number 2 seeded team from Pacific. Let that sink in for a moment as they are going up against the world champions, and the number 2 seed from Pacific is showing up big time here, Mimi.
The only number 2 seed to make it to the top
Crazy.
4 at Masters Bangkok. The team that was rated 8th going into this event now has
By a
EDG
fraudulent
on the
podcast.
rope. Well, I wouldn't go that far. By a
Very
lot of
fraudulent.
people, many people.
Fraudulent according to many people. Yes, yep. He's on the money.
Hey, but you know what wasn't fraudulent? This incredible play from Buzz. That takes us to our Verizon high-speed moment, and of course, it's the Buzzman himself. And he ends up finding a nasty one here. Well, wait, is this the, no, okay, that was the one where he catches the shoulder.
That's how good he was, so you don't even remember which play.
I loved the one where he hit the shot, but ended up going transported to the gulag. That was another good one, too.
Yeah.
Some crazy moments in this game, Brand, for sure, but the fact that T1 dug deep to come back like this is huge.
And it was these rounds that made it possible, right? It gives you the breathing room and the buffer to potentially make that comeback happen, which they ended up completing. Buzz, on an individual level, he hasn't stepped back in terms of his form whatsoever. This guy's been on a heater beginning to enter the tournament, and he doesn't seem to slow any signs of slowing down.
T1 have been so good because of their willingness to play to their strengths. And I think that this map is one of the best examples of that. When you have players, the quality of Buzz, the quality of Meteor, with the pedigree that those two guys have in Korean Valorant, and you put them on a map, on agents they're amazing at, they play with utmost confidence, they will deliver you rounds like this. But it's not just the individualism. This map again showcased how good T1 is at using their ultimates to support their teammates from across the map, at setting up little combos with the ISO utility. They are a team that, at the simplest form, is willing to just shoot you in the face, but there's that little bit extra behind the confidence that pushes them at that next level to be truly world class.
Yeah, T1 are certainly looking fantastic, but there you see that guy on your screen, Kong, who has been doing everything feasible to keep this EDG team in the game. And look at the change from Bind to Haven.
Bro, he was deadlifting. He was trying his hardest in that map. I'm not kidding. And genuinely, where they were going amiss wasn't in the firepower. I mean, yeah, him and Chichu were fantastic in terms of being able to trade off their teammates and playing off for some of their util, having huge individual moments that we saw over and over and over again. But the thing that really slipped away from them was just that macro play. And Kangkang was left in so many scenarios where he was forced to try and play retake with an operator in a 1v3 because EDG were trying to force the issue too early. They were taking peeks when they didn't need to. They were dropping into sight when they didn't need to. Kangkang's doing the most, but he can't do it all. And I need the rest of EDG to step up to give us a more competitive game. You can't go out this tournament 3-0. You're the reigning world champions, man. You can't go out 3-0 at this point. I need to see them collect it up, be disciplined, and play together.
But if there was a map to come back for the world champs, it would be Fracture.
Nah.
They dominated G2
3-0.
here. The only team to beat G2 this year with a 13-4 win. But they have a very tough task ahead of them because they're playing their Neon comp into T1's Vise, and Meteor has been so incredible on this defensive side. And Brent, I think of map 1 where EDG was just sending it on their exits, and the T1 anchors were feasting.
Yeah, they certainly were. I mean, Meteor, the last time he played this map, I think, against DRX, he was just demonic. I think he dropped over 25 kills, but for EDG, they need that firepower, which we know they've already got, and they need confidence. They're going to be bringing it pacey, tempo. It's going to be nice.
The question on everyone's mind is this how it ends for the world champions? A 3-0 in the lower bracket finals. Let's send it back over to Pansy and Ender.
Thank you, GB in the desk. I mean, I didn't expect to be considering this already. Coming into Fracture with T1, 2 maps in hand. This feels unbelievable. But surely for EDG, there's a chance here. Or do you think T1 just have too much behind them now?
T1 just seem like they've got everything going, right? Ever since reintroducing Sylvan into this team, they've been 6-1 this year with him in the roster. 1-3
Last time ऐसा stats आया था क्या हुआ था याद है?
But EDG, they're 3-0 on this map of Fracture. They destroyed G2 on this map previously. If they are to get back into this series, it is going to start here. Looks like one of their stronger maps.
The fashion in which they approached that G2 game felt almost bullish in approach. They were so back in themselves, and rightly so. Is that confidence here today? Meteor has been marvelous. and we were complimenting them, especially in map
Really,
1.
bus काम करनी है ना।
T1 at least, we've been able to divide and conquer against EDG. Izu again denies the push-up, turns the flash, he's back in the action. Where's the follow-up? No trade there. Sylvan a little slow on this, and EDG make the most of it. That's 4 alive. That's got to be a plant.
Jack में घुस
Go
के
up
मारा.
onto the rope, go slip and sliding through spawn to close out the round. I
Kang
mean,
Kang
that's a
को
little bit of the
आया
gusto you
गुस्सा।
wanted to see out of EDG, right? Yep. The Sands take, the double swing from Chichu and Smoggy.
वो देख रहे देखा कांग को.
Mind though, the spacing was a little bit better.
Yeah,
If
EDG
they
क्या?
traded a little bit more effectively. This old crunch coming through Sam.
भाई कितने लेकिन सोचा था क्या? 2-0 T1 होएगा करके.
Gives EDG the chance to actually shut down these kills.
EDG had some cool ideas though, right? Kong Kong going up the rope and out onto
कैसे?
Raptor, trying to look over the smoke.
3-2
Not something you see every day. Gotta be really creative on your entry pathing.
Camera on है दूर.
To view side anchors, T1 just gonna face up 2 players, snag an orb. Credit to Sylvan to find the one.
Yeah, that's kind of nuts, but you know, I guess he gets an orb.
बकवास मैच. वो I agree.
But for now, there should be
Shots देखने से.
stability for EDG. And I feel like I've been saying that every round, and then, well, sorry, every time this round occurs,
Sure.
and then somehow T1 just like proved me wrong, which
Run
is
down
fair
there.
enough.
Under
But
it
as
there.
it stands, EDG have site control now on
मैं
both
छोड़ना
fronts.
कहूँगा.
They've got a plant down. They've got a good idea of what's coming their way.
Yeah, Buzz with a shorty shouldn't be able to do anything back there.
बाकी अंदर रख प्राइस दे दे. प्राइस खत्म कर दूँगा.
Really T1 just showing on the eco round, trying to orb max as much as possible, not giving away too much of their setup on a round like this. Could even just hold and try and play some exits. When you look at it, EDG have 3 rifles, so 2 kills here would be massive. 1 more and T1 have done real damage.
They've got a Bulldog on Buzz now. And yet you are looking at damage, right? You're looking to min-max, right? We don't look at round wins. Relax, guys. I think we're good now. Stacks, can he keep him on site? Can he lock him in here? Drag him down with him. Take him down,
Right.
sure.
बहुत गंद
Stacks is
गिरा
making
दिया.
this cost a
वो भी फटा.
fortune. EDG
फटा.
will make it out of the rut.
Oh,
फटा बे.
dear.
फटा
Damn,
बे.
okay, well that's not the outcome they were
W.
hoping for, but at this point, I guess you'll take 2 rounds.
I mean, the
W
rounds
बे.
are good, but
पूरा पैसा गया.
that
Classic
stings,
से
right?
खेलोगे?
When everything's been going against you, just to get hit one more time on the way out. Not so good.
पूरा पैसा गया
I
भाई.
think now's a good time to sort of look forward to the rest of this half because T1, the way they play defense on Fracture is pretty interesting. You know, a lot of teams, they'll look for explosive plays right at the start. They'll sort of coin flip around, sort of try and get a read on where
भाई
you're
मत
going to be
कर
hitting
ले रहे
early
T1 आज.
and go for
एक
an
दूसरे के
aggro
साथ.
piece. But T1 like to do a lot more mid-round aggression. Move into some trap plays after they've seen what you're giving them.
Kong Kong looks singular in approach, doesn't he? Focused towards the goal, but he doesn't manage to connect towards where he wants to. Buzz is still very much alive and on top. Stacks already prized out Kong Kong. The sport's here. T1 looking down. Chichu swept aside. T1 first.
Not
round
very
looking
clean,
pretty
लेकिन
secure
चलेगा.
on that.
3 gun is equal to
I like the way
W.
Buzz was repositioning on top site there. Dodging away from the stun, taking those angles pretty cleanly.
I'm waiting to see the
Kang
money find any stability,
कैसा
right? And it's
बंदा है
just
ना
not.
चैट.
It feels very volatile for them.
15 बंदे के
Seeing a
सामने
couple of,
चैट
like,
के अंदर
you know,
घुस के
lethal
चिल कर रहा
weapons
है वो.
coming in here in all occasions.
Yeah, this next round's going to be make or break, especially for EDG. Down on relatively low money, both breaches. Just one off of the Rolling Thunder. So we're looking at Econ swing, we're looking at ult swing. Potentially 2 or more rounds riding on the result of
T1
this.
का rotation fast है बे.
Buzz's curiosity peeking here a little. Go for the boombot, reveal at least early presence towards A main.
Oh, so they see the A main presence, they hear the zip line being taken down onto the south side, but it's a great
timing हो
timing
गया.
found on Kong Kong. See, Izu was going for that walk because they got the comm of the zip line. That's a layered approach from EDG to open up a potential kill for Kong Kong.
Yeah, that's huge. And you can see trying to keep an eye on this now is also Meteor.
Jinx
Doesn't
मत
like
support
that
करो.
that's
क्या language
available,
है?
and the ult going to be coming out on top. That's big, actually. Good info on this. There's a lot of players towards B. Do you dare carry on forwards? Going to get the upgrade at the very least. But do you then pivot back towards A?
Yeah, going to drop down the stun, start moving out of there.
Still faint though, but again, you've got to look at who's still shouldering A. It's going to be Buzz.
एक खाली.
Done for, deleted. That should be the red carpet rolled out.
ठीक है,
They don't know
ये
how
map
much success.
ADG
I
का
mean,
है.
maybe they could read it off the back
Yeah, actually
of the
map ADG
Cypher
का.
information that came through earlier. But yeah, the
Kang Kang
site's
Neon
theirs.
थोड़ा.
Yeah, Meteor deciding to go on a flank, but he's stuck on a tripwire. Now EDG are aware of A main
अब जिम
being
जा
a
और बॉडी
potential
बनाओ
problem.
काहे
We've got
भाई?
2 players there. ready to deal with Meteor.
This looks like a meticulous round, though, from EDG.
Yeah.
It's what the doctor ordered.
The late insurance of Chichu on drop as well is exactly what they want.
Yeah, flash to play in Meteor, though. Has a glance, Smoggy one side, two the other, isolates one. And I don't think he makes it out of this alive. They're trying, but no one can trade in. Yes, he can actually. Stacks, I lied to you. He gives it a damn good go, but 3 more, surely not. I'm to back off for Stacks here.
Attacking map hai.
The time's just no good.
There's just no time to play, and Chichu being where he was just such an unknown factor. But these rounds are close, but this pacing coming out from EDG feels much calmer, much, you know, better considered here on the approaches so far. I liked what they did then, honestly. Yeah, a little bit off the back of Kang doing what he did, but it was the read of that contact in A main.
Exactly. Again, they
round to
that
jitna padega,
rotator,
lekin
that flank coming in off of the audio of the zipline to make that pick even happen in the first place. And then because of
किसको लग रहा है कि reverse sweep हो
that
सकता
side of the map, they hold on to the breach ult. So Rolling Thunder is going to be available if they need that, because T1 they're
4-8 score कैसा है वो लोग को वो
carrying
जीतना
over
पड़ेगा
what they can
पिस्तौल
from the last.
मतलब मस्ट हो जाएगा और 4-8 है तो पिस्तौल राउंड जीतना थोड़ा मस्ट हो
Very
जाएगा
solid half for EDG. This is kind of what happened against them back on Haven in the second half when T1 got all that momentum.
It cements those foundations, right? It gives you that nice bit to lean back to. You have big ult on Simon. Here, Kang already lovely towards Buzz, but he can't escape. T1 want to crunch and they want to have a little bit of a biff themselves. And they pull the trigger on the ult here. That's wild. Stacks on the swing. Takes out Smoggy, but it's still a 3v3. And look at the weapons.
It's ugly. Izu was trying to find some kind of a rifle. Now calls in Sylvan, so it's a Sheriff and a Bucky. Right flush with the smoke.
I mean, a Bucky here ain't bad. But surely it doesn't get the reward it wants.
They know the door's stuck open. They know someone's here.
They've got to be heads on a swivel about this, but they can't really disrespect the cycle on the smoke, the util coming out, so they peel away.
Another well-called round. Choosing to go 3 on a zipline. That's dangerous, to say the least, but Chichu had the camera. I think he cleared the north side. It's
observers ready.
See if anyone's gonna just,
you know, be on the side waiting. No one is there.
I think they go drop.
True stress अच्छा है क्या?
Been taken. Now they clear. No one had pushed out from B.
30 seconds left.
Good news for Izu is he's not exposed to the actual drop angle, and with only 25 seconds left, there's options to stall away with the Teo util to force players out into their crosshairs, but they're going on a walk too early. They've lost the timing to try and kill the spike.
Okay, so Plant's gonna be there. They do get the upgrades though. Sylvan's got himself a Phantom. So they are back in this, but Redwell, nobody shouldering this. Is he alone? Doesn't matter apparently. Gonna find Sylvan. Nice! On the second. And the whole time, Meteor was pretty much disconnected from this fight, kind of waiting, wondering if it was going to be that B hit. It wasn't. The 3 from EDG, navigating these puzzling problems very well. Meteor gonna make something out of nothing here. He's ahead of it. Meteor, thank you, Simon. There we are, EDG.
कौन जीता 2-0 लीड पे T1 और अभी EDG का मैप है और EDG जीत रहा है बहुत अच्छे से.
Mid rounds that are working for them.
It's composed though, right? And I think that's what we needed to see from EDG. We know they can be flash, we know they can be explosive when they need to be. But after that, where it's a little bit messy, you know, T1 get a few kills even on the eco. To call it through, go north side, identify that weakness is good. Now those ultimates come into play, so T1 are back on a buy, but EDG have Rolling Thunder. Kang can dip into the ult.
Possible तो है शुभम.
Nobody's only run away as well. Like, they are all getting real close to that kind of
लेकिन ये वाला T1 है ना मैंने खुद नहीं देखा है.
Damn, that is clean. Yeah, Buzz just gets his head ripped off.
I would like to apologize.
EDG are just full contact killing T1.
And I said they weren't flashy, and I've told you an absolute porcupine. Bloody hell, what on earth just happened? They just fully contacted 2 sites. Kang runs in and wins.
क्या डॉच
doing a
करते हैं
disservice to
भाई?
the EDG players, being like, oh yeah, they can use these ultimates to secure the round. No, they just need guns.
That was the most EDG round I've seen. Just walked up, battered 2 of them, and we're like, slide in.
3-0 होता तो मजा तो
आता. Watch that one back. Good luck, T1. I don't know what's happened in between
Defense
these matches.
or attack, this is a heavy attack
turned
match.
up and they look pretty sharp by all accounts, right? For Simon, 1 HP. Stay on Simon for me. Is he LAN experience scanning round? Yeah, looking for.
I mean, there's only so many
sighted
places
players.
he can be at this point.
Right? I don't know if the crowd loves or hates to say
Yeah,
it, but they
I'm
seem
not
thrilled
quite
by
sure.
it. They seem absolutely enamored with the idea. Oh, they love
Try
the
to that,
save.
try to that.
Can't get enough.
Easier there.
Try to that.
But yeah, I want to see this replay. Like, look at these fights. Sick.
And it's right on Buzz's
Sick.
jiggle, too.
And then Kung Kung doing this is just... Yeah, this... Yeah, fair enough.
Fade away.
Yeah, fair play. That's 3 just belting shots. Oh, one was through smoke. Good. Good. There's the crowd loving the save again. 1 to 5 though. What are you meant to do for T1 here? Because this does feel like EDG have started the ball rolling well. And we've seen this before, but they found these in a multitude of ways. This hasn't just been that kind of one-off heavy hitter having form here. We've just seen 3 players basically pound for pound outdo people. But
Yeah.
also the way they got to that 6th round was through a composed approach. They were playing the map well. It wasn't just heavily dependent on individual influence.
I think what T1 have shown now in a few of their rounds, especially on the ecos, but even in a couple of the buys, when EDG find a few openers and then the round resets, right? Because apart from the last round, EDG have slowed down the pace in the mid-round. T1 have started walking and trying to, you know, take advantage of some potential gaps. And I think EDG have dealt nicely with that. They've played a very grouped approach in these mid-rounds. And if I'm coming in here from T1, I'm thinking, okay, instead of committing to the flanks in the mid-round, let's commit to maybe some more limited re-clears or some heavier stacks, lean 1-3, 1-4 on sides of the map, because EDG have done a lot of re-hits.
I guess this also then does get brought into the bigger picture. It's quite early for this conversation, but we will start lightly looking at kind of map pool depth and best of 5, right? This is something where EDG historically have got a very good record, highlighted at the start of the day, and will echo throughout if it does become more and more relevant. But this would have to be a reverse sweep if we're going to have the conversation at 5-1 here in map 3. It is a long and hard road to walk for EDG, but they could certainly take some steps towards it here.
Meteor looking with the Marshall, and actually leaves Izu on the close angle. Good drone's going to push them back off the side. And an ultimate now.
Oh, surprised they felt they needed it. I felt it was already lined up, but Kung Kung gonna springboard in, and why not? Meteor deleted, Izu on the trade, but now he's in a bit of a predicament, just kept safe by the smoke. And okay, and Sylvan, oh, free gun.
Hey, free gun.
Go on that. Ult comes in, this is all getting sloppy, it's all getting messy. It's down to
भाई मस्त मारा nobody ने एक और.
T1 as EDG and all that chaos just looks so composed still. They plant their feet, find security, get themselves a plant.
Buzz once again goes over the tripwire, but he was hurt. Yeah, EDG full on holding him.
मस्त मारा बे.
Going up 6-1
Defense
now.
or attack map, attack map.
Thunder may be an overcommitment, but they've been sitting on 4 ults for a while, so I don't mind that just to guarantee the round. It also did end up pulling out the orbital strike from Sylvan. So not a bad round at all, especially with nobody catching a couple of those real nice kills.
Okay.
Brimstone thinks it's all right.
You're right. Simon burning that one ult to ensure a round outcome. Fair play.
Operator purchased Buzz. First time we're seeing the look from him, and he's fully spotted. And oh my god!
Get out of there! Buzz barely alive, but makes it away, bounding back towards the A side. But then as a catalyst, Kung Kung just goes on forward, a little too wild, a little bit too far. And Buzz just in panic mode, just jumps the ult. How has he gone here?
Just on his own, walked into A main, out into sand. Meteor full clears him and takes him down.
क्या चल रहा है भींच?
EDG out of sorts in the round. They've
क्या
seen
चल
4
रहा है
towards the
भाई?
A side, so they're going to speed up into B.
क्या चल रहा है भाई?
T1 with Meteor ultimate available on the retake should be everything they need to get back on the board.
अरे रो इधर ही.
Back here, can't even get the plant fast. Gonna try and
on the north side
yeah,
too.
you're spot on. There is a look to try and go through tower to try and get the cross, but the cross is it could be threatened. They know that operator could have been in play.
Odd, man.
Swing together, all good. Meteor just comes crashing back down to earth. And slow lurk coming into play now as well. Layers upon layers here. Chichu trying to hold the line. Pressure towards CT. It's Smoggy waiting over towards that dice side too. Chichu's got a lot of eyes on him. He tries to fall away for a second, reset the tempo, but T1 starting to build back in, but Smoggy succeeds. Cuts off the approach from Dice, but already Sylvan ahead. But Chichu's reposition might just be heaven sent, but he's been hurt. Oh, but it doesn't matter. Oh my God, Chichu! Out of nowhere, the reposition perfect. The first felt fated, and the second unbelievable.
EDG had no business winning that round, but it's Chichu and the Red Bull clutch to carry it through. I mean, look, Buzz gets the classic kill. Nobody tried to take that timing, but then from getting that opener and then the reposition, T1's gonna be kicking themselves for the mission.
भाई रिवर्स स्वीप का फीलिंग आ रहा है क्या किसको?
In fact, he pathed all the way around. EDG, signs of life here, right? Heart starting to beat a little louder. 7-1. Gonna go down without a fight.
T1 have walked all the way up on nobody. This guy's way off sides. No one to help him out, so EDG have to speed up on the other.
I don't think Kung needs any encouragement, actually. He's flying through regardless. Stacks gonna get put to bed early. The main danger man would have been Meteor here. Buzz! Oh!
ये क्या था?
I was talking about Meteor. I'm sorry, Buzz. I wasn't familiar with what you could be doing here, but Kung's still alive. Buzz, have you got more for us? Kung forced to pop the ult under pressure. Looking to thrive! He looks out of his mind right now, supported by Meteor, but what a round!
He's a headhunter! He's a trained assassin! Buzz just wills that round to T1!
ये क्या था?
How's he done this?
Just watch it.
बाप रे, कितना clean!
That is poetry. Christ. But that is a bright spot in a very dark map for T1. Their second round, it's the only one that they've really had that individual upswing on. Other than that, it has been the EDG show here on this side. And again, Kung looking like he's just been given a red flag to a bull. He is just running this map.
All the way up in towards heaven. T1 spot him out, anticipating it somewhat. But he's not abandoning the angle. Look at the confidence.
He just keeps fighting. Maybe this is that confidence builder, right? Just go in there, get in their faces, remind them who you are. But T1 putting up a fight now.
That's the spike.
थोड़ा ज़्यादा हो गया.
What?
थोड़ा ज़्यादा हो गया मतलब.
Well,
ऐसा देखा जाए तो थोड़ा ज़्यादा नहीं हुआ, थोड़ा ज़्यादा हुआ.
Chichu's on 5 HP, so it all is on nobody.
उनके बेस में थोड़ा सा घुस गए.
Into the B site, now into the spawn.
There's no way this gives him a window, right?
T1 have given the spike up.
One enemy remaining.
Okay, just nobody. Needs a 1v3 here. Gets the spike, has 40 seconds. He's going to know where one of these two players is. Probably not the second, but he's going to hazardly guess that B's the best chance for him. We make up for what felt like a real fumble earlier in this one. Aren't going to come in nice and open.
About 5 different angles he could choose to hold at the end of this. Even outnumbered 1v2. This is by no means simple for T1.
Got a bit of util, but so does nobody. Good stall here for Plant. Gonna use that boombot to clear close. Gonna be going in a little blind to this. Nobody shouldering the angle, and they're gonna see him on the cross. That's huge from Buzz. That now puts Stacks in control of this, to keep control of the push through, to buy them time. They have to respect the util on the spike itself, and a 1v1 is not what you want to be giving. Stacks needs to do the dance, he does the damage.
Close
You're gonna get the defuse, but this is not how you give a window of chance, right? This is not how this opens up
it is
even an
still
opportunity,
somehow
right?
winnable 41.
Stop it! No. They got 3 rounds, right? 2 back-to-back, though.
2 back-to-back, and you saw what happened once the floodgates opened in the second half of Haven.
एसएटल का मैच कब है? मैं बीजे में वाला हूँ. हाइप बनाने तो आना होगा ना. एसएटल का मैच I think so 5th या 8th पर.
Come out of this.
ये महीने.
Oh, we've got sheriffs.
That's the problem, right? And okay, Simon's one off for Rolling Thunder. It's not impossible, but it's certainly improbable. especially now that Buzz has the up back. He's had a very slow start to the map, but ever since...
Nice!
Oh, come on! I was just about to say, ever since he got the up, ever since that one Sheriff round, he's been lights out.
भाई यहाँ पे वाइस अकेले भाई 100 यूटिलिटी आ सकता है उसके मुंह पे.
This is knife's edge stuff for Meteor though. He's got problems just about everywhere. Hong Kong slipped the net. They have no idea he's this far ahead. And with Simon kind of doing that, it doesn't give away that there's a player this far up. Hong Kong's off the leash right now. He's behind the wire. They're trying to stun out. Oh! Silver saves the day though! Gundam was played in perfectly, but he doesn't get his reward. And Silver's still staying alive, dodging around every piece of util. Meteor now digs in deeper.
Oh my god, Aaron कैसे जीता T1?
It's 4 rounds.
इतना सेक्सी होता.
T1
विजय से वॉच पट्टी होगी ना. देखते
Right, Sylvan, the last second, is able to save his teammate up into tower, and then the
क्या
reposition
बैकअप था भाई.
to group and play off one another. They're now within a spitting
इको था,
distance.
लेकिन टाइमिंग कितना सेक्सी था.
Almost missed it.
अरे वाइस को मार देता 3-5 गन्स
No
मिल
one thought
जाती.
that Kung Kung could be up inside already. And Pansy, this round is going to be explosive. We've got a showstopper for T1. We've got 3 ults for EDG. And EDG ready to attack into B.
बस के पास अल्टी है.
EDG step by step. Getting closer now. Chi-Chu on the other side of the map.
Oh, that's a tell though.
Yeah, that's a big amount of info as well.
Because nobody's has defaulted A lobby basically every single round trying to take that fight.
But again, they do have Simon's ult here. That could be brought into play. And they're just going on this one. This feels brazen, it feels bold, this feels mad. Is there any place to be safe? No. EDG storming the gates. Izu trying to play this back in, but lost in the smoke, as is Sylvan. This is madness, but T1 coming out on top here. 3v2. Suddenly, Brimstone ult comes flying in from above. Simon and Smoggy. They got 47 seconds to figure this out.
भाई 7-5 तो बढ़िया पे भाई.
Using their final smoke to try and threaten some kind of a walk-up. But pretty soon they're going to have to start running and make their way over into A. And the post plant
A भी जा रहे हैं, लेकिन वापस वो लोग का stun और nade आ जाएगा.
Spike down. If Simon can toss that over to him, he'll have the ultimate, he'll have the molly. But they still can't just play off-site. They're going to have to fight T1.
Got the spike.
Trying to make that cross. No one there for the challenge. You're looking at Simon
for spawn
to slip CT. Having a fight on this. Trying to be the instigator, the difference maker. This is a brutal angle to try and get more than one on. And Smoggy, he's gone away with the reposition. Doesn't get spotted. Stacking up now. They want to fight. They want to brawl. They want to force their hand. Simon gets one, but one is not enough.
7-5.
Closing the gap on the scoreboard. I am petrified. That one round might have given just enough hope to T1.
T1 found something special towards the close of this half. You can feel it in the air, they can taste it. Just 8 more rounds separating them from the grand final.
हैं? 6-1 था, 7-1 था शायद.
Red Bull gives you wings. Had it with your old phone.
What is happening? पता नहीं.
At Verizon, trade in any old phone for iPhone 16 Pro on us on any plan, and get iPad and Apple Watch Series 10 all free on us. That's up to $2,000 in value, only on Verizon.
कंकन ओवर कर रहा नहीं रे. बहुत यूटिल्स है T1 के पास. बहुत ज़्यादा यूटिल्स है. साइफर के जगह पे वाइस है जो साइफर से 10 गुना ज़्यादा वो करता है यार. chaos क्रिएट करता है फाइट्स में. मैं वेन्यू से 3-0 अच्छे प्रे अपर ब्रैकेट फाइनल कल है G2 के सामने. निंजा गेमिंग बहुत गंदा जोक था, बहुत गंदा.
5-7 now. The scoreline becomes imperative. There's hope among this T1 side after a rather daunting start here. EDG came out swinging, Ender. They looked great in those first early couple of rounds, fantastic. But then the gap closed.
Yeah, they were so active, so confident, until T1 started just playing these side holds instead of throwing it away all on the flanks. It all really started once Buzz got the Sheriff in hand. He stole the round, he had that eco with the 4K, 4 headshots. But EDG can still equalize. They still come in with the advantage.
Absolutely.
This is still favored territory for them.
एक बार है दे दो, big भाई आपका Sai, how's you?
G now, pressure. Starting to mount. Starts with a pistol. This could easily close up that scoreline, take it away. Really stark contrasts as rewards for winning this.
Nobody is all on his own. This is such a hard spot to play. Do you jump up? Do you get into smoke? He's looking for timing.
Yeah, feeling like he wants to be influential or maybe just wants to stay alive more than anything. This is now, ooh, a shot for Kung Kung. Isolating Buzz. The plant is in.
They're opening door, they're trying to put some pressure into main, but Izu has played so far away. He's gonna be such a big problem.
Yeah, Izu down the line could be an issue, but Smoggy aware. Lovely from him. Heads up one.
अयो
Fights out towards, oh, Meteor.
भाई 1v1 तक आ गया था, फिर से मीटर ने तो मारे.
Gonna keep advantage to EDG with the defuse coming in on the second half.
अब भी जीत गया भाई.
Wild that it comes
Until
down to
unless
1v1 again.
T1 force करती है और कुछ crazy करती है ये round.
But EDG finally breaking up that string of rounds that T1 had found for themselves. Kong Kong finding the opener too.
Yeah.
Should be
It
over.
felt like a necessary breath here, right? Like a little bit of a breath of fresh air. The fact that Smoggy caught out Izu felt huge to me. Because that could have
मैं
been such
वालों
a
ने
big
देखा अगर आप
impact
watch
player
party
coming
नहीं
late,
करते
but
तो
Util's
मनन
still
भाई
in
ऐसा
play.
ना
I
करो.
mean, Meteor
अच्छा game से कभी
Sylvan
कभी मैं
tried
नहीं
to
कर
make a
सकता.
damn good go of it. Got real close. You can see it.
उससे game का
Real
प्यार
close,
कम नहीं होना
but
चाहिए,
a
समझ रहे हो?
solid step for EDG. Up to
But
8.
thank you so much Manan, means a lot. Thank you for the 40 minute जान के
Try
टोटे.
overinvest here. Just gonna be that Sheriff on Meteor.
Trip करने वाला नेट, but lol trip ही नहीं है.
Shutting Buzz out of these rounds. Apart from the Sheriff, he's been fairly low impact compared to his usual self. But as I say it, are they going to steal away
Eco में घुस
another
गया?
eco?
You don't do this. You don't do this. There's no way
But
you
नहीं
get
मिला
away
ना
with it
लेकिन.
again, right? We've got two Bulldogs. We've got SMGs. We've got Util. EDG now. Level in numbers as well. Izu going to be forced back. They're trying to find their fight towards Arcade, but nobody does really well here. Now it feels likely they're up towards the tower side. Kung Kung wants to take the space. He's having a go at it. And yeah, he's going to get his marked man. EDG weather the storm. It got a little dicey. They deliver.
ये नेट कहाँ से फेंका? पीछे से.
Great util on that tower re-clear. First the initial stall, then the flash. Scaling off it nicely too. And sure, even when things get a little bit difficult, nobody's going to be there as some late insurance. But I think the Buzz thing might be real. Again, half his kills just came from the single round with the Sheriff. Kong Kong's had his number in a few of these. Now on the defensive side, facing up to take these early fights. T1
आज 5
geared up
का
for
रात को
split
पता
over to
चलेगा
B
8 बजे
side.
के बाद.
See how quickly they end up taking this. Seems to be fast.
Yeah, it looks pacey, doesn't it? I mean, they could always shift gear, but now they want to go, especially with Buzz doing this, right? This is quick. Chichu, life on the line, but he's managing to make it out of the maelstrom pretty much alive until then. Buzz, big,
ये light क्यों बंद हो गया game का?
Control. T1 there. That's a quick plant. They are instantly on the back foot now.
मैं attacking map तो हो बे.
Looks like Simon got cut off by the wall too, so they have to slow down, take their time. And T1 have completely shrunk away from this.
It is still just the bonus here for EDG, right? But you don't want to see 5 against you. 5 walking out with all that cash, all those prizes. And Sylvan might be the one to stop it before it starts. Big flank, big timing. And a whole lot of players to do some big damage to. Nice between him and Buzz. Now can close. Not
Clean,
this time.
चार
No more
guns है,
weapons to be
clean
taken
बे.
away. 4. Make it out of that round.
69 shot मिल गया. Love you.
Bonus there.
Prithvi, thank you for the 26 months.
T1 in a great position to play this next
मैंने
round.
मेरा लैपटॉप का स्क्रीन गया मेरे को भी एक बार लगा मेरा मॉनिटर गया
Competitive, keep things close. And we're still a little ways away on the ults.
Okay, I like what we've seen there, at least from T1 to show that they have that gear to go to. That pacey look coming in. Kung now
भाई बहुत काम
is
दिख
ready
रहे
for
बे
him. Is that something they want to be leaning towards early in this game? Stamp that authority on there. He looked almost over-aggressive to an extent, right? Really trying to stamp his authority on that first half.
Yeah, the idea here was a quick refight if it was going to be another split off a breach stun in Kong Kong Arcade, but now they can quickly rotate over. Drone's going to spot the one player, but EDG aren't going to be fooled at all. They are ready to stop this hit in its tracks.
Ooh. Did Buzz hear that, though? We talk about land sound. That little drop. Not affordable, but now a little uncomfortable. Buzz gonna still just go in for it. Oh, he's hunting him down! But he lets one slip, they don't know about it! Buzz still going, still trying to find his man! He's lost him in the smoke! He's lost him in this complete madness! It was Izu in the end to come out of the bloodbath alive!
Just insanity! I thought Buzz's entry pathing was perfection there. Going into the smoke for the first kill, then turning around to help his teammates. Hearing all those rotates coming in.
एक मारा ना उसको लगा नहीं दूसरा था लेकिन nobody ने भी मस्त मारा
That was sheer pandemonium though. Like, look at the amount of bodies that died on that site. These 2 rounds. Of course, just enough worry. Just enough that they want to slow things down for EDG. They have a buffer still. We're at 7 to 9. But when we talk about pressure, I know the Dust did as well at the start of the day. We never really put team EDG as someone to
EDG का rotation
feel
अच्छा
that
है लेकिन
pressure.
बहुत कुछ गलत जा
They
सकता है
always
T1
actually,
के
if
लिए
anything, got better in it. Now we've got a real challenger in the form of T1 here, who seem unfazed by all of EDG's past accolades, and they are getting close on this scoreboard.
It's sort of wild, right? T1 coming in with some of the lowest expectations
Perfect
of the
Telegram,
tournament,
yes.
Pacific's #2 team, right?
Who takes time
Losing
out,
that
coach
first match
or
against
IGL
Vitality,
coach?
You discount them almost instantly.
Remember
What are they
that
doing? Switching
और
around their
Bang
roster
may be
like
ready
it
and
doesn't
up.
make sense. Play with the guy you stuck in first. Everyone.
Thank you for the 39 months when you जान के टोटे आज heavy members लोग आ गए
6-1 this year with him in the roster.
Chat almost 7000 लोग देख रहे हैं जिसने like नहीं किया जल्दी से stream को like कर दो 3-0 हो
The
सकता है
Vision Strikers day is rejoining now with Izu and Sylvan, the younger players. In moments like this,
भाई कांग के
still
पास
managing
ult
to
है
step
भाई
up. It's
ult से
nothing short
बचाओ
of
बस
impressive.
You look at the bite for EDG, you've got to feel like this could be an 8th. Now, they still have some ults here though, that could change things. Smoggy gets a kill. You've suddenly got the orbital strike as well. A lot could be had here. T1 as well, walking into 4 players.
Hong Kong's hero rifle is up in arcade.
3-0 Nimesh bye possible तो है
Exec into this B side without any pressure
but
on the north side.
EDG is not a
Either
normal
move back
team
into A or re-clear underpass, you'd imagine, unless you're willing to commit the rolling thunder to it.
T1 backing from this. A little bit worried that they're walking into a bit of the unknown towards A. So we do have this push up from nobody, but it is just a sheriff. So Meteor's going to win that one.
It's too readable. Nobody does this all the time. T1's prep is there. They're unfazed by it.
कोई नहीं है पे
Light buy
भाई
rounds have not been working for EDG.
Simon, nice play from him. Dealt with by Buzz, but I like the idea. Had to make a quick play, but still, this is full standing part now on their side. Kung Kung is
release date next act में आ जाएगा
I guess, but
ये act खत्म हो रहा है ना
that's
4
what they
दिन में
did need. Smoggy now has ult. Suddenly, the site's completely clear.
Just about everyone's got ult. Kong Kong could chuck the rifle over to Chichu and pop the laser hands if he wants to.
They are playing so far off site here. Look how deep T1 are sitting. They are banking on stacks to be their backbone here. Kung Kung, he's going for it. He's absolutely going for it. They've been taken off the defuse for now.
It's already
forced forward. They have to get back. The
Oh my god इतना ult use करने के
He just gets it like that? T1 throw 2 ultimates into the post plant, combo the utility, and just by a sliver, EDG are able to full stick it through.
God, that was close. The util, as you said, a fraction of a second earlier could have been the difference on this. Error was getting half, and here it is on completion. Blooming heck. Close as you like. What a Red Bull clutch for him,
Hey,
though.
BDG.
He'll be over the moon with that, keeping
ऐसा
EDG now up
post plan
to 10,
जीतने के लिए
spurring them on forward, but there's a fight! Izu
इतना भी नहीं है
slicing through them,
ADG.
Smoggy and Kung
हाँ?
left in
Bezol
tackers.
सी team है.
And now the site looks vulnerable.
Nobody is sped up on the flank, broke the wall, and now is going on the zip line to approach.
Hey, I would
from the
like to
north side.
apologize.
So EDG have to slow down the retake. They can't be flooding out here. They need to wait for nobody.
Gotta have the patience, the discipline to wait. Izu's position might be a checkmate on nobody, though.
It's been so good today.
I mean, he started this one off. Might be the one to pretty much... He's at least going to identify where nobody is. It does force the hand now of the other two to start working forward. Peekaboo brings the surprise. Izu just holding the space. Stacks and Sylvan
Hello,
shut
Nate
down
Ward.
the account. He was down by a fraction before.
Karlo.
This time, 4 players
भाई
standing
EDG के
for
पास ना
T1.
पैसा है ना अल्टी है ये अभी इको वाला सीन है अब
They're 2 rounds away.
Every
Close
possible
guy है
agent. We haven't seen him play the duelist today.
भाई
He's still
है
putting up
बेटी
numbers.
वन
He's still having rounds like this.
तू तो आज खाया
We
है
are 2 rounds away from all even. I'm
तो
going to tell
खाया
you
है
about the
भाई
money. If you can't see it yet, you'll see it now. It ain't good for EDG. We're down to Sheriffs. We're on Classics.
Let's have some fun.
This is looking like maybe 9, and then we're 1 away. This game
ओ
could
फास्ट डिश
close
पुश
up
कर
here.
रहे हैं
But T1 still need to stick true to this so far. EDG dangerous as ever. Have a look at Kung Kung. Already out and about. Taking his walk. Stretching the legs. They have a read, but they certainly don't have the site control now.
It's just every round EDG going for these flanks. Nobody always pushing out from the south side. The ultimate's being thrown in. EDG are going to get the kill. Play the 4v5, but they've only got 3 sheriffs to their name.
They are actually scrapping for this one. They are actively trying to
भाई, वो
fight
लोग ने
on this with
actual में
very,
try
very
किया।
little to their name. Nobody has so many players in front of him. He doesn't get the shot he wants. Nice in the end, but outgunned, outnumbered. T1 trying to come together, but EDG from
2v1
nothing, making mountains out of molehills. A Meteor about to be outdone. EDG. The odds against them, and it doesn't matter. 11 rounds.
You've got to just love watching EDG play.
मेरा हो गया भाई
You are at risk of getting
मेरा हो गया
3-0'd, and you're tossing the
मेरा हो गया
ultimates
I'm calling
into
it
round 5v5
EDG जीता
with absolutely nothing. A full-on
भाई
Mastercard thrifty for them.
ना
And it works.
हम लोग को क्या लेवल ऑफ बॉल्स ऑफ स्टील चाहिए पता है
The combination of
एक
the
राउंड
stun
में कॉम्बो
the
करके
brim
ट्राई
ultimate
करने
from
के लिए
heavens. And a couple of nice shots is what they needed.
The fact they can dig that
हो गया भाई
deep is unbelievable. Felt that might have been a bit of a slam dunk almost. Teed up for T1. Not
मैं
to
EDG की साइड पे हूँ
be
अभी
ever to be underestimated, EDG, no matter the money.
That's a
जितना और
showstopper
प्लेन है लो
unlocked for
Yeah, it
Buzz.
is.
He can come flying out from drop. EDG have called this though. No one's on the site. There's 3 players flanking on the
Look
north
for
side,
trip.
and they
तुम्हें
can
दे रहे हैं,
potentially
तुम्हें दे रहे हैं।
speed this one up. Nobody's home. This rocket surely doesn't find anyone. Chichu needs to get out of spawn.
Yeah, all good.
But already T1, they're trying to
Camera
reclear their
तो
south
अभी भी
side. They
नहीं टूटा है।
know EDG have to be pushing, and it's Meteor to find the first.
Kung Kung, he's left in bits. Beaten and bruised, he can't make it through the thorns. Meteor holds his ground.
Kung
They're
Kung na
pouring everything
mandra.
again into this one. Chichu, Simon, nobody. There's not much more you can do. Meteor is just out of this world right now in this round. Chichu and nobody trying to pry these final
मजाक कर रहा
players
था
out of these
मैं
positions,
T1
but
के
they're
साइड
well
पे
set
हूँ मैं
up.
मजाक कर रहा
To be
था
able to divide them now would be spectacular. And it doesn't look like it's to be Chichu fighting tooth and nail, giving everything he has. But he has no bullets, he barely has any HP, and he's certainly running damn low on time. T1
देखते हैं निमेश भाई
taking
देखते
another
हैं
step
देखते
back
हैं
here
देखते
in
हैं
9 to 11.
Thank you for the 20th super chat मेरी जान ये पहली बार देखा मैंने
EDG, it wasn't pretty going into that.
20th
And
वाला
again, they're just gonna have 2 rifles.
100th
में क्या होता है 100th में
way Meteor is consistently able to find rounds like this. So good.
Intense match. वापस पैसा नहीं है ADG के पास.
Yeah, it is. They made it work.
अगर ये राउंड क्लीन जीता ना T1, नेक्स्ट राउंड उन लोगों के पास बहुत अल्ट्स है.
This masterpiece now.
और उसके बाद वापस ADG इको जा सकता है. 12-1 तक ये लोग बाप खेल सकते हैं, लेकिन सामने है EDG.
That's the rifle. Gonna be now etched into their minds, but they pick up the pace. Smoggy goes unchecked. There's still a threat here. There's still a big chance here. Good trade though. Stack's gonna keep it at least on even footing, but Smoggy still in the smoke. T1 this time, isolating the players, and Smoggy not able to make much of that position in the end. As T1 barrel closer. 10 rounds now.
चलो अब देखो, सिल्वन अल्टी है, वाइस से अल्टी है, इजू अल्टी है.
They've got a buy in hand here though, EDG.
मेरी बात सुनो, पूरी दुनिया को पता है T1 B जाने वाली है. वाइस जो नीचे है ना, नीचे जो है वहां जाके अल्ट मारने वाला है. EDG के पास कोई गन्स नहीं रहेगी. प्लांट के बाद बहुत पोस्ट प्लांट अल्ट्स है, वो सब होने वाला है. ये होने वाला है, लेकिन ये EDG को भी पता है कि वो लोग B जाने वाले. देखते क्या करते हैं. बराबर है.
Oh, nobody. What a start. I mean, feels like he's prayed for that one and someone answered that time. But Buzz quick to business.
मजा आ गया.
Straight up towards tower here.
This is awkward. No control coming in from the south side. So Buzz just moving forward on a warpath. Nobody still ratting it out on center side, but T1 are knocking down the EDG members.
Spot on, but there's the ult here. I told you it doesn't matter the numbers, it doesn't matter the odds, they're still going to fight for this. Kang showing you why. Takes away Sylvan, now brings it back to 2v2, but the spike is down. The time is ticking. Can they find these two players? Stacks, the icon on the side, the young gun of Izu beside him. And now it's all about timing. Izu's trying to stall them out. Time! Takes away Kang's head, leaving Simon in a world of trouble. A 1v2 that he can't find, surely. Tries to make it count here, but he's lost track of Stacks. And Stacks, the man with the plan.
11. देखो B जाने वाले से पता था कि नहीं.
T1 having their wishes on
point, मेरा point समझो.
Running low on time now.
2 more rounds.
मेरी बात सुनो, मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ. 11 है. कुछ तो तूफान हो रहा है, लेकिन वो लोग को पता है कि वाइस के पास अभी भी अल्ट है, अभी भी है. तो EDG को पता है कि वो लोग B जाने वाले हैं. बराबर है. देखते हैं क्या होता है.
No longer in a Vision Strikers uniform. They're not in a DRX jersey, but in T1, representing Korea, representing Pacific. Now just 2 more to take out China and face down G2.
देखते हैं.
Breathe it in, take it in these moments. 11 apiece, EDG, scrappy throughout. Can't say they haven't been. First 2 maps, take it
भाई
away.
T1 है बे, लेकिन मजा आ गया बे. 6-1, 7-1 डाउन होके 11-11 चल रहा है. हाँ?
The string of rounds have gone on. It's 3 consecutive here.
मजा आ गया.
And the buy coming back in for
मजा तो आ गया
EDG
बे
is
T1
not
को देख के,
pretty.
कुछ भी बोलो.
They've been suffering.
दिल खुश हो
That
गया.
lower end of the money, suffering throughout this game. Kang invested his ult into that last round. He ain't got that now. This could be 12 for T1.
The consistent question for EDG when they start faltering is who will step
डरा
up,
हुआ है
who will
EDG,
be
डर
the
का
hero
माहौल
for
है.
this team. We have seen this event, it beat Chichu so consistently. We've seen Kong at Champions. Throughout EDG's history, be the guy. Nobody too, always willing to face up and take a 1v1. But now you just need someone to step up in the heat of the moment. This round, eyes on Kong with the hero rifle.
The icon for the side, Kang as well, right? The guy who put them on the map to an extent. Now needs to stand tall. T1, head first here, looks like. It looks explosive. It looks direct. Smoggy somehow needs to find something. He can't find a thing. Meteor, Buzz coming together in unison. Sweeping the site. Nobody irrelevant to outcome.
भाई क्या 1 सेकंड के अंदर
Five
स्मोक
standing.
KO
EDG
nade,
might have just watched
raise
this map
nade,
slip
bang,
through their
घोसड़ा,
fingertips.
सब
And nobody's position revealed.
सब एक साथ
And it's a
यू करके
formality,
डाले वो लोग ने
surely.
साइट में.
In
Huh?
back-to-back maps now, T1 have run the gauntlet in the second half.
देखा किसने?
Pushed it to the finish. EDG, they only have one more chance left after this.
Can't believe it. It's a
Match
save.
point.
It is gonna be a save. It's the smart choice. It's the right
भाई मेरी बात सुनो, मेरी बात सुनो. मैच पॉइंट में है T1. मैच पॉइंट, सीरीज पॉइंट. ये जीता तो वो लोग फिनाले में जाने वाले. पैसिफिक ऑन टॉप होने वाला है. वाइस के पास अल्ट है. लास्ट 15 राउंड से है. ठीक है, वाइस के पास अल्ट है. T1 अभी बी जाने वाला है. ठीक है, पोस्ट प्लांट बहुत अल्टरनेटिव वन के पास. ठीक है, ईडीजी को भी पता है कि वो लोग भी जाने वाले. तो देखते हैं अब क्या होता है. कम ऑन.
Had to before to steal this round back to push OT, and even then it's not over.
now. The calm before the storm. The moments before the mayhem. Buzz! The first to draw blood, but Smoggy
Oh,
still
Mario.
stands. Does he get to live? He does. He makes it out of the Inferno alive.
And with the north side destroyed, now EDG stepping into main.
Good
Stacks takes him down.
Nice try, but they're holding on here. EDG resilient to the end. Sylvan left in a 1v3. This man's been good. Probably one of the
भाई
most
इसके पास अल्ट तो है.
intellectual players we have seen. This time, he's up against an EDG who are protecting
भाई
that
इसके पास
spike
अल्ट तो है ना.
like it is their most
है
prized
कि नहीं है?
possession.
मॉडल भाई भाई कितना अल्ट जब से बोले तब से नहीं हो रहा भाई से. एक्सक्यूज मी. साइलेंट वीवर.
Smoggy. So
Silent
calm,
Weaver, यार.
Such pressure. 12 apiece. We go OT.
कंफर्म रिवर्स भाई. सारे टिकटॉक वाले आए.
Just when you think
भाई मेरे को एक बात बताओ, क्या ये रियल मॉर्टल भाई और सिड भाई है? क्योंकि रियल है तो कम से कम 1-1 लाख का सुपर चैट तो बनता है. क्या बोलते हो? ये तेरा 10K लेग्स क्यों नहीं हुआ? नहीं करते यार, ये गंडमरे लोग है. चैट देखो, मॉर्टल ने टॉन्ट मारा है बिंक्स आर्मी को. हाँ, समझ रहे हो? कल परसों मीटअप होएगा. यहाँ से मॉर्टल आर्मी, यहाँ से बिंक्स आर्मी, साइड से सिड आर्मी, आर्मी वॉर्स का नया गेम होएगा. भाई क्या करो, बेइज्जती करवा रहे हो तुम. पैंचो लाइक करो. शादी रिकवर मोड ऑन है, अभी चैलेंज भी नहीं देता.
EDG, remember that Buzz was posting up an op on drop.
मॉर्टल भाई मैं आपको चैलेंज देता हूँ. मेरा शादी को बहुत टाइम हो गया. कल के मेरे स्क्वाड से खेल के
Get a walk
Ascendant
in there.
rank
Love
push
this
करो.
angle from Buzz.
10,000 रुपीस चैलेंज
We've seen him do this too often.
कल का जो मेरा स्क्वाड था ना,
like a guillotine, but Chichu survives.
वो
Nobody
स्क्वाड
now
से
thrives, and they take towards the B site.
10,000
Surely
rupees
a
challenge.
plant on the cards here. I don't think much can deny that. We've got a flank far away.
Yeah, and a trip line. That's going to spot out Stacks.
ब्रैकेट में बिना टिल्ट हुआ.
Post plant.
वो ब्रैकेट में
That's the man that you need here. Izu.
2v2 तक कैसे आ गया?
Silly ult you were
2v1 है क्या?
saying
कुछ भी
earlier.
आया?
Simon's
ऐसा
got one
कुछ
for
भी.
himself. He's got full
एक और बंदा कहाँ से
utility.
दिखेगा?
Nobody as well has util to play with. This would need
भाई
a
देखो,
miracle.
सीमोन
for
भाई के पास
Izu.
अल्ट है.
And time is not on his side anymore.
अब
For
अल्ट
EDG, a
खुलेगा
necessary
नहीं खुलेगा.
break from what was an
ठीक है.
arduous second half.
अब मारेगा सीमोन
Flooring
भाई
back in.
अल्ट.
Game on, and it looks like this round over.
Pichla.
Izu sprung in the air. EDG striking first in OT.
ओटी हो जाए.
First time we've seen EDG on a map
तो
point all
मैं
day.
सच बताओ, पैसे मिलते जिंक्स करने के. झूठ नहीं, ये 50 गिफ्टेड मिला था मेरे को.
But it's in these moments
थोड़ा लेफ्ट राइट हुआ.
when masters are made, when champions are born. EDG have been at the heights before, and now
मॉडल भाई
look
क्या
at
आपने
them.
चैलेंज एक्सेप्ट किया है?
Heading into the 26th
सिर्फ
round,
Ascendant
Compo's
post में
decided to
आपको.
go for a glass up. Seems like a timeout's going to be called from T1. Find an answer here. But
Players
honestly, this
कौन है?
defensive side has been EDG's weakness.
प्लेयर्स है सिड भाई, खूंखार प्लेयर है एक शर्लॉक, ठीक है, एक जेरेफ, और बाद में बिग ब्रेन्स मिली। हो जाए 10,000 का चैलेंज, 10,000 हो जाए, मैं बोल रहा हूं। पहले नाम के बाद ही आउट बोल देता, जो पहला नाम लिया है ना वो एक्चुअली सबसे ज्यादा मारता है, वो ट्विस्ट है ये लॉबी का। जो पहला नाम लिया है वो पता नहीं, वो एमवीपी बन रहा है आजकल मेरे बाद।
Kung switch off that glass cannon there. The operator gone, switched out for the Vandal.
Oh, Pansy, they are 5 players on the B site right now.
Oh my god. Well, I think we're about to have a 5v5 on B pretty much. There's nowhere to get up. What's he alive? Oh, he's not alive anymore.
Hey, man.
Kung puts him in their grave.
Reverse sweep लग रहा है मेरे को।
Who he is. Sends him scattering. Meteor trying to dig in deeper. Kung, he's not letting you escape. EDG.
अभी रिवर्स स्वीप वाला फीलिंग आ रहा है।
The crowd in here is electric. EDG have
God,
entered
उनके mortal
the
enemies
building.
excuse me?
EDG are here to play.
भाई अब लग रहा है रिवर्स, अब लग रहा है भाई। सैंडविच करके सैंडविच मसाज मारा है वो लोग ने। ज्यादा फालतू अरे मत करो यार, मत करो यार।
Stay focused. Stay focused. Stay focused. Stay focused. Stay focused. Stay focused. Stay focused.
ये टीम फिनिक्स ने इतना बड़ा एसपी क्यों लिखा है? बोला था कमबैक आएगा। बिग भाई चाय लेके आ जाओ, ये लंबा चलेगा, चाय लेके बनता है। लेकिन मेरा चाय थोड़ा आधा कप है, यही गर्म करो क्या, नया चाय नहीं पीने का मेरे को। Bro, you are the fucking language. You are F Jinxer. Don't watch Esports matches. निमेश त्रिपाठी भाई, आपने मुझे जिंक्सर बोला और बोला कि मैं Esports मैचेस ना देखूं। मेरा दिल बड़ा है यार। I will bless you यार। तेरे को बहुत ही प्यारी बीवी मिलेगी और तेरा लाइफ बहुत ही स्मूथ जाएगा, with no downs and no breakups with love life। तेरा लाइफ अच्छा जाएगा रे, तेरी भेड़ की।
खाना भी नहीं खाया
क्या? ये थोड़ी खाऊं मैं तो फ्राइज खा रहा था सिर्फ।
T1 스택스입니다.
ये मैं बाद में खाऊंगा शॉर्मा।
저희 팀원들이 오늘
काम
바이탈리티에서
किया वो?
보여줬던 게 제 입장에서는 진짜 말도 안 되는
हो गया वो?
말도 안 되는 걸
इतना जल्दी हो गया?
수행해줬다고
हाँ,
생각을
technical
하거든요.
finger
제가
वो?
포를 내리긴 했지만 거기에 맞는
EDG
플레이
पे
전혀 주눅들지
600
않고
माल का बात कर रहा है दकुल, मैं समझ गया। जस्ट एफ पहले से 2 लगे थे। व्हाट आर योर थॉट्स? 2 मैं तेरे साथ हूं नकुल भाई। अगर तू 600 माल जीता जो चैट करेंसी से, देखो मैं ये सब प्रमोट नहीं करता, चैट का बात कर रहा हूँ, बराबर ना नकुल भाई। हाँ तो 30% love you. नकल भाई open the chat.
이렇게 했을까? 그냥 조금
네,
뭔가
리버스
조금
बहुत
분위기
सकता है, action में हो
휩쓸려가는
सकता है.
느낌으로 제가 콜을 많이 내렸었거든요.
क्योंकि अभी T1 का मैप है,
끝나고
समझ रहे
이제 저희
हो?
선수들한테
लॉजिक पसंद
얘기해봤을
नहीं ना
때도
भेज
선수들 다
तो
이해했고
जो हम लोग देख रहे हैं उसका भी तो लॉजिक नहीं बन रहा ना क्या हो रहा है?
그걸로 이제 잘 풀어나갈 수 있었는데 제가 그것만
पता नहीं कुछ भी खेल रहे हैं सब लोग.
달라졌지 않았을까라고 좀 자책을 많이 했던 것 같고요.
This is unread. Hicks gets knocked out. Was able to find one medium playing forward into the smoke. Span across the box. Stacks. We're cut down 4.
저희가
잘
어제
해야.
이지한테
Like
비록
मत
졌지만
करो.
충분히 그것도 이길 수 있는
ये
경기라고
जब
생각을 하고
jinx करेगा तब
그리고
तक like
저희가
मत
졌을 때도 그렇게 기분이 나쁘진 않았거든요. 다른 이슈가 있기 때문에 제가 엄청 좋아하는 선수들도 있고 제가 엄청 좋아하는 팀이지만 근데 스크림과는 전혀 다르다는 걸 저는 일단은 대회하면서 느끼기도 했고 그리고 이제 저도 이제 EDG를 만났고 이제 저희가 다시 한번 만나서 부딪혀야 하는 것 같습니다.
Hey, is that like a
possibly
focus
end in a
turning?
3-0, but EDG says not today, and they managed to force that game 4, and it almost got a little bit hairy for a minute there. Goes to OT, and somehow, some way, the Chinese #1 team, the world champs, managed to stay alive in this lower bracket final. What a game we witnessed, folks. Welcome back, GB, along with Brandon, Mimi. Here you can see Kong feeling the energy in that moment there. But Mimi, I mean, this was exactly what EDG needed, but it could have gone bad very quickly.
It absolutely could have. There was a real chance of a T1 comeback there towards the end, pushing things to overtime with a really nicely constructed attacking side. But for me, the biggest thing about EDG playing this comp is this is where they get to be at their most proactive, locking Kong onto the Neon. They have so many set plays, and that's what ends things out for them in that overtime.
Yeah, it's a little bit too much for T1 to overcome there, but honestly, the way that went backwards and forwards as well in terms of them just opting into the fight, I thought T1 had pretty good adaptations as well. They were making sure to try and refight when they were going into these side hits because they knew that the flood defense was incoming, but they kind of, as it got later, they were baiting it out a little bit more. EDG were getting punished for it, but it was just on a knife's edge the entire way. But EDG, they do stay alive in a tournament, they do keep their best of 5 dreams going, and they do keep the grand final dreams going too.
And 2 big reasons for that is Kong and Chichu. Now, if you remember in Haven, we were talking about how good they were, but yet they couldn't get EDG over the finish line. This time around, we wanted to see the supporting staff step up. They did so, but of course, Mimi, you had Kong and Chichu doing what they do best.
Yeah, this comp requires both of these players to step up big time. In these situations where Kong is being asked to send it in, following up the Breach Teo utility, he was struggling in the game against Vitality. He was dying first a ton, but in this one, he absolutely stepped up. And when things went wrong, Brandon, was Chichu saving them so many times in these late round clutch situations.
Yeah, both him and Kang, I think they had so many pivotal kills in moments like this. I remember there was just the rounds we were just looking at, to be honest.
Yeah.
They're on a knife's edge, whether or not Kang gets a kill in tunnel, whether or not they're able to find this, and this was the finish here. Going for an arcade fight when they've been conditioning really against that. I think there weren't too many instances at all where they were doing a heavy fighting in that instance. So just hitting T1 with heavy punches, making sure they could not get back up again to get that win, sealing it up into OT, bringing us to that 4th map of Split.
Lotus against Vitality. Map 1 here, Bind against T1. It was an EDG that were just slamming their head against the wall in the executes. But on this map, they showed EDG at their best. But they have some of those fast rounds where sometimes they're sending it with Kong's Neon, but they're also showing us a lot of these slower rounds, how they can work the map, bait out the aggression for T1. And that kind of their recalling is what you really need to see for EDG. Controlling the pace, changing it up in a match this important to them.
Yeah.
I will say, though, something that really sticks out to me is the fact that for EDG, the way that they're winning, it's coming down to the wire. It's coming down to these very high-pressure situations where you got to have those hero moments. And granted, in that OT, they look quite dominant. But when we got to that point, it was looking a little shaky, for sure. So I think EDG, not out of the fire quite yet.
No, but there is one thing that I'm really looking forward to, and I think that they've showcased so far, at least at the beginning of that, is that they have the confidence to take these fights and win them now as well. I mean, granted, T1 are offering them at the beginning of Fracture, a lot of opportunities to take these fights, and nice and easy. But it's the fact that EDG are taking them and now winning them and getting confidence behind them. That's the difference maker to me, because they know that they can do it. They know that they can win best of fives. They've been doing it all bloody year, for the past 2 years, in fact. I mean, their record since partnerships began is 14-0 in best of fives. So they know what it takes to win. They've been in sticky spots before, and I think as long as they get that confidence together, the more it's going to start settling into the back of these T1 players' minds about the despair. Wait a minute, hold on, we were playing with house money. The pressure was supposed to be off of us, but wait a second, we need that last map to close out, and that's often the hardest one to do.
Reverse sweeps are rare, but if there was a team to do it, I think you have to give the nod to EDG.
Oh boy, when you put it like that, and when you put it with the reverse sweeps, it definitely puts the context in a very interesting conversation. We'll see, of course, how it plays out. But do want to let everyone know as well that tomorrow is actually a pretty awesome reveal that is going to be going down, because Valorant's new agent, Duelist, is going to be making their way out. Yeah, that's right. So make sure you tune in for the show match between Team International and Team Thailand at 5 p.m. local time. And of course, that will be followed by our grand final between G2 and the winner of T1 versus EDG. Don't forget, new agent reveal tomorrow. It's going to be awesome. We're going to have a lot of chats with that. Let's conversation here while we have time, and also want to let everyone know as well that, you know, because we're going into maps 3 and 4,
How are you, brother? Kushagra bhai, मैं बढ़िया.
So I need a little bit of a break, if you know what I'm saying. So let's continue this convo here and really discuss how EDG are starting to wake up on a lot of these key moments.
A big thing for them on Fracture in both their earlier match on this map, where they decimated G2, this one today, were the retakes. When they're playing this neon comp, they do a really good job of taking proactive timings to get out of smoke as their opponent is sending in an execute, and quickly overwhelming with the fast pace this neon gives, combined with the excellent supportive utility from Simon and Nobody. And Brent, something you were critical of from EDG, those first 2 maps, which I agreed with, was that at times Simon's supportive utility felt a little missing, especially on binds. But that was a big turnaround here. I think the team play, the initiator play looked way better for EDG.
ऐसे तो Valor roster आने वाला है, वो भी नहीं मालूम था. कुछ मालूम रहता है मेरे को. पता.
I think as you go even deeper as well, heading into
कौन players है वो भी नहीं मालूम था.
You know, it's not just 2 duelists that can maybe can play off of it. There's somebody else just kind of initiating.
Binks, when will you get married soon?
He has to be the tip of the spear, but you kind of need to set him up to
जब मेरी girlfriend हाँ बोलेगी और मुझे gift देगी.
Split, unless they change it up, he's going to be playing the Jet as well. And we've seen him do just absolutely
सुपर चैट पढ़ते अच्छे अच्छे लोगों ने सुपर चैट किया एकदम दिल से, समझो. तो haters कान और सब कुछ खुल के सुनना. Nowadays it's been a routine to watch your stream. You are the OPest of all the OPs. You are the goat of all the goaters, and you look so handsome. Thank you, Vinay Kumar Bhai. Thank you for the 100, Meri Jaan. I am lovely, married since 2 years. Had 12 years of relation. इसके बारे में मेरे को नहीं समझा. क्या है इसका मतलब?
उसको बोला शादी कब करेगा, मैं भी समझता हूँ.
मैंने कुछ नहीं बोला. मैं किसको कुछ नहीं बोलता. 13K का माउस है नहीं रही. मेरे पास 3 माउस स्पेयर में रखा हुआ है.
3 नहीं है.
3 है. एक यूज किया तूने?
हाँ
तो 2 है यार. ठीक है, इतने सुपर चैट था, बेंच मेरे को लगा बहुत.
It's awfully difficult to close out series like this.
Man, this is a tough one, because if you're EDG, you got to make a
Akif
reverse
bhai
sweep
क्या
happen.
language है ये?
And that's your only choice, Mimi. Make a reverse sweep, or else you're done.
But they have the momentum now off of winning that last map, and there are a lot of questions around the split. We've seen both teams play it thus far at this event. The last showing for T1 was their dominant against Team Vitality, the match that brought them here. But I still have questions around T1's play, because I think a lot of that game was Vitality showing in these very slow attack-side mid-rounds where they weren't actually doing that much. And it was coming down to late executes when T1 had all their utility. They played great. The team play was on point, but they were at the advantage because of the way Vitality was playing so slow. And I think this is going to be a much bigger test against an EDG, who is going to push that pace. But like you're saying, try and control the game.
I can't really remember
भाई सोचो भाई 2 dash वाले
agents. You want to be starting on, whether it's attack or defense.
मजा आ जाएगा.
But it does make a bit of a difference, I think, as well, because
EDG easy win है. आपको क्या लगता है? मेरे हिसाब से
but especially on Fracture, which
Actual
we
में
just
2-2
saw.
होएगा.
On Split, they're going to have a different challenge
लग रहा है.
themselves because it's going to be about slowing down a double duelist exit.
शादी के बाद
which T1
कितनी
are
बार
absolutely
मैंगलोर
brutal.
स्टाइल
They will rinse
दाढ़ी
you in terms
तोय
of their
मिला खाने को.
gunplay.
मैं दाढ़ी तोय
EDG have
खाता
been
ही
showing
नहीं हूँ.
signs of life that they can hang on in
मॉम
that
को पसंद है
regard.
दाढ़ी
The
तोय.
fundamentals have been always there
दाल
for this
दाल
team. They've
मैंगलोर
never really been missing at all in terms of the gunplay. So it's going to be deciding a lot.
I only
think,
love
but
gyros.
listen, we'll see when we get into it.
You have a lot of options when you're playing with this double duelist composition that we're seeing
Dad!
T1 lock in. I think it allows you to play that more slow, traditional style of split where you
कोई
are
अच्छा
playing
mouse
super
pad बता
slow
दे
defaults
Valorant
on
का.
all your
भाई
attack
मैं
routes.
use
But you
करता हूँ
also
mouse
have
mat.
really incredible ideas with
Mouse
almost
pad use
triple
नहीं करता
dive
हूँ.
going in. Yoru
Mouse
TPing
mat
back, a
use करता
raised
हूँ
double sato, the Omen can be TPing into the mix, and you end up with these really overwhelming executes that can absolutely
कोई भी अच्छा
eviscerate
वाला
side
mouse mat
actors.
तुमको
So I want to see
2.5
EDG playing
तक
into a
मिल
style
जाएगा.
where they're playing pretty heavy for
अच्छा
mid
वाला
control,
एकदम
going for a
top
lot
quality.
of flood retakes. You got to give a little and then fight back in, and that's something that they were very good at on Fracture.
Hear the crowd as they're starting to
भाई वोट
get behind
T1
these
जीत
squads
रहा
here,
है.
and even the fans back home, you guys are voting for who you think's going to win, and you're still holding firm on T1. Which, hey, you know, I mean,
बाद
it
में
makes sense.
बताऊंगा.
They're up 2-1. But look, there is a
कोई ना
lot of
सिर्फ
hope
gossip
for this
चाहिए रहता
T1
है
roster
मैडम
for
को.
sure, Mimi.
It's
हाँ?
wild to see them in this
रात को वैलो की
position
जगह पे
now,
इसके
one map
gossip
away
squad
from
है
eliminating
आजकल.
the world champs. The most
और जो भी इसके gossip squad में है ना, जो मेरे चैट में घूम रहे भोसली वालों, याद रखना, एक ना एक दिन ऐसा टाइम आउट खाओगे ना, 2-2 3-3 बजे तक जगे रहते हो तुम लोग. और देखते भी क्या पता है गॉसिप स्क्वाड 100 करोड़ हाउस टूर. हाँ, कुछ लोग भूल जाते हैं कि हम रेंट की जिंदगी जी रहे हैं 2 साल से. मैडम को 100 करोड़ हाउस टूर देखना है. वाह वाह वाह. बाथरूम में देखो ऑटोमेटिक खाना बन रहा है, वैसे सब.
For EDG off the rip here, I think, as well, because Izu is going to be everywhere
क्या
at once.
झेलना
One of the
पड़ता है
benefits you
चैट
have
मेरे
with
को,
Yoru,
सोचो तुम
instant
लोग.
rotations, but EDG, they now have the momentum. I
इधर
think they
तुम लोग
know
को
that
fake
they've always got the
currency में
belief
100
that they
करोड़
can
नहीं
do it in
रहेंगे.
situations like this one. And I think for T1
So
themselves,
I'm 69, thank you for the 40.
it's
Easy
going to be that
FTW.
firepower, man. You're running double
It can
duelists,
be
it's
a
all going to be
2-2.
about that as well. I think also going to have to probably keep a mind on Meteor.
10
He's going to be trying to
से
take liberties as well.
329
Just vacuuming up
के
space,
पर
making
आ
sure
गए
that
आप
they
तो.
can win a lot of
Really
those
happy for you.
scenarios. But
Thank
man,
you.
I'm hoping it's going to be a good one. I'm sure it's going to
Thank
be.
you.
Well, let's see if
कर
we
रहे
can
मेहनत
get to
आगे
a
बढ़ते
map
जा
5.
रहे.
I know everyone here
हो
wants
सकता है
it, so let's send it
330
back
के
over
भी
to
हो
Nancy
जाए.
Nander for the call.
कितना दूर है अपन?
Wouldn't that just be a treat? But there's some new
500
things on
subscriber
the
दूर है हम,
playing field,
500.
right? For EDG, momentum now beside them. They made it through.
मैं बोला था 1
Fracture.
बजे सोने रोज 12 बजे भाई.
We've got some switch ups here.
I'm so excited to see Izu back on the Yoru on this map. This will make his
मैं
fourth
गई,
unique
मैं
agent
आ गई, सो
in the
गया,
series.
फिर
The
भी ये लोग
first
का था.
time
Noise
we're going to be seeing
cancellation.
him walk in the duelist. He has been on fire on this agent. Him and Buzz, the tag team, the dynamic duo, have been excellent. It'll be the first thing EDG have to break in this attacking half.
EDG. Can they show off their pedigree here? Reverse sweep, the words. Almost feeling unfair to whisper. But for now, first moves made. Mid is already controlled.
EDG putting a lot of pressure here,
Ready.
getting tagged on through the smoke. They've decided to leave Kong Kong over into vents. He has the option to maybe even pinch into
भाई
the
मेरी
A
बात
site
सुनो,
while the rest
मैप
of EDG
डिफेंसिव
work
है
heaven.
लेकिन EDG OP है. मेरे हिसाब से
swing up there with Chichu,
8-4
but
होने वाला है
No one's
EDG की
really
तरफ.
responded. Okay, Chichu does see Buzz, but that's it. They're not getting masses of information here.
क्या लगता है?
And all in the meantime, they are working towards A.
This is a great round from EDG, baiting this out completely, and Kong Kong is here so quickly.
Yeah, he's in the right place. Meteor. I don't know if he actually get. Yeah, he just sees him on the swing. Meteor gets away with murder. Pop flash, bye. Nobody good trade. Better positioning from Meteor again. Just catching him off. They're dropping like
ये
flies.
कैसे कैसे हेडशॉट था? ये हेडशॉट कैसे था?
Really seems
कैसे
like
headshot था वो?
EDG had worked the map nicely, faking that up into B heaven.
Yeah.
But T1 got all the
कैसे
opening
था बे?
fights. Meteor continues to impress. Izu on backside deals with at least the one before he's knocked down. T1 don't really miss a beat after letting Fracture slip away.
शॉट. हाँ, very nice हाँ, very nice stack. मैंने देखा.
Nice little spark of rebuilding that confidence here for T1 as well. Obviously going to feel a little sour.
अरे लीड्स हो रही है
ये लीड्स हो रहे हैं डीले में मेरे को समझ में नहीं आ रहा है मैडम लोग लीड्स दे रहे हैं डीले में
Buzz going to note a lot of presence here, a lot of early intention. Stack's going to commit to try and support him.
EDG have this wall they can sort of bunker behind if they can manage to get on site. Could give them some advantages, but I love where Buzz has found himself. Overcommitting to the spray, though, and he's just about out of there.
How is he still standing? And Stacks is saving the day. T1 look immovable, holding this down.
भाई ये 4 स्ट्रीम एक साथ चल रहा है क्या मेरे में हेलो
Oh, that is awful strike after. Smoggy is going to make a go of it, but it's easy to close out the round.
ऐसा लग रहा है हम स्वयं स्टेडियम पहुंच गए
मैडम एक बार लाइक सब्सक्राइब बोलो Make sure don't like those friends.
Bulldog as well.
स्टेडियम आ गए हम ए लो टेक्निकल ब्रेक
Fingers crossed.
बाप रे
Not done yet. But this is a big round, so we'll power through.
मासूम की तो कैसा आवाज आएगा
Bonus here for T1.
भाई ये फ्यूचर ऑफ वैल्यू मैं बोल रहा हूँ
And have a look at Izu.
Yeah, bit of a mid-walk with some baiting and Buzz.
एस होगा इसमें तो
मस्त
कैसा
है ना
होगा
भाई एक सॉन्ग हो जाए प्लीज एक कॉन्सर्ट हो जाए मैडम
I'm still looking at Izu here. As said, a man of many talents, it feels like. Capable in so many ways. This time, gonna feel threatened here. Composed. He might catch Kung Kung, and he does wait his time. The bonus looking deadly already. Buzz holding down the corner. Nobody there. EDG clawing back in a 3 apiece, but Sylvan's position. Hey, this is the map that he's impressed me the most. Playing on this Omen. Oh, right back to business for nobody.
कूदने का आवाज आ गया
Unbelievable.
But this round is awkward now. Meteor's taking the timing to step down into mid. EDG still don't have the sight. Axe's Guardian could do so much work.
Does he get a bit of play in this? I don't know.
They think he's Evan.
God, Stacks. A moment to shine. He takes away Simon and buys precious seconds.
साइमन भाई ने पूरा यूटिली निकाल लिया
Meteor's position could be everything. Takes away nobody. Knows where Smoggy is. Dodges against the paranoia. The TP. He ain't fooling for it. He's checking right. He's looking left. We know Smoggy ain't moved. He's played a risky game and he might be rewarded. Meteor swings and misses Smoggy.
उधर थूक देता था तो मजा आता था फिर उसको मालूम पड़ता था कि सिर्फ लेफ्ट में टीपी मार सकता है
Smoggy was the guy too back on Fracture when T1 won.
लेकिन 1v1 में यूटिल डालना में इजी नहीं है
To be able to show up, find a 3K, equalize, and come back eventually in OT. That round narrowly.
Very expensive round, I must say.
He kept his cool. Him and nobody too, snapping around for that shot earlier was simply ridiculous.
But let's kind of put this again in context. That was a bonus, right? Like this is how competitive this is. They are on heaters. We do have Smoggy's ult there. I mean, how many far? Nobody's one away as well. Okay, that could be pretty impactful if they get that early. And Kung Kung is puffing up the chest. He wants to try and show that they're a threat towards ramp.
Yeah, EDG really want to push these players away. You want to have a nice little cross setup off of the rope, and Kung Kung's not looking at the right direction.
I thought he had the timing right, but Buzz plays peekaboo, coming in from the vents. Now he repositions EDG, gonna find it hard to pin him down here.
It's a weird one, because EDG, the Viper Wall is not really helping them get out into the site or into heaven. They've got to face all these angles.
I thought Chichu found a window of timing. He didn't. He got caught by the Prowler, but
भाई
nobody
ओमेन ने
still
ब्लाइंड
succeeds.
अच्छा दिया था
The A side looking more
यार
vulnerable, but they
मस्त
still
मारा
haven't
लेकिन
played my
EDG ने
screen.
I think they're wanting to go back over into B, right? Thinking about using a stun maybe into vents. T1 have played so many of these maps to quick flood into sight, so maybe EDG have read the over-rotation, but T1 still have 2 leaning B.
They're in a bit of a fake here, but look at the re-explosion from Stacks, the timing! Oh, he can't control it well enough for the second. Good trade for Smoggy. Sylvan.
Sylvan's a rat.
The TP on site.
30 seconds left.
Oh my god, they have no idea. They're going to surely come this
Spike,
way.
get up!
They don't! They turn around, look at the HP on Simon. He's got the spike.
There's only 20 seconds.
He can run. He can stall this out. He just got to buy time, find a safe position to play from. They've got
अभी
to
उसको नहीं
charge
मालूम
him.
कि किधर है.
14 seconds.
Oh,
they can't
shit.
stop. They can't back away. And it's to their death. Meteor.
Oh shit. Time नहीं है.
Look at the time.
Time नहीं है.
Too late. The plan cannot happen. T1 running the clock on them.
Clean.
EDG just get paralyzed up in heaven. Kong Kong fell down early on into the round.
Ebe.
Right, that was so strange. But then after that, they
Hey,
didn't really feel like they knew what they wanted to do. They
भाई
tried to go that fake
डिसिप्लिन
into
तो
mid,
है
but then
T1 में.
as soon as they lose the player up in heaven, they go back into mid. It's just not going to work out for them.
It's a big round as well. Look at the
ए
effect
प्लान
on
कर
money.
देना था
They
टीपी
give
मार
so
के.
much
हाँ
more
मैं तेरे को
momentum
काम
to
करता रहा.
T1, a
व्हाट्सएप
big
नंबर दे दे.
spiral
सबका आईडी पास
potential,
देता हूँ मैं
right?
तेरे को.
Keep
लॉग इन
this
करके प्लान करके आ जाना.
Ultimates come online. Then you get the full hand of ultimates.
बंदा वहाँ पे
up
नीचे
against a broken
बैठा है.
purchase
टीपी
here.
मार के प्लान कर
Hero
देता.
rifle, however, is with
Game
Kong Kong.
knowledge
Maybe
tough,
he can
mate.
be a difference maker, but his mid walks have felt very readable. We've already had Izu positioning down.
Sorry,
We've already
sorry,
had a lot of
sorry,
players
sorry.
dealing with it. How smart you are. Okay, EDG.
हाँ
Just
ऐसा
gone half
जीतेंगे.
buys.
Rude Simmer, sorry. I
Meteor
would
was
like to
trying to
apologize.
bait for the Yoru on the B side.
Sorry.
He just got picked off.
अरे
And yet
apologize
Izu
now.
has stepped into the B main space.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Oh my god, the
EDG
3-play
waiting.
stack.
Bro, what?
That's so sick. But I'm going to be honest, T1, what are we up to on these
Hey,
rounds
madam.
against half buys, against force buys? God, Smoggy. That's a stunner. Can't do much about that, but
अरे -1 मत
talk
करो
about
यार. यहाँ
momentum,
पे
you talk about
330k
keeping
नहीं हो रहे.
clean. That ain't clean from T1, but god damn, that was good from EDG.
Quite a way to bounce back as well after
yeah.
losing the last round effectively on time.
इसलिए नहीं हो रहा 1 million. Excuse
What a
me. 1
tantalizing
million.
prospect this is as well, because it gets them back in the game. It skips the queue for the economy, right? They get to get right back in on a buy. The money's back in a good position. Yeah, the ult round will be coming up pretty soon for T1, but it's not going to be an impossible scenario now.
That's the thing. If EDG can just play these sort of like
भाई
slow rounds,
एक
they can
चीज
fish
मेरे को
out
नहीं
and find
समझा.
some kills.
मिड फाइट ले रहे थे बराबर.
That makes it a lot harder
तो
for
जो
T1. 'cause
साइमॉन
T1, right,
है,
you've got Nightfall, you've got the Yoru
वो
ult ahead of you in the
साइमॉन
next
क्यों
round.
साइज
Very likely
सैट
come
होना
in,
चाहिए
play
कि
a
आज
very
सैटरडे
exciting map
नॉट
and
अ
then very strong
मॉन्डे.
side. And just be perfectly happy going for a retake. I think EDG's mission in this next round is to play a slow round where they can pick off some individual players to limit some of those key abilities.
Rifle kept. And a 3-2. I do want to see some of these
W.
shots back from the Mascard Thrifty here. Lovely. God. And again, I did feel that maybe Kung Kung's approach towards middle was starting to get a little bit
क्या
predictable,
reflex है
but
बे.
what do I know? Oh, that was a round and a half, wasn't it?
Just the snappiest.
क्या है बे.
Yeah.
Respect game knowledge.
T1, not
Zero.
liking what they
Excuse
saw
me.
there.
कंकंग
Very
भाई आप
early
खेल नहीं रहे हो.
timeout for
चैट में
this
घूम रहे हो
team.
पैंच.
Yeah, maybe just even
Membership लो.
recentering a bit after this. You're looking at, you know, the last 3 purchased rounds. EDG going up 2-1.
Yeah.
हर जगह से आंसू आ गए.
I feel like EDG, their 2 main looks when they've played this
Monday
map
is my
today
birthday.
and in the
What are
past,
you
it's either
gifting
sort of
me? I'm
slow
giving you a
mid-work
virtual
or
heart,
pretty
yaar, Monday
quick
को.
ramps dive into freezing the rounds, resetting, looking to maybe even pivot back through mid eventually. I think there's options for
मजा आता
T1
है.
to either
सच्ची,
get
Anirudh
creeps
bhai,
into
love
B main like
you.
we saw from Izu in the last round.
Sure.
Maybe even take more active fights into an A main side. We saw G2 do that a lot versus EDG yesterday and just sort of blew open the rounds where EDG were trying to play A early on. Be something T1 tap into. Don't really have the purchase for it this time, but
आज Esports 5-5 है.
Still
पता
be
नहीं
thinking
रात
about
को
for
देखते हैं. रात को है आज कुछ special stream.
Opportunity
Group
now for
games
EDG
night.
to build. Nobody's ult is there. 3 away for Simon. Quite away off of Chi-Chi, but Kung Kung very close by. And hopefully some stability to come along with this, right? To get some financial backing on the money. Get, build that buffer you got to depend on. For now, T1, I guess we asked the question, can you do what was just done to you? Right back at him. Early investment of utility to facilitate this pressure towards B main.
T1 put the Viper's Pit in mid as well, so not giving up on this round just yet.
Thanks for the smoke. Thanks for the kill. Thanks for the orb.
Yeah, if EDGs keep managing to find these picks onto B, that's going to be a problem for T1. Especially, it seems like a lot of the setups from T1 are just to have those bait switch ups on the B site.
It's
so
reverse.
can't be getting picked off like that or it falls to pieces.
I didn't even realize
Reverse time, guys.
Yeah.
Start here.
Feel aa raha
That's
hai.
quite a bit to put in.
Huh?
G2. They've got contact on both sides. This is really hard for Izu. Does he have a way out of here? I don't think he does right now, so he's a little stuck on this.
Nine bolte Izu.
And now he's under scrutiny. Cleared. EDG just stormed the site. And they're even fancying a bit more towards CT. You can see it on the minimap there. And they're going to control it. EDG stamping their authority into this round. Meteor, there's nothing more really to achieve here.
EDG are on the hunt. I mean, look at them. They're not slowing down. Take another, why don't you?
Nice.
भाई एक इको राउंड के वजह से भाई 4-1 के जगह पे 3-3 हो रहा है यार.
And as soon as he sees the raise, he realizes if there's a stack, it's got to be over to the A site. It's time to accelerate into B. EDG sees that opportunity immediately, and there's only the one guy here, and that's not going to slow him down at all.
Okay, operator coming into play, seeing that in the hands of Izu here. Big investment as well. Still has stacks with his. Couple coming through here now.
It's hard to come into map 4 as well and be tasked to opt for the first time all series, right? Be a little cold on that gun. But Izu has been so effective on the Yoru this year, this tourney. He's really had some breakout performances on this age and this map in particular.
मेरे को ऐसा क्यों लगता है बे ब्रीच से हो कुछ ज़्यादा ही broken है यार.
Agents he's been playing.
Fourth unique.
Yeah, let alone the operator to boot. But
a little off angle.
Nobody might have heard the crowd get a little excited by that. I'm wondering. Don't matter. Izu got curious himself.
Yeah, Izu's not cold with the op.
No, he looks.
First op kill for the series, no problem.
Yeah, he looks good with this. Ooh, Kong saw a pick. Ooh, he almost got caught on that. Lucky boys, does that catch one or two? I got both of them there, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it did. So now they know Buzz is up here, however. He's ready to meet this. I think Chichu's seen him. Oh, maybe not, maybe it wasn't called out. EDG do trade in well here to keep this at a 3v3.
Oh, and now with the dimensional drift coming in as well, T1 might be able to spot out all 3 players. They snuck 2 players into backside as well. With only 30 seconds left, EDG are just losing on time.
Not again, right? We've had a couple rounds like this where they've really slowed down, when they've been held back, and Izu lands another. You're not getting up ramp. Find somewhere else to go. You're not coming through heaven. Go have fun elsewhere. He's unsure though, a little bit fidgety with his operator, but he's in the right place again. 10 seconds. Where else are you going to go? Where are you going?
Oh!
Down to hell. The second step towards heaven is 2 more seconds.
ये ना मान रहा. ये ना मान रहा भाई. भाई क्या मारा इसने?
And he just takes them down one by one. First with a little op angle, leaking into mid, and then the double flickies.
क्या मारा इसने? What the fuck? दो बार?
Yeah, you know it's good when even the crowd's just like, what the hell?
Big round coming up here. Ultimates on both
भाई
sides.
ये देख के मेरे को मेरी वाली hopping याद आई.
Going all in on this. Oh yeah, they are. There's nowhere to hide. Back towards Pillar, I guess. So fight forward. Fight for your life. Buzz takes Kong out of the sky. T1 hold. Silver there. Buzz again. T1 not letting him through. There's no access.
What a round from Buzz!
Guys, my favorite love to see watch party together. आदित्य भाई वो थोड़ा busy चल रहा है यार. He's busy. He has other plans. But we'll do watch party together someday. Don't worry, Aditya bhai.
This was an all-in round.
We are still friends. Tension ना ले. Thank you for the $2 मेरी जान के today.
Oh, I just love the way T1 are playing right now.
Oh, Kong on the op as well. But a quiet performance here from him. Singing his praises before, right?
Defending map again, defending map.
Here, a little more quiet.
This map looking like Smoggy and friends right now.
And so यहाँ पे भी one way smoke आता है.
So often when you'll see a defender pick up the operator, he'll ask to
next update में ये निकाल दो.
With that one versus one.
कर ही नहीं सकते. कोई भी smoke करके.
Hands.
जैसा ping हटाया था ना ये भी हटा दो.
And what a different look already, right? Absent in middle. leaving EDG to go for these wanders, go for these walks, hold the extremities.
It's really passive offline from Izu over towards
Chat,
B.
we are close to 8k
backside.
likes. जिसने like नहीं किया है जल्दी
Ready
जल्दी
for a
like
quicker
कर दो.
rotate
मैं
into
बोलना
A.
भूल जाता हूँ.
This is what I'm talking about. EDG love these slow
Very
rounds.
close to
They're
8k
posting up
like.
Kong
जल्दी
Kong for
से
the smoke
like
to
का
fall.
बटन दबा दो.
This off angle. Surely they clear it, right? Meteor tucked in this deep corner.
The Omen ult saw nothing in A main. Meteor has to be ready for it.
Oh, he is. He was locked in on one. Great trade out from Kung Kung, very quick.
Flicky मारने वाले
But now
लोग
do they
हैं.
expect Izu? As said, a very deep line here. He's going to be forced into a very unfavorable position, trying to find the timing to tuck into the corner, and he does. Evades everything. Oh, they almost line up for him.
They did.
Yes,
Smoggy's down to 4.
That's nothing to play with. And now he's getting surrounded, though. He still wants to fight this out. Tucked in the corner. What
हाँ?
Kung Kung, what's the plan?
Kung Kung भाई कहाँ जा रहे हो?
For
वो
Chi-Chi,
spike लेने जा रहा था.
But now a 1v2, how is this working out?
10 seconds!
10 seconds and stacks. He's playing it so.
Oh my god!
In every single
ये
critical
वो वाला
moment,
T1 नहीं
that
है.
is when T1 are
हाँ?
showing up. Come on!
ऋषिराज, thank you
Izu's
for
off
40
has been
minutes and
ridiculous. I've
day.
got no idea what's happening in Kong Kong's mind there. And yet it's T1 to pull through in those clutch
Kung Kung को
moments.
लगा वो टीपी मार दिया क्या? वो हो सकता है. हाँ?
EDG are gonna have to call a
ये हो
timeout.
सकता है कि Kung Kung को लगा वहाँ से वो बंदे ने टीपी मार लिया.
And it looked good at the beginning, right? A lovely trade in for Kung Kung there, kind of rolling out the red carpet. I felt they had a really good crunch in towards
Nah,
Izu, but
very
super
much
slippery
possible.
from him. But also, where was the spacing? Where was the trading? Where was the timing to
टीपी था ही
really
नहीं वो
capitalize
उसको
on
थोड़ी
that?
मालूम टीपी नहीं
EDG
था.
have had a consistent problem in every map of split they've played. It's because they're running the jet. They've never been able to clear
भाई
backside
लड़का
B
लोग तो वो
behind
नहीं
side.
है
You
क्या
saw
रे?
yesterday against
लड़का
GG.
जी
They
भी
were
नहीं दिखा
abusing
क्या?
those angles. And here again,
बोल.
Izu puts himself in exactly the right position with the operator, right? You don't have the double satchel to go flying on in. Yeah, they tried to use the Teo nades to push him out, but he just walked on past those, still swung and was able to take his shot. You have to be way more precise with your moments, with your scaling, with your spacing when you move forward. Running a comp like this onto the BXX,
Fans तो हो
or
बे.
Izu's
Fans
just going to
तो हो
keep
बे.
running rounds like that against you.
Yeah, it only compounds the problems, right? We're now seeing 3 consecutive.
G
for
winning in
T1.
Paris करके लिखा
7,
था.
8, 9 looking real pretty for them.
कौन था एक बार
EDG
उसका फोटो भी दिखा देते.
back of a timeout now. Going to try and facilitate a buy, muster something together. We've seen them with some heavy hitting, half purchased, you know.
रात को main ID वाला
messy
please
buys.
members only में valorant push करने वाला हूँ.
Do it again.
Right, so that Prowler will confirm a real teleport from Smoggy. Not going to be any fake embeds. But Izu was once again in the weird angle in mid.
ये राउंड अगर T1 ने निकाला ना बहुत ज़्यादा advantage में. बहुत ज़्यादा.
And I like the versatility we're seeing from Izu already. I've been posted on towards that B side before. Certainly going to add to the paranoia there, but they're going for a contact play, which is quite bold. And Stax should be able to get good info on this. That's at minimum 1, maybe 2. Not sure what he's seen yet.
Teleport in. Smoggy has been the hero for EDG.
Yeah, he's the one who stepped up so far. He's going to have to keep climbing at this point. Notes another. Izu closing in. There's 2 on this side. A quick kill from him, but it's back down to a 2v3. The site not quite secure. Spike back in hand, and Izu wants to cook here. Gets himself a different weapon. Spots out the
दोनों को
site.
blind कर सकता
What's
है.
the plan? Izu wait on the paranoia and take the site back. Take the fight back to them. But Kung Kung adjusts his eyesight. Checks towards CT, finds Sylvan. And yeah, he's getting slippery with it too. Izu good, but not good enough.
W round.
Give him a half buy. Put
W
him
round.
under pressure. And apparently they get you around.
The quick
5-5
pace of
में
the
हो
B side
पता
there.
चलेगा रात को पता चलेगा.
EDG. I mean, it's a great combo to backside. Look at that paranoia. You've got
भाई मस्त था ना. EDG का blind भी अच्छा था, stun भी अच्छा था, सब कुछ अच्छा था. Omen का अगर blind दोनों को लग जाता था ना, तो मेरे हिसाब से T1 का round था.
Because he opened the round over on the A side.
अगर Omen का blind दोनों को
Smoggy
लग
said, give
जाता.
it to me. No problem. 14 kills for the Omen. Smoggy stepped up in a big way here in crunch time.
Spot on. Now, money for T1 also on the line here. Back and forth we go. Fragile for either side. Izu once again dedicating himself, at least early on, towards the B side in a little bit more of an aggressive angle.
T1 also playing doubled up in mid here. Meteor in the slanted vent, and Kong Kong trying to work that pixel angle off the smoke.
Portal closed. Cutting through.
Zoo.
Oh no.
सीधा वेंट में दिखा
Timing on
भी जा
this
रहे
one.
बे.
He does have an escape plan. But maybe he doesn't want to escape. He's seen enough. Sticks around for one. Dips out of there. Paranoia goes in. Sylvan now fancies his go at it. Would they predict him to be here? They're doing the due diligence, but still, this is tricky, this is tough. That's great from Sylvan, and now slippery from Izu. They don't know where he's gone to. They're getting choked out in B main.
EDG are moving back into their Viper. Chichu has
Chichu
lurked
का
in
round
A
है क्या?
heaven,
Massive.
and yet Meteor is in mid.
Oh
Not
my
again!
God, and the patience pays Meteor with two. EDG walking to their death.
30 seconds left.
All right, Chichu,
बाप
you gotta be the
रे
hero
वही
of
एंगल में
the,
दो
let's say,
बार
round,
मरा
but maybe even
यार.
the hour at this
मिस
point.
क्या खेलोगे आज नहीं स्प्लिट
Spike's
ऑन के
gone,
बाद.
he knows it, 20 seconds. I mean, you could try and do damage, sure, but this feels futile. 10 seconds,
7-4.
and T1 will be grinning with this. That's going to be 7 for them. And what a lovely
मैंने क्या बोला था?
reposition
8-4 बोला
from
था ना
Meteor
मैंने.
there, and Stacks. He just fancies a go, and that's why 7 rounds now for
Well,
T1.
Pacific on tops बोलते.
Second time EDG haven't cleared that exact same spot this half. And they're forced back into it because of the beautiful hold, right? T1 utilizing their teleports perfectly after getting the kills, calling in Sylvan to go into that exact same position. Backside that EDG cannot physically clear.
है मुड़ में.
The atmosphere is shifting in here, though.
फक
isn't
बे
it?
क्या फाइट दे रहा है यार T1 मजा आ गया बे.
Yeah.
Forcing Guardians every round.
And EDG looked like, I've never seen them really look this lost for overall answers. Izu again, this versatility. Showing variety in approach. We've seen him in various looks towards that B site. We have seen him in middle, but not this committed.
EDG have been scared
A
away
पे
from
दो
mid.
बंदे
They're
TP
just
भी
trying to run
है.
execs out of the playbook now. And A will be the look. But Stacks, I think, is just going to catch the timing. Prowler, only guaranteed to see one, and Chichu's been playing there consistently.
TP did just cycle off of timing for Izu. He did have it back towards CT on A. See maybe that consideration of rotation coming in, but he's still posted towards middle. The rest of EDG patient. They're waiting on this.
Yeah, nobody's going to go mid and then drone this out. That'll see the op teleport away. It's time for EDG to speed up into A.
You gotta face the music, take the fight. We've been worried on some of the timings here, but they still got plenty. 45 seconds, and they creep closer, but this is all seen. It feels really hard here.
I'm
It's
getting nervous.
Buzz
लेकिन वेंट से
holding
भी जा
down
सकता है.
towards
टाइम तो है
heaven.
वो
Kung
लोग के
Kung
पास.
gonna take the first steps, put his life on the line for it, and takes the space. Spots out. What? How did Stacks get that? I do not know. But now Buzz is in danger. EDG breaking down the door, barreling
बाप
in.
रे
So
इतना
many
माउस घुमाया बस ने.
doing what is needed here.
Paranoia for T1 to work with. Izu now blocked off the angle. He switches over into the rifle. Here it comes.
Oh my God, Smoggy! Blind, but it doesn't matter. T1 and EDG close enough here. This is going to be a belting.
बोला था कि नहीं सेंस पे
I
आएगा.
can't tell you which way it goes, but we might be going the distance, or maybe we could have a new grand finalist.
बोला था कि नहीं.
One enemy remaining.
थॉट्स ऑन पीआरएक्स थॉट देंगे नेक्स्ट स्प्लिट में. चालू तो होने दो. भाई सिडवा बिग फैन करके लिखा वहाँ पे. नाचो बे कॉपीराइट गांड मारने क्या है. ऑफ रखा है मैंने एड्स. हाँ ना मुझे पैसा मिलेगा ना म्यूजिक वाले को मिलेगा. नाचो. वाइब नहीं रुकना चाहिए, समझ रहे हो?
7-5 here. And again, for
भाई
EDG,
गाना अच्छा
they
था.
need this to go
Full song हो
all
जाए.
the way. It can't stop now. They can't drop another half. And for T1, in the lead, but potentially closing out this game and getting to the finals.
Yeah, almost uncharted
लेकिन
territory
ads
for
तो आ
T1.
रहे
They
नहीं,
had to
ads
come
ऑफ
back in the second halves. These
जो
last couple of games,
ads आ रहे
now
हो
that
एकदम
challenge
bare minimum
rests
जो
on
YT देता
EDG's
जब तुम लोग
shoulders.
स्ट्रीम खोलते हो वो आ
I
रहा
can't
रहेगा.
help but be
वरना
impressed and
ads
blown
कैसे आता है
away
मालूम है?
with that first half
ये
out
देखो,
of
लो
Smoggy
example
from
दे रहा हूँ.
EDG.
Yes.
This guy does not want to lose.
Without
आए क्या?
Smoggy, I don't think they'd be anywhere near close to 5 rounds.
No one on EDG is positive except for Smoggy. He's 16-8 right now.
समझ रहे हो?
Having a phenomenal performance, almost willing EDG to
अभी 10
advance.
सेकंड बाद कोई गाली देगा, रुक जाओ.
But this is where T1 challenge you more than ever. Right, rocking the double
10
duelist.
सेकंड के बाद गाली देंगे, रुक जाओ ना.
Their unique style finally on form in this series. We finally have a map where they're going to be rocking it.
For EDG,
मत करा रे, मैं
time
वो
to lock in,
एग्जांपल दे
boys.
रहा
There's only so
था.
many ways you can put it, right? Trailing in this, quiet performers. EDG, you are considered the reigning
बस, आ गया
champions,
देखो,
and
आ
right
गया.
now you're trailing. Not just in maps, but in rounds. And Buzz,
एग्जांपल दे रहा था,
off to a
माफ करो,
beginning,
माफ करो.
takes straight up towards heaven, and look at B. There's only one player here. There's no one to defend
इसलिए ads
this.
off
The
रखो,
gates
समझ
are
रहे हो?
open, but mid is a battlefield.
Bit of a mess right now. Buzz staying in
4v4 प्लांट मिल गया.
Izu up on Raptor. This is a great position for T1 to hold B Heaven.
This is crucial for EDG though, right? This is the one, the gap closes that scoreline that gets them back in this game, at least maybe with a chance here, but T1 waiting, Buzz waiting, and he does get contact, swing now in, it's Izu stacks, back to back, leaving Chichu barely breathing, and Simon in a 1v3, left, right, it doesn't matter, T1!
प्रीमियम है मेरे चा. एंटनी थैंक यू 40 मिनट जान के
T1's
रोटे.
pistols have been clean, and their post plants have been excellent consistently throughout today. The spots they find themselves in when they're under really no resistance on the site, right? Simon's trying to run on out of there. They know exactly how
भाई
to navigate that.
एडवांटेज में है,
Izu
but
swinging off
EDG
his
is
hell
not
player's contact.
out yet. It's a
Two duelists for
defensive
T1.
map.
Working in tandem
कांकांग के
nicely.
पास ऑप आने के बाद
Confidence for Izu here as well, got to say
left
it throughout
right हो
this. Him coming
सकता
out having
है.
a good performance in his duelist role, really nice for him, right? That can only bode well going forward. He's one of the players to opt obviously for the Bulldog here, and Kung Kung being challenged away from this early angle.
He's not going to back down.
Nice Kung Kung. It takes everyone's kit of utility basically to humble him off the corner. He still fancies it.
Same time, look at A Heaven right now. Meteor is all the way through.
Meteor? He's got to hear that. Oh, the timing is just divine.
How is he between them all?
But there's 3-4 players here. This may be a read, but it might be a misread. And the crowd might give away the game. But for now, he's poised, he's patient, and he strikes. He sees it all. He sees another. But Chichu's here. Do they know about Chichu? They now do. Good trades, good positioning. Kung trying to get overhearing time. Nobody fighting for his life as best he can. But still, Kung.
वो वहाँ पे कैसे पहुँचा वॉक
He could do one of
करते बिना
these.
किसको पता चले. That is a भारी क्वेश्चन.
He's in the door. T1 deal with him easily.
9-5 अभी कुछ
Meteor
भी
just found
करके
the
भले ही मटके से कुछ भी करके ये वाला राउंड अगर T1 ने निकाल लिया कुछ भी करके तो जीत गए एकदम डब्ल्यू. लेकिन अगर नहीं निकाला तो EDG का कमबैक.
And that is a pressure point that Meteor is going to consistently be seeking. Right? Very limited information with this EDG comp. It's just the Teja drone. So as soon as that is down, the lurks are free
Binks
game.
ने कर रहा बराबर बोल रहा.
Kung still trying to show dominance towards B main here. Does have the support from Heaven, from Smoggy as well. Oh my god, there is a brawl towards 8. No more of that lurk-in business. None of that, thank you. Kung, you are getting a little dicey here, but he's just found a bit of cover to play from, but they are hunting him down actively. Support coming in from heaven. It's getting scrappy. Good trades here. Smoggy going to keep it on level. Pegging, wait! T1!
जीत गए!
This could be the round that propels T1 forward. A 2v4 the EDG are going to be facing
Nacho.
down, and I don't think they're playing it out.
Nacho! Nacho, 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 Nacho!
I think they're calling it.
Nacho! जीत गए भाई.
I mean, Simon's on
जीत
7
गए
HP.
भाई, जीत गए. There is no
I can't
way,
believe it.
zero
This is the
fucking
gateway round,
chance,
right? This gets
zero,
T1 up to 10.
zero chance की EDG यहाँ
This
से
is a
comeback मारे.
Technical
अगला राउंड भाई
bonus
है नहीं.
converted, so money's good.
हमारे पास बहुत
Walking away with a couple
सारा
upgrades probably.
weapons है, बहुत सारा.
Looking at Buzz here. Does he get
समझ
one?
रहे हो?
Yeah, he does. Okay, Vandal, yeah, look at him.
They are set.
अपना ओपी वाला इमोजी रेडी रखना एकदम साबुन से धो के.
EDG, they're on the ropes here.
ठीक है, साबुन से धो के रेडी रखना
See what they
इमोजी.
can piece together. EDG just needed any one of these first fights to go their way, but Smoggy was the only one that could get his.
나이스.
But that feels like the story of this map as well. Smoggy 17 to 11, putting up numbers. Where's everyone else? We've been singing the praises of Chichu, Kung, everyone on this roster has had their time in the sun. But it's going dark at the worst time possible for them. 10 to 5. Make it count, dig deep.
Two members of EDG forced down to nothing. Kong has the Vandal in hand, and they've left him up on his own. He has to show up.
Show up or show out. He's got to back away. Again, forced off the angle, put in a box, put in his cage, but back to bed.
20 blind मारा उसपे. भाई 20 blind, Euro blind. उसके मुंह पे फ्लाउलर, उसके मुंह पे ओमेन ब्लाइंड, उसके गाप पे दो सैचल. भाई साहब.
Meteor up in heaven. It's Smoggy every time, Pansy.
Someone help him. Sylvan instantly checks him though, doesn't let him build into the round.
भाई ये W था.
Simon, nobody. It doesn't feel like they've got much building here. Sylvan putting on a show, and it's down to 1, and they want it done. 11 now for T1.
रेडी रखना इमोजी, रेडी रखना. घिसा हुआ इमोजी चाहिए एकदम.
EDG just getting scattered in these rounds. And you look at it, it is
Pacific
hard
on
to be
top,
the reigning
कब हुआ
champions
बे?
returning to another global event. No one in Valorant really has succeeded bar Fnatic the once.
काहे सैड हो रहे हो?
And especially coming through a turbulent offseason, some of the biggest patch changes we have seen in
मैंने
Valorant.
कर रहा,
EDG
तारीफ
have
भाई
still
कर
been
रहा
at the
है,
top
अभी
of
बोल
their game, but today it has not been the case. It is do or die now for the reigning
टीम
champs.
तेरा देश मेरा.
It looks similar. It looks like a rinse and repeat. Kung
Sorry, I would like to apologize.
wants it again. He's on 7 to 13. T1 have had
ए
his
लास्ट राउंड
number.
बहुत फन था, एक और बार करे.
He's still sticking around. He's
Simon's
got
here now.
Simon by his side.
साइमन ने पूछा कांकांग तुम्हारा कैसे?
Players. He has to excel
ऐसा.
and he's dead.
ऐसे ही जैसा तू मरा.
And another T1 rinse, repeat and succeed.
Oh,
Simon
भाई.
says again, Chichu, not
भाई क्या राउंड था?
They're a mile away. And 12 rounds is calling.
क्या राउंड था भाई?
T1
Simon
smelled
भाई
blood
like
in the water. Izu still holding the
कितना
line.
अच्छा पोजीशन था कांकांग भाई. तुम्हारा कैसे?
Oh, unrelenting
तू आ तेरे को
Smoggy.
दिखाता हूँ.
Try as you might, Smoggy. No one can say you haven't put in numbers, put in work. But this isn't a
माँ
one-man show
कसम क्या
anymore.
एग्जीक्यूट
It's
किया
a team
भाई.
game.
माँ
And
कसम
T1
भाई.
has 5 here. Looking
Crazy
on the money.
बहनचोद,
Smoggy has to
crazy
bow
भाई.
out of the round. The rifle, the best thing he can walk away with.
अभी बेस्ट पार्ट तभी होएगा जब भी nobody आएगा. Nobody will like कांकांग and Simon. मेरे को एक बात बताओ.
The only team
तुम लोग
consistently
दोनों
playing
मरे
the double
कैसे?
duelist. We haven't seen a team as
कांकांग
committed
बोलेगा
to
एक
this since
काम
the
कर.
likes of
तू
Paper
इधर आ.
X. T1 took down Paper X
इधर आ
to
जरा.
get here. They finally ran through DRX to take down the #1 seed of Pacific.
मजा आएगा भाई, मजा आएगा. कुछ भी बोलो.
But every single series
मजा
it's
आएगा.
been
अभी
a
एक और
revenge
चाहिए,
match,
एक
and
और
every
चाहिए,
single
please.
series they've come out better.
EDG in the final hour, the final moment potentially. Call the timeout. I can see it. Maybe the players have caught a glimpse, but even the fans now rallying behind the teams. They can feel how close this is here to something of a surprise. EDG
coach बोल रहा
as
रहेगा.
the reigning champs.
साइमन और कांगोंग भाई
fantastic
तुम लोग
team.
मरे कैसे वहाँ पे?
But not in form today.
कोच भी लाइक
And
अभी मेरे को ही आना
T1
पड़ेगा.
Underestimated,
कांगोंग
absolutely.
भी लाइक हाँ
They
कोच
prove
भाई
us
आप भी आओ
wrong
चलो लॉगिन करो
round
फट से.
by round, game by game. And now
भाई
they
बाप
stand on
खेला
the
यार.
verge of the absolutely unthinkable, locking in a
बाप खेला
grand
बेटी वन. मेरे को सच्ची में लगा था जीतेगा भाई. EDG बहुत स्ट्रांग है यार.
without being on
But
the
I
stage
guess
on the last day of the
नहीं
event.
फील किया आज वो लोग ने. प्लेयर्स तो है बे.
Just
अच्छे
barely
प्लेयर्स है.
off.
अच्छा खेला.
For
पूरा
Kid
इवेंट
like
पर
Izu
अच्छा
coming
खेला
into
यार.
this team and just shocking
सिर्फ
everyone
आज का कल भी
through
वो
the
लोग ने
duration
जीटू के
of
सामने
this
अच्छे
event.
खेला था वो
What
लोग
a
ने.
star.
This
Star
बस जीटू थोड़ा
T1
ओवरवेलमिंग
team
हो
has just
गया.
been
लेकिन
ramping and building
आज
and
का तो
building
अपसेट
and
था भाई.
building.
Look at what we're seeing on the mini map.
मॉगी ने
At a glance.
20 मारा है बे. 20.
Is this the way we go out?
Is this how it ends? We face the music. We go down together. T1 rallying themselves here. And EDG up for the fight. Trying to show that fire. Show that determination. And they're up for it. They're pushing. They keep pushing. But Buzz answers back. You want a brawl? We'll give you a
बाप रे. बेचो जीत गए ये लोग फाइट.
And the one
Gee
remaining
God.
fighter, Chichu.
8 बंदे लड़ रहे थे वहाँ पे.
The MVP of the event thus far.
भाई
Going on a long walk through T1 territory. And there's two of the best he's got to take down to keep his
भाई
team in it.
क्या लड़े हैं बे.
As the spike ticks.
बाप काउंटर के बाद नसीब ओमेन वहाँ से
steps
निकला.
closer
सिल्वन भाई लव
to
यू
the
यार.
site. T1 will feel it in their bones. Positioned perfectly. Pressure not on them this time. Second by second,
एक भी नहीं
closing
ले रहा.
in
GG.
on the thing that they've dreamed of since the very start here. Something
GG.
of their wildest dreams coming true. T1.
टैक्स को देखो बे. Bro, holy fuck. Holy fuck, bro. Unbelievable upset. Unbelievable. This is the most unbelievable upset I have ever fucking seen. भाई मजा आ गया भाई. मजा आ गया.
Absolutely no one thought this team could do it, let alone even be here today. Pacific's
मजा आ गया
number 2
भाई.
seed coming into the event with a different 5 roster on the stage. But Sylvan joins the team, comes back into his starting spot. Meteor dominates throughout the day, the double duelist on point. And for Buzz
Pacific on
and for
top
Snap
बोलते हैं.
to finally go the distance, to be here, not bowing out in defeat, but to keep
टैक्स भी लगे.
moving
जाना ये
forward
बाद
into
में
the
करते हैं.
finals.
पहला एंजॉय
It
करते हैं.
is a moment for Korean Valorant.
क्या
It
हो
is a
गया?
moment for T1.
अब क्या सुनने आई है. चले 2 सेकंड के लिए लगा दे.
Simply does not get better than that. Nobody can take this
मजा आ
away
गया
from
यार.
them. Facing incredible foes and coming out looking the better side consistently. They should be proud of this one, doing something they have not done before. And now,
3 रीजन
the
के
world
चैंपियंस
watches
कर दिया
as who
भाई.
knows how far this team can truly go.
DRX को आ रहा है. पैसिफिक को भी ये लोग नहीं आ रहा है देखा जाए तो. पैसिफिक टॉप टीम को आ रहा है. चाइना टॉप टीम को आ रहा है. दो ही आ रहा है ना.
You know the peaks of the icons on this team.
ये लोग ने 2 ही नंबर 1 को आ रहा है ना
Izu
शायद.
stepping up so massive. He played 4 different agents today. Played 3 different roles. Played the info initiator, played the sentinel, and finished off
ये में भी
19
टॉप
and
1 को आ रहा है
9
क्या?
of the Yoru.
वाइटलिटी हाँ.
He's the wild
Oh,
card of the
हाँ.
team. He's the X factor.
Watching this back.
भाई
I mean, it was a treat.
टीम को आ रहा है.
This map felt like a treat. And it's and I do have to note that EDG bowing out here to me is a bit of a surprise. But on the day,
सबका
they
सैलरी
looked
डबल मांगता.
flat. And this is them having to go back to the drawing board, reinvent themselves,
सबका सैलरी
and come out
डबल
here
मांगता.
in the future and show us again who they are as a team.
Yeah. It really is shocking. Couldn't see the consistent performances out of them. Barring
भाई
Smoggy in
मजा
this
आ गया
final
बे. ये
map.
क्या मारा ना फ्लिक डबल फ्लिक सेम फ्लिक मारा बे.
Had the answer. You think all the way back
सेम
to
फ्लिक.
the opening
भाई तुम लोग को
on-
याद है चैंप्स में ऐसा मारा था कांगकांग ने, एक शॉट मारा था, बाद में सेम शॉट वैसे कांगकांग ने वापस मारा और बैच अनबिलीवेबल शॉट्स था वो. इस बार T1 ने किया भाई. अनबिलीवेबल शॉट्स एंड अनबिलीवेबल अपसेट. हाँ टेक्सचर ने भी किया था. भाई क्या लगता है भाई कल एकदम बंगर मैच होने वाला है भाई. कल मैं 4 बकेट पॉपकॉर्न लेके आऊं. बेस्ट पार्ट ये है कि कल कुछ भी आएगा T1 को फर्क भी नहीं पड़ना चाहिए बे. यहां तक आगे सारे टॉप टीम को हरा के बे. कल तो मेरे हिसाब से चिल करके खेलो एकदम मस्त. 5 ड्यूलिस्ट मेटा हो जाए. हाँ 5 ड्यूलिस्ट.
कल क्या है? कल क्या है?
कल संडे फाइनल से कल. मत कर चैट मिस भाई. क्या सिल्वन 80 असिस्ट भाई सच्ची टोटल 3 गेम मिला के 4 गेम मिला के 80 असिस्ट है उसका.
मेरे जैसा एकदम.
तुम्हारा एज होने वाला है अच्छे मेरे जैसा एकदम. चुप रहो जब दो बड़े बात कर रहे हो भाई. मजा आ गया. लेकिन चैट सब लोग सपोर्ट वाला ट्वीट करो, अपना अपना सोशल मीडिया एक्टिव करो, कॉन्ग्रेचुलेट करो T1 को भाई. है भाई कुछ भी बोलो है बे. टीम तो है बे. टीम तो है भाई. अनबिलीवेबल भाई. 3 को कैसे आ रहा है भाई. जितने टीम्स को आ रहा है उतने तो सेंटिनल लेते अपन. माफ करो. चलो गाइस बाय बाय. आदित्य चट में पादियोस 8 बजे मैं वापस लाइव आ रहा हूँ. ठीक है. ग्रुप गेम के साथ नया गेम खेलने वाले आज और उसके बाद शायद से 5 होने वाला है. मेरे लिंक्स नहीं दे रहा मैं. ठीक है. तो इट्स गोना बी अ गेमिंग नाइट एंड रात को हम खेलने वाले मेंबर्स ओनली वैलोरेंट पुश.
इसके लिए रुकी थी मैं.
Congrats, Stacks and Buzz. Now, Stacks, I'm gonna start with you. For so long, every tournament felt like it was so close, yet so far away. I mean, but this time you finally made
That's
it.
one.
So, what does it feel like? What does it mean to you to be able to do this? 스택스 선수 드디어 올라가네요. 참 그동안 많은 고난도 있었고 눈물을 많이 흘리기도 했었는데 지금 기분이 어떤지부터 들어보고 싶습니다.
드디어 좀 결승이라는 무대에 와보는데 일단은 조금 아직까지는 실감이 잘 안 나지만 좀 냉정함을 유지하려고 노력 중이고 아직 끝난 거 아니니까 끝나고 이제 즐기도록 하겠습니다.
Well, yeah, grand finals at
कल
last
T1 का
we
जैकेट
made
पहन
it,
लेना.
but you know it's not over till
जब
it's
मैंने
over.
कुछ पहने ना
I'm
तब
just
सब
trying
कुछ
to
हुआ है.
remain calm and very
मैच
humble,
देखते ना
and we'll
चुपचाप.
celebrate once we pick up that trophy.
ครับผมสำ
जीत
หรับ
सकते हैं यार वो
คำถาม
लोग.
ผมนั่นก็คือว่า
काहे जिंक्स
คุณ
करना
เนี่ย
बताओ.
เป็นทีมที่ไม่เคยได้ไปถึงจุดฝั่งฝันสักทีนะครับผมแต่วันนี้คุณได้
Final
มา
กันแล้ว
เหยียบ
กัน
ที่
Final
แกรนด์ไฟนอลแล้วรู้สึกยังไงบ้างนะครับแซคบอกว่ารู้สึกว่าภูมิใจนะครับผมแต่อย่างไรก็ตามประมาทก็ไม่ได้เหมือนกันเช่นเดียวกันครับ
Harsh, thank you for the membership.
You know how much you wanted this, right? What's on your mind right now? And tell me about this moment. 얼마나 간절했는지는 스스로가 가장 잘 알고 있을 거라고 생각하거든요. 지금 어떤 생각이 가장 먼저 들까요?
일단은 그 전에 대회를 경기를 치를 때는 조금 승리에 매달려서 조금 간절하게 했던 것 같은데 이번 대회는 뭔가 최대한 재밌게 즐기려고 했던 것 같고요. 그래서 덕분에 결승에 진출할 수 있지 않나 싶고 그리고 내일 결승도 최대한 재밌게 즐겨보도록 하겠습니다.
Well, looking back at the previous events, I felt like I was just chasing for that trophy, too anxious to win. But this one was different because I tried to enjoy the game itself and I was having so much fun. So when it comes to tomorrow, I'll try to have as much as fun as possible.
ไฟดูลิสต์ हो
ค
जाए
รับผมและคำถามคล้ายๆกันนะฮะโอ้โหเหมือนไม่ต้องแปลอีกแล้ว
हो जाए ไฟดูลิส
ใคร
ต์
ก็ตามครับผมคำถามคล้ายๆกันอยากรู้ความรู้สึกของบัสตอนนี้ครับผมเขาบอกว่าเมื่อก่อนเนี่ยเหมือน
उसको
เรา
अच्छा
เล่น
ना
ไปเพื่อ
Brimstone का
ที่อยากจะชนะเพื่อที่อยากจะเอาถ้วย แต่ในวันนี้เขารู้สึกว่าเขาอยากเล่นเพื่อสนุกไปกับเกมครับผมและพรุ่งนี้เขาก็จะทำให้ได้ดีที่สุดครับ
Now, lastly, you guys are on the verge of getting what you want. Just one more game tomorrow. RT1 getting their happy ending tomorrow. 이제 한 게임만 남았거든요. 트로피까지. 내일 해피 엔딩 T1 건가요?
네, 무조건 T1 겁니다.
Yeah, 100%. Happy ending is T1's tomorrow.
साला T1 सब
Well,
जगह है
thank you
बे
and massive congrats.
และสำหรับคำถามสุดท้ายครับผม วันพรุ่งนี้คุณเข้ามาใกล้ที่สุดแล้วนะครับสำหรับความฝันของคุณที่วันจะทำได้หรือเปล่าครับผม
रंजन thank you for the one gifted
100% ครับ
Congratulations once again and one more time for T1.
इग्नोर करना है मैच हर चीज पढ़ने की जरूरत है
Thank you so much for that.
Well,
Star, appreciate
it's
it.
a win, it's a W.
To T1.
जिसको भी गिफ्ट
the
मिला रोनी
second
सेज
seeded
को
team coming out of the Pacific
करो
region, a team that
और
was rated in 8th coming into
क्या करना
this
है
event.
लाइक करना
And
स्ट्रीम
now
ठीक
they
है
have punched their ticket
मिलते
to the
हैं
grand
कल
finals here in
बाय बाय
Bangkok,
बाय बाय बाय
You see what it
आदियोस
means
स्टेडियम में
for
आदियोस
Snaps and Buzz. They
कल
took
मिलते हैं
a
फाइनल्स में जो लोग
real
रात को स्ट्रीम में नहीं आ रहे
risk leaving
और
DRX.
बाकी
It was
लोग
storied
मिलेंगे रात को
Korean
स्ट्रीम पे
roster in the
ठीक
history
है
of
बाय
this
बाय
game.
बाय आदियोस मिलते हैं 8 बजे होगा दूसरा स्ट्रीम आ रहा हूँ मैं आधे घंटे पे बाय
When there's no hope hiding, no chance concealing what deep down I felt for you. Oh, I regret for losing the one who loved me, for who I can't go back to. Walking through all the dust and reason frame a past we simply let fade. Oh, but I don't close the door, waiting a chance for when we'll be back again. You make me feel so crazy, still in love with you. You make me feel amazing when I'm next to you. You make me feel so crazy, my heart breaks for you. Can't help but know that I'm still in love with you. You make me feel so. When there's no hope loving for you who saw me before I knew who I'd be. What I have around me means nothing to me if I can't share it with you. Walking through all the dust and reason frame a past we simply let fade. But I don't close the door, waiting the chance for when